What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of BKNY Hoops. If you're new to the channel, I'm your host as always, Rashid White. All right, let's get into it. You guys see the title, you see the actual graphics. Sean Marks is a real, just real dumbass, man. Just really seriously moronic, man. And he needs to be fired as soon as possible. I just don't understand how anyone in any industry can like destroy something. Like, you're an employee. You'll see that show Bar Rescue, and you'll see like general managers really like just messing up the, like the whole business, and not controlling costs, and just ultimately like destroying the business. Then you fire that person. Sean Marks is really like needs to be fired. All right. So it says that there's a report out there the Brooklyn Nets are not targeting Jonathan Kuminga. Player one, what's going on, Claude? See, Harlem, you only show up when the Knicks actually win, man. Let me get into the actual news report here. Then we're going to look at the stats from Jonathan Kuminga. And there has been some improvement. Remember, the guy is actually young, right? He's 23 years old, about 23. And let's get into the actual story. And there's some reasons why Sean Marks doesn't want to actually re-sign Jonathan Kuminga over here, man. So, all right, it says over here the Nets has been linked to Kuminga for months following his and Golden State's failure to negotiate a contract extension before the 21st deadline. Now, I understand when it comes to, the Warriors not wanting to give him a contract. You haven't really seen a large sample size, but you have to kind of like blame Steve Kerr for that. Like you got to really like play the guy and let him play through mistakes. So unless you do tell him if there are mistakes that he's actually making and he's just not getting it, and he just has like just a low IQ in general. But I don't know. I don't know the Kuminga personally, and I'm not in the practice and just to really kind of see that, man. It says a new report from Anthony Slater of the Athletic suggests that Brooklyn may not even be on the hunt for Kuminga at all. The Congolese forward playing time fluctuated after the Butler trade, but he stepped it up in a major way throughout the second round of the postseason. Slater reports that the Nets are currently not preparing an offer sheet for Kuminga, even after a season in which he averaged 15.3 points per game. And given Brooklyn's rebuild stage, Kuminga may not end up there after all. So, yeah, he averaged 15.3 points a game. So I think the offer sheet, or what he actually does want, is about like $150 million for like, I think it was like 4 or 5 years. But like if you average 15 points per game, if you actually look at the numbers, right, then that doesn't really kind of blow you away right there, man. That's really kind of like role player territory, So will he actually make an all-star team? And I guess this is one of the things that you're looking at. If he does get the money, right, will he actually look to get better? So as I said on my last Jonathan Kuminga show, we've seen a lot of players over the 34 years I've been watching the NBA, right, get big contracts, contract extensions, and just disappears afterwards. This is why LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, like why these guys are so revered, because with those guys is about legacy, So most players aren't really wired like that, But I guess when you're in the Brooklyn Nets situation, you gotta have to kind of like take that chance, because like an organic rebuild, I'm fine with it, but again, the players actually have to be there. You can't look at OKC and say, okay, I want to actually, replicate what OKC's done. So they may have a better scouting department, and the players actually have to be there, right? It can't be like last year's draft, and you have like like the number 3 pick is Reed Shepherd, who I'm questioning is an NBA player or not. He couldn't get off the bench with the Houston Rockets. And he's like it's like a low budget version, probably a worse version of Austin Reeves when when it comes to like the defense right there. All right, so it says over here the Nets could be making a huge mistake by not going after the young player. It's clear that Kuminga has immense potential and takes advantage of his minutes, and that's true too. He does. Brooklyn being in a rebuild should allude to the organization going after a young target. He fits the description. The Nets will build a major core for the future in this year's NBA draft. All right, I'm getting tired of it. I'm getting tired of these media pundits, man. However, they guaranteed to bring in a viable starter in form of Kuminga should they go after him. So Kuminga, it's better than I don't know if he's better than Cooper Flag, right? Like in terms of like talent wise, yeah, but like fit wise, Cooper Flag, he does a lot of little things. Like he could fit more on a lot of teams. He passes the ball. Plays defense. I think he's capable of actually playing off the basketball, which makes him valuable to a lot of different teams. Kuminga, I don't know yet. I mean, there's a huge question mark on him. All right, so it says perhaps Brooklyn musters up an offer and joins other teams in the mix for Kuminga. All right, so let's look at the scouting report over here, and the NBA comparison is Jaylen Brown. All right, so if you're Sean Marks, like, what the hell are we doing here, man? Jaylen Brown, all right? Let's try to get him to that, right? I mean, we see that. Like, if you look at Jaylen Brown in his earlier years, I can see that, right? He does have the athleticism, the defense, so the weaknesses over here says lack consistency shooting. Kuminga is an incredible talent and one with loads of potential. All right, so he averaged 24.6% from the 3-point line and 62% from the foul line. And let's see if he actually improved on those numbers over here, man. So he is in the limited. Oh, okay, so look, he did 33 points. So that's this scout report is him coming out of college. So 24%, was it 24% it said? Yeah, 24.6%. Let's round it off 25% from three. And he came into the NBA averaging 33.6, 37%, 32, and I guess he took more shot attempts a little bit. And then this year he's at like 30.5%, and his career average is 33%. So that's just below like, an average 3-point shooter. But, with his athleticism, I don't want him really shooting that many threes. He's, he can put pressure on the defense and get those other guys, that's the non-athletic guys who just don't have the skill set and don't have the actual physicality to really kind of get to the line, and he can and let me see. DJ's up in the comments. Let me get the link in for you guys, man. And let me see which guys actually really think about this whole Jonathan Kuminga situation. And yeah, I actually had the Knicks winning this game, Harlem. But so where was I over here, man? So yeah, the numbers actually have improved, and his whole career is 12.5. All right. So I don't know if he's worth, but see, like I said, with Steve Kerr, like if you like a coach can actually affect your confidence. If you yank him out and yell at him for a mistake, you can kind of cause him to overthink the game. Yo, DJ, what's good, man?
Yo.
What's good with you, man? So what do you think, man? Huge mistake not going after Kuminga, or is the actual right move? Oh, Jonathan's over here,
I think it would be a good move to go after Kuminga. Now, me personally, I don't think the Warriors is going to just let him walk. It's seeming like the most likely option for the Warriors is they're going to re-sign Kuminga, keep him, or they might sign him and do a sign and trade deal.
Yeah, maybe.
But they're not. But even the owner and the GM is saying they're not letting Kuminga walk, so that's not happening. They're not letting him walk.
It doesn't seem like there's a lot of options.
I didn't even realize he's real tight with the owner. So
the only problem is him and Kerr. Because Kerr on a recent podcast said, "Oh, I'm not going to play this guy 30 minutes because of the stars." So you wonder if he stays with them, will he ever break?
Kerr did say that they're going to play him a lot more. So we'll see.
Yeah, Kerr did say that. I mean, he said he even made a mistake. I forgot all about that. Yeah, Kerr said he's going to play him more. if he actually does stay with the
That, and you know what that is, bro? Because the owner and the GM is cracking down on Steve Kerr, bro.
Yeah, it seems like with the Nets with the cap space, it seems like they're not going to go after outside their own team's restricted free agents. So they're probably going to focus on maybe Thomas and
They even
Day'Ron,
spoke,
not
bro.
really go after outside
Why? I
restricted
mean,
free agents.
that's not a winning formula, man. They just
No,
don't match up.
Hoops. I understand, but just based on the fact with this Kuminga stuff today, that's officially dead in the water. It seems like they're probably going to facilitate more as a third team, potentially getting expiring contracts and draft picks with that cap space if they're not going to go after restricted free agents. That's the strategy you got to do at this point. So it seems like they're making a choice. Let's get expiring contracts, let's get picks, and let's build for the following year if they don't do anything big this summer. That's what it feels like they're doing here with this, not going after Kuminga.
You talking about the Nets, John?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's saying the priority is going to be Day'Ron Sharpe and Cam Thomas. For one, hold on, let me put that dude. Trey
hold on.
You have his replacement.
Can I ask you something? Would you just say you the GM, just in the GM's position? Is you gonna let Day'Ron and Cam walk?
You can't at this point. You need contracts.
Why not let them two dudes walk?
BK,
you don't get nothing out of that.
Here's the thing: we can't trust Sean Moss to get much back for players.
He got his replacement. Hold on. Listen, I think Trey Johnson.
Only if they can't. Like the Warriors, they're able to like match whatever. They're still able to match whatever. So they're not gonna just let him walk.
Right, and the Nets aren't.
And then the Nets, they're not just gonna let Day'Ron and Cam walk.
Yeah, they need guys under contract, especially Cam Thomas. You need a market value deal, especially if you ever do move off him. You want his contract to be something a team would want to take on. You can't just let him take a qualifying offer, $5 million, and then walk on you the following year. That would just be a catastrophic failure for the organization. So Thomas, I expect to be re-signed. Day'Ron is tricky. Day'ron is tricky.
Listen, hold on, man. His NBA comparison coming out of college is each
BK,
one and Seth Curry, man. I mean, come on, bro. Like,
I'm not. He always does these scouting reports, BJ. Always.
BK, we're not getting into the conversation
Jalen Brown. I'll let Cam Thomas walk. It's not that big. He was a 27 pick. It's not like he was a number 1 pick or anything like that. He was a borderline.
Wait, so hold on. We're gonna hold on. I could say this, and I don't know if John agrees with me or not. Let me know, John. If we had the first overall pick in this draft, then I would say, okay, cool. Maybe you can I'll be all right with letting Cam walk. But we don't have that first pick, bro. We
don't have a top franchise guy. Listen, as much as Cam has improved, you don't have that guy yet. So with us in this draft, maybe draft 3 really solid guys, use your late picks, maybe trade for a future 2026 picks or something like that. But you have to handle this draft. Wait, BK, you have
I didn't mute. Jonathan had a signal issue. I didn't mute him or anything like that. If you're talking about Ant-Man, you're talking about Kate Cunningham, right? You're talking about Paolo Banchero. I get it, but Cam Thomas,
BK. What we're saying is, if you had one of them dudes, okay, cool. Then it'll be all right. All right, be like, all right, we really don't care that you let Cam walk, but we don't have anything. You can't allow Cam to walk.
Seriously, and if the Nets don't go after any big players this summer, which they probably shouldn't, just let's be honest, this free agency market isn't that good this year. So if the goal is let's consolidate picks, let's get expiring contracts, let's plan for the following year, then you have to really hit this draft out of the park with what you can get at 8 or with that 19 pick.
A lot of these dudes are just going to resign with their team.
Yeah, it's not really a free agency. It's really James Harden, LeBron James. That's it. Besides Naz Reid, there's not really anybody that's big time on that market right now, as opposed to the following year. So yeah, it's not a good market.
I just don't understand.
I don't even see anybody asking for like major crazy type of money though in the offseason, in the free agency.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is,
outside of probably Miles Turner, I don't see anybody really like asking.
I mean, player one is like the only one that really kind of understands where I'm coming from. He's a bench player. I mean, literally, he's a bench player, right?
We're not saying player one. Hold on. We're not saying like he's not a bench. We're not saying that at all, bro. But it's like, why would you just let him walk right now when you don't have anything?
Exactly.
Who you gonna replace him with right now?
I'd rather pick up someone like
we could agree with you in player one if we had somebody, if we had a Paolo or a Donovan Mitchell or a Stephen Curry or something. But we don't have that, bro.
And the only
get rid of him right now.
And the only good thing the Nets have is they have the most cap space this summer. You can use that strategically to get expiring salary, to get your future cap space for the following year. You get more picks to reset, keep refilling your tank of assets, and then make big moves.
Jonathan, I got him right here. So we let Cam walk. BK, who's providing the offense?
Yeah, you're
Keon
gonna
Johnson.
lose with him regardless, man.
Keon Johnson.
That's the thing. He's just not going to contribute to winning, man. I mean, you're going to lose
But
with him
who's putting up
regardless.
the
So I
points?
just want
Who's
him
gonna put
more.
up? Hold up. Y'all know how I feel about Cam, bro. I don't
They're
think
going to
Cam is
lose. They're
how
going to lose
everybody
regardless, DJ. I mean,
But hold on.
he
I'm
can't
being
score all
real
the
about
points.
this, though, bro. I'm being real about this. I watched the games, bro. Who is gonna put up the offensive numbers like Cam
No,
on his team?
they're going to lose
Nobody.
regardless. They're going to lose regardless.
Yeah, but BK, you
No, I'm
if
not
we
saying
get
I'm not saying they're not gonna lose. I'm just saying, bro, it will look worse. Hold on. It's gonna be like 60 to like 100 something, bro.
Yeah, and here's the thing, though. We only got one pick right now, Hoop. So if you think we should just let Cam Thomas go, suck purposely, look what the NBA
We're not
did.
even
They
gonna get
showed
past,
they're
bro. We're
willing
not
to
even
give
gonna make it
top
past
teams.
80 points
Wait,
a game,
DJ.
bro.
They're willing to give top teams now those top picks. So if we just be plain old mediocre this year, we might just get dropped to 6 or 7 again. Oh, hey, you don't have Cam Thomas now on your team. Like,
It's gonna,
we're even
bro. I'm telling you,
worse
Jonathan,
if
it's
that
gonna look like
happens.
it's gonna look like the
That's
50s
worse.
or something, bro. If we gonna go out
Yeah.
there with no, like, come on, bro.
I'm not hating on Cam. I just be looking
You
at
just
like
said, well, let him walk for
You
nothing.
hate you
I'm just
always
saying, I'm
not
just
like
looking
this.
at I'm just
Just be
looking at
I
honest,
just said, let
BK.
him
Just
walk
be
for nothing,
honest
bro.
about it. Yeah, just be
I'm just
honest
looking
about
at
it, BK.
players like K Cunningham, and I'm
Oh my
like,
God, we don't have anybody
We
like that,
ain't getting
bro.
that
I'm
guy
like, man.
unless Sean Marks is a daredevil and tries to get Dylan Harper on draft night. It's not happening. It's not going to
Y'all
happen.
think this is
I already
like,
did the video. I did the live stream last night on that one. And it seems like the Spurs want to keep Dylan Harper, man, and they want to
Yeah,
like,
that's right. I heard it's not happening likely. It's
yeah,
Giannis is
man.
not going to the Spurs, bro.
I like, damn. So
I think he's gonna play another year
when
in
you
the
look
Bucks.
at it
And
too,
he
I
hasn't even
mean,
requested a trade. So where is this all this trade talks coming from? He hasn't
who's
requested a
that?
trade at all.
Who?
Giannis, like, why is they trying to say that he wants out? He hasn't
he
requested a
does.
trade.
Man, the media needs
Cham's
like,
reported he's exploring it, but he hasn't had that meeting yet with the Bucks that he was supposed to have a week ago. So that
Literally,
still
the
has to
owner said
happen.
they're not moving off of him until he requests a trade.
Right, that's going to happen eventually. But I think Giannis is
I
waiting
don't think
till
so.
after the
I think it's gonna happen
finals.
probably the deadline, maybe. I don't think it's gonna happen right now.
Here's the thing, though. If the Bucks want to trade Giannis, you got to do it like right before draft night. Because remember, the Bucks don't have any picks right now. So if they wait till afterwards, they're kind of screwed.
Bro,
If he has
literally,
out for
Giannis
that.
going to the West, bro, is not gonna help him, bro. It's gonna be even worse.
The question is, does he want to go to the
if you got
West?
Dylan Harper
Same
over there,
East.
you have De'Aaron Fox. I don't know if they signed De'Aaron.
What is Wemby? Hold on. What is Wemby and Giannis gonna do against OKC, Timberwolves? Bro, that's not enough.
No, I mean because they looking at keeping.
You know how little their roster is, bro. Outside of Wemby, they only tallest player will be Wemby and Giannis.
Good backup center. You got to get a good backup center. You're right about that, DJ. Who's your backup?
Yeah, I guess for like, I'm not like, but Cam Thomas, man, I don't know, man.
Wemby needs players that around him that are like not so on ball. He needs like off ball type players.
BK, the fact that
he get right over here, man. Trey Johnson, right here. Nick Young, Cam Thomas, and he's a better passer.
But BK, listen, if we're forced to get Trey Johnson,
does he really drop
wouldn't
all the way to eighth though.
Wait, DJ, listen, BK, I wouldn't hate the idea if we have to get Trey Johnson as the best overall player available at 8, but at the end of the day, you want to get a piece that you need right now. We need a point guard or a center.
Quick question.
That's way more important right now. Trey Johnson? I don't know yet. I don't really know who wants him though right now. I think he's kind of up in the air of what team's going to get him. A team might get him in the lottery and trade him. At that point, I think he could be a trade piece for a team. I think
he could be a Cam Thomas. This is the upgraded version of Cam Thomas right here. His shooting is actually a lot better than him. He's a more willing passer, right? Right now than when Cam Thomas really came into the.
And he is tall though. He is.
And he's tall. He's 6'6". And like I said, I just want somebody. I want somebody with average NBA height. The average NBA height is 6'6", man. No more what's it called? Non-athletic, undersized guards, man. I'm done with it, man. I've been seeing it for the last.
We really don't. I don't think we have a good track record of bigs.
We need a center or point guard on draft night. Listen, if Trey Johnson is the best overall pick you can get at 8, you take him. But if you have Pierce or Mallywalk on the board, you got to pick one of them. BK, we need areas of need.
Mallywalk is like
we don't have a point guard or a center right now. We don't.
I don't know, man, because I was reading.
Jonathan, we need a wing too.
DJ, we do need wings. Wait, DJ, we do need wings, but if the Nets focus on getting point guard and center, we do have a pick for the following year to get wings, which are going to be heavy in 2026. So it's not the end of the world if we don't get a wing first. We have to get point guard and center, though, for sure. That's
Mallywatch, to me, when I look at him, he's a backup right now, man.
How's it? Oh, my God. Yo, DJ, man. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I can't. I'm just not going to fight him on this right now.
If a bad team, he might actually start, bro.
He will
On a
start.
bad
Come
team.
on.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like if you was to put him on like the Knicks right now, if you was to put him
Wait,
on the
hold
Celtics,
on.
I'm looking at him
Actually,
like
matter of
he
fact,
can
what
he
bad
actually
team?
start on a good team. You know, that's
Wait,
how I'm
what
looking.
DJ? What DJ?
He might actually. I ain't gonna lie. BK might be right because what bad teams have? I think a lot of these bad teams actually have decent centers.
Yeah.
Except Brooklyn. We don't have a decent center. We don't have
Because I
decent
don't think
center.
Malawach is not starting on Hornets. He's not starting on the Hornets. He's not starting on the Jazz.
Oh
He's
yeah, it's
definitely starting
Mark
Brooklyn.
Williams is better. Mark Williams is better than Marlon
He's
Watch,
not.
right?
He's not starting on the
Wait.
Wizards.
Mark Williams is an interesting player, but Malliwalk, I think
No, I
defensively
mean
has a
just
way higher
take away the
ceiling.
No, he's
injuries.
better than him, John.
Yeah, take away
Mark
the
Williams is
injuries.
better than him, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Offensively,
saying.
I'll give you offense. Definitely offense. I'll give you
Bro,
some
he
offense.
averages like one block a game, 2 blocks a game.
Yeah, but he's also got injury concerns too. I just think with Malliwalk, you got to give him a chance. That's all I'm saying. You got to give him a chance.
I ain't saying his defense is all worldly, but he can give you at least 1 or 2 blocks a game.
He would definitely start on Brooklyn. Here's the crazy thing. I think Philly should think about Malliwalk because Embiid, you don't know what his health,
I'm
and you might need
surprised
to
the
back
Lakers
up with
just
Embiid.
keep him like 16 and 10.
DJ, don't you think Philly should think about getting Malliwalk to be Embiid's backup? They have Andre Drummond right now, and Drummond isn't exactly helping them right now. Don't you think Philly should think about maybe getting a big man instead of Ace Bailey? Because Ace doesn't fit with them right now.
Well, that's
No,
another
why
thing.
would you hold on?
I
Why would
talked
you
about
no?
this on the
No, I
live
would
last
not do
night.
that.
Ace Bailey might slide to number 8.
That would be wild. Listen,
Nah,
if he
bro.
somehow slid at 8, we didn't do anything. That is called miracle right there. That's called a.
That's not a miracle. That's bad, man. What are you talking
No, it's
about?
not. Are you kidding me, BK? You have to be a fool to let 8 slip all the way down to us.
If he slipped to 8, there's something that these scouts are looking at that's not good. If he was
What y'all
number
think
2
is
or
harder
3,
to get, wings or centers? Elite wings or elite
elite
centers?
wings, I guess.
Elite wings, because you have 2 wings, and Ace and Cooper probably be taken to
So
the top 5.
that's why I would if I'm the Philadelphia 76ers, I'm drafting Ace Bailey.
Yeah, but how are you going to play him with George? His development might be hurt because George has to
First
start
of all,
over.
George is retiring in what, a year or 2?
Oh my God, DJ, you called their downfall like before the
Like
season.
that,
Man.
let's be honest. And he's not even going to stay over there. I don't think
So
he's
my
staying.
boy Eskimo Tip-Off, he's
They're
saying
not
that
keeping him, bro.
the
There's
Jazz want
absolutely
trade.
no way Philly keeps Paul George. There's no way they should keep
They
him.
got to break that up. If they don't win this year, Philly has to break it up. There's no way you could pay George and Embiid all that money and they're not healthy. You got to make like an.
I just don't see it, bro. Philly fans hate Paul George, bro.
And if you do get Ace, you have Ace and Maxey as your rebound, so that wouldn't be a worst case scenario for Philly.
My boy Tip-Off got a good point, man. So it's saying that for Trey Johnson that the Jazz want him and they're ahead of us in the draft.
I heard the Hornets want Dylan Harper, but
and then I don't know if they're
Hornets are going to get Edgecombe.
They're not going to be able to get him now.
I think Hornets will get an Edgecombe, but would they want to trade Edgecombe potentially? I don't know.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. You see what? Yo, I thought Knicks fans was like crazy, bro. Philly fans is like, man.
Nah, they always been crazy, man. Let me let Eskimo go, man. Well, Harlem, you there, man? Hold on, Eskimo, 1 second, man. Harlem, you there, man? I know you've been listening, man.
Bullshit y'all talking.
Whatever, man. All right, let me let Eskimo go, and I'll get back to you, Harlem. I know what you want to talk about.
We're talking about the draft.
We're talking basketball, boy.
Nah, I don't even want to talk about the Knicks. I'm just saying y'all just talking some bullshit. Like what?
Like what?
You're having an adult conversation. Get the fuck out of here.
Your precious Cam Thomas. I'm talking about your precious Cam Thomas. Oh, Harlem. Oh,
we was even talking about Cam. We was just talking about the draft. We was talking about Ace Bailey.
Nah, I'm saying just some bullshit.
I know.
What's up, John? The Great White Hope. What's up, man? You all right?
I'm great, Harlem. I know about you. You're the one coming with whiny energy. We're just talking basketball, bro.
Ooh, that's a low blow, Jonathan. Damn.
I can't go low when he's already lower than me, so.
Ooh. Nah, hold on, man. You gotta be quiet for a minute, man. Hold on. Let me let.
Okay. Nah, you see.
Let's get to guys who actually watches college basketball. Let's get to a real savant.
Eskimo, man.
So when I say something back, don't start crying for your man. You feel me?
No, Jonathan is toughening up over the years, man.
I've always been tough, bro. Stop it. But listen, let's get back to basketball, man. Let's leave the tears to the corner.
I know, man.
No, that's you, man. But it's cool.
Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me so Eskimo, what you heard about Trey Johnson over here, man? The Jazz wants him and
Charlotte. Those are the two teams that's trying to figure out which is the best direction to go between like those two guys, right? Because that's what I've been trying to figure out, who's going to take who and where. And most of the time with Charlotte and the Jazz is mostly those two names back to back each team. Like, you know what I'm saying, who will be a better fit next to Melo, who will be, you know what I'm saying, in Utah, would Trey be a good fit in Utah? And that seems to be the question. And of course, Spears is on the list, but he's behind those two, you know what I mean?
So who's more ahead, Jeremiah Fears or Trey Johnson? I like Trey Johnson's like upside.
Yeah, I like Trey Johnson.
Well, for those teams, Trey and VJ is ahead. But you know what I mean? Other teams still look at Jeremiah's upside and wonder if, you know what I mean?
Utah got a lot of guards though.
Possibly take him in case they want to trade Melo or something. Talks go like that. You know what I mean? In case they want to move off LaMelo, he would be the next point guard after Dillon to go off the board.
I mean, you think they will want Yego, man? Or who dropped off?
He's a little far down. Like you know what I mean? As far as point guards, Jeremiah's the second best point guard in the draft, so you wouldn't skip over Jeremiah. I mean,
see, my thing is like
Utah needs another big man. They don't need another guard.
Do you think Washington and Brooklyn could trade with each other? By any chance, Washington and Brooklyn, could they pull up?
Why would they trade with each other?
No.
With Jeremiah, man,
they have the higher pick. Why would they trade with us?
I've heard some rumors that they might do business. That's what I was asking Ice.
What do we have to offer them?
Potentially who we draft and who they draft if they feel like
it would have been a
higher pick, John.
It would have been a swap, right? In case Queen was on the board, they want Queen. They want Queen on Maluaj. So just to trade spots.
What team are we talking about?
Washington. They want to run a double.
Queen, man.
Washington wants to run a double big lineup. Pelicans wants to run a double big lineup. Those two teams are looking for bigs, but Pelicans also like Jeremiah Fears.
I ain't gonna lie. If Derek Queen goes to the Wizards, bro, that's a nice little lineup right there.
Well, see, hold on, Eskimo. My thing with Jeremiah Fears is he can't shoot, right? He's 28% right now, and there's no guarantee that he's going to work on his 3-point shot. You look at Dennis Smith Jr., Ben Simmons, a lot of
maybe see him get drafted and see if he can work on the
right there. His catch and shoot percentage is 36%. His off the dribble is 29%.
Who's that?
Off the dribble shooting needs work, but if he stands still and catch and shoot, is at 36%.
Yep.
So, and his free throw is at 80%. So, you know what I mean? Technically, you go off that and say,
but isn't he going to have the ball in his hands, man? You got to run like a lot of actions just to really get him a wide open shot, though, man. Like
he's a point guard, BK. So of course he has to do that.
He's controlling the offense.
Well, if he plays, because most likely he's not going to start or whoever he goes to. Because whoever he goes to, if he goes to the Wizards, he's not starting over Carlton or Poole.
No, that's a fair point. If he comes to Brooklyn, we have an open spot.
He's not starting over Colin Sexton or Keontae George, so he's going to be put in a good position regardless.
All right, no, I mean I'm just talking about him as like a high level starter,
and I don't think Utah needs another.
You would say a backup? Yeah, I definitely get that, DJ. Hold on, let me ask Eskimo, what you think about the topic over here, man? Kuminga not being targeted by Sean Marks, right move or it's actually a mistake, man?
Yeah, I figured it wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Because there's Nets fans who do want them, who want Kuminga, and there's Nets fans who don't. You know what I mean? And I say it's not a good look because if he's playing like the 4, you end up with another non-shoot. Even though he can score, like you end up with floor spacing issues. You know what I mean? If he don't fit their system shooting threes, how would he fit our system shooting threes when he doesn't shoot threes?
Right.
Actually, he does shoot threes.
Well, again, so he does shoot threes, and he's getting better. And again, he's 20. He's 20. How old? He's 23 years old.
22.
Yeah, actually,
22 years old. These guys, they don't start making impact.
This how you know you gotta rewatch Kuminga, bro. When he played in the beginning of the start of the season, he was shooting almost 39%.
That was during his run in January before he hurt his ankle. He was starting to really play well before he got hurt. He really was.
So when people say that he can't shoot, that's just not true.
No, and listen, I think for the Nets, it comes down to the number. If Kuminga thinks he's worth $30 million, do the Nets want to use pretty much most of the cap space to get him? Probably not.
And Jonathan, that's a huge improvement from last year, almost 39%.
Yeah, he's definitely improved. I'd be open to get him on his team, but if Kuminga thinks he's worth over $30 million, I don't think the Nets are going to use their heavy cap space to get him just because they want to use
crazy how no smoke for Steve Kerr, bro. Only Warriors is giving Steve Kerr the smoke.
I'm
You trying
giving
to
him
make
smoke
Kerr,
too, man. Yeah, yeah.
BK, he's trying to. He said, "I want Kuminga to be a rebounder and a playmaker." What?
He said he didn't want to play him over 38 minutes. When you say that, when he hasn't even hit
Well, if
24
you
yet,
want
that means you
to, if
don't
you
want
want
him being a
to,
He
he
starter.
wants to
would.
have Steph just run this team into the ground, bro. He just wants them to just carry this team, bro.
That they
Yeah,
don't have much longer that team with
Like, how
Curry.
long
Maybe
you
a year
think
or
Steph is
two.
going to be able to carry a team?
Not
I
much
mean,
longer.
for them, it's about
Um,
the fit. I seen Warriors fans want him to play more, but like again, they still say he doesn't fit the team with the scheme. You know what I mean? With that
Him and
scheme,
Jimmy don't work well because
Where do you
first
guys
of all,
think
Jimmy.
Jimmy Butler on the
Have we
flex, right?
considered the possibility that Steve Kerr is completely overrated as a head coach? Like, is that like a
Yes,
possibility?
hold on. It's so two-sided. It's like he doesn't know how to develop young guys, but when it comes to vets, he works so well with vets.
that's
Yeah.
what it is too.
You know what it is? He's focused just
So it's
on
kind of
winning,
both.
but at
He's
a
a
certain
good
point,
coach
you
and a
got to
bad coach at
adapt
the
your
same time.
philosophy. He has to adapt his
No,
philosophy. and he
hold on.
hasn't done that
Most young players don't win. They're still learning the game, right? And he's 22. They
Wait,
don't really
but
start
BK,
making impacts at 27 years old, man. 26, 27. But you got to allow them to actually develop, though.
it's no excuse though, bro. Because how was Jordan Poole the only young player that actually turned out well?
for a year before they traded him.
Well, they
He's
had
right. Like, what young player worked out on Golden State?
The only one I know is Jordan Poole.
That's it. He's
I mean,
right.
there's still people questioning his whole basketball IQ. I know he's been playing better, man. They call him like
20. I mean, he went from 17 to 21 this season.
yeah.
Where do you guys think Kuminga goes in a sign and trade if
But
not to Brooklyn? Like, what team would want him?
I'm talking
I
about
think
like
it's
the year he
Brooklyn
got
or
drafted.
bust. I really do. I think it's Brooklyn or bust.
But Gary, they said today the Nets aren't doing it. Athletic reported that the Nets are not focused on him, unfortunately. So where would he go? That's the problem. Nobody else can match him.
Where did Nets go? Hold on. Gary, man. So, all right, I think
Warriors not
Jonathan
gonna
was
let
saying
him go,
earlier,
bro.
man. Hold on. He was saying that the Nets want to focus on Day'Ron Sharpe and Cam Thomas over Jonathan Kuminga, man. Like, what are we doing? I did the NBA comparisons on Cam Thomas, right? Etwan Moore, Seth Curry. I think they got this wrong.
Wait, you're questioning the scouting reports? Whoa!
Jonathan Kuminga, Jaylen Brown, man. I mean, what are we doing over here, man? We're talking about an Etwan Moore, Seth Curry, not Steph Curry, his brother Seth Curry, over a Jaylen Brown, potential over here, man. Like, what's wrong with Sean Marks, man? Please explain.
A lot is wrong with Sean Marks. I still think I would put it at better than 50. And I know what the report said. I still think it's better than 50-50 that Jonathan Kuminga ends up on the Brooklyn Nets. If I had to bet on it, if you gave an even money bet, either way, I would say he ends up on the Brooklyn Nets. It's probably a sign and trade. I don't know. Claxton, perhaps. We'll figure that out. I think he ends up on the Nets. I think he's going to end up making $30 million a year.
No. If you're going to sign and trade him, you will have to probably surrender.
Yeah,
Cam
the Warriors are going to
Johnson.
the most likely thing.
You think it's either Cam Johnson or Claxton, but I don't think Golden State's really Golden State could use either guy. They're not really. There's going to be no other takers. I don't think at $30 million. No one else has the cap space, right? And a team that's close isn't going to want to trade for Kuminga because he's still kind of an unknown. He makes perfect sense for the Nets because he's got upside. At $30 million, a team on the verge.
You got to let him play, man.
Trade for him.
Let him develop. If you start yanking him for little mistakes, I mean, it's going to affect his confidence.
Which is what's happened to him. Which is what if he goes to the Nets, he gets free reign and he averages 22, 24 points a game next year. Yeah.
Look at Kate Cunningham. Kate Cunningham made a lot of mistakes in his first couple of years, and he's starting to get better and get better and get better.
He never got yanked out of the game.
My only pushback, Gary, is if we do sign Kuminga, instead of getting expiring contracts with that cap space, the Nets wouldn't have the cap space advantage to go after free agents in 2026. So is it worth it to gamble that much on Kuminga, think it'll be a foundational piece, as opposed to going star hunting if the Nets do collect more assets? That's what you have to ask yourself.
You got the guarantee.
Kuminga has said on record saying that he'll bring.
It depends on. Do you think Kuminga is going to be just a good player, or do you think he can be a franchise player? If you think he can be a franchise player, then go get him. If you think he's just going to be a good player, then you're right.
I think at best third option, but that's not franchise. So that's why I think the Nets are not going to do it.
Nah, I think
if
he's on pace, his development has been good. It's just Kerr does not play him, bro. That's the whole problem.
I agree. I agree with.
I think if he gets, I think he could potentially be a second option. It's just like people
Yeah.
just
I
shit on
just don't
Kuminga
think the
because it's
Nets
like,
are going to give up the
he
cap
doesn't.
space advantage for Kuminga. That's my only thing. I think they have to know he could be a second or third option on this team. I don't think they're there
You know
yet.
what's
I
crazy,
think they're
BK? It's
interested,
like
but I don't
no
think they're
other
there
young
yet.
player gets done like this. Oh, I didn't pass the ball to Steps. I get yanked out the game. Like what?
Kuminga's in the same situation Thomas was in a few years ago. I hope people realize that
He didn't
correlation.
pass the
He's in
ball
the
to
same
Steph
position
Curry
Thomas in a few
in a
years ago.
game.
That's true. That's a
Hold
good
on.
point, Jonathan.
Gary, he didn't
No,
pass the
for
ball
real.
to Steph Curry for one game. One game he didn't pass the ball to Steph Curry, and he gets yanked for like 20 games.
And I think Kuminga has a ceiling, but for the Nets right now, our only advantage is the flexibility. If you go after Kuminga, you lose that flexibility. I don't know if the Nets are ready there yet because we don't have a game plan yet. What's going to happen this summer?
Claude
So
Smith
I
is
think we got to
capping.
see how draft
Kuminga
night
actually doesn't
goes
have an attitude,
before we
bro.
think about other things.
Any NBA player would be pissed off at the fact that I'm 22 years old and I can't get into the game because of one stupid mistake.
And that's the problem of being with superstars, man. If you aren't perfect,
So
they
I mean,
will throw your ass on the
anybody's
bench.
attitude would be like that.
You know, and Draymond too.
Look, hold on, man.
And it's not like he's out here crashing out. He doesn't have a real attitude.
Every
He's not a
basketball player
Draymond.
makes mistakes, man. I don't care if this is LeBron
It happens.
James. They all make
What are they
mistakes,
talking
man.
about? He has an attitude, bro.
You know, it's unfortunate.
Now they putting narratives, bro. Talking about
Hold on, DJ, man. Player one doesn't like you already, man. So no, that was JP that said that.
You want to talk about attitude? After Curry went down, Draymond just gave up.
I was messing with you, DJ.
You know the crazy thing is, in that series against Minnesota,
I
Kuminga was playing.
I ain't got no problem.
No, wait, DJ. They talk about attitude. Kuminga, Draymond's attitude was erratic. Every time Curry goes down with an injury,
somebody got to explain this, bro. What attitude? Kuminga don't have an attitude. Like, what?
No, my point is this: Draymond's attitude. You saw it with all the frustration he showed when Curry went down with injury, but Kuminga was just playing his ass off.
I'm not gonna lie, BK. This might be a lot. If I'm the Warriors, bro, honestly, I'm trading Draymond and I'm trading Jimmy Butler, bro. Them two dudes got to go, bro.
I don't know if you can trade Jimmy, man. He's making $60 million.
No, them two,
DJ.
I'm not gonna lie.
No, I agree. I agree.
Hold on.
Draymond hurts you in a lot of games, though, man.
It's time to get younger around your vets, bro. Like that's the only way you're gonna succeed. Just get younger.
Right. But DJ, he's making $60 million next year. Nobody in the NBA has that.
The Lakers could use Draymond.
All right, so 2026, the free agents doesn't really. It looks bleak too, man.
Draymond is just old.
No, it looks a lot better than what this is. This summer it's just James Harden, LeBron James. That's it. As far as unrestricted
I don't know why people
goes.
like Draymond so much. Like,
I mean, it's a bunch of role. CJ McCollum, Milton.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
I would take Porzingis. I just don't trust him right now.
Hey, but how Randall
A,
played
he's got
in that
AIDS,
OKC
and B, he's not an impact player.
You know somebody to look out for? Jaren Jackson Jr. He was not eligible for that Supermax. He missed it by 10 votes. What about Jackson Jr.?
Listen, I love Triple J. He ain't worth no $350 million.
No, he's not getting it. He missed that by 10 votes. So now
even if he got the votes, he's still not worth $350, man.
No, I agree totally.
I don't know, bro.
With the way they overplaying these players, I mean, Jaylen Brown got $300 million, bro.
Yeah, he's a Finals MVP though.
If Jackson Jr.
know,
does,
but it's just like with the way they paying these players, bro. I wouldn't be surprised.
How many? So BK, let me ask you: how many games a year do you win because Jaylen Brown won Finals MVP? Like how many?
That's not an easy. That's not an easy task to actually accomplish.
No, I know, but how many games? Like when you bring that with you, right? Like how many games does that win you that he won Finals MVP?
I mean, he can't win a game all by himself. I mean, you need like good pieces around him.
Okay, but like, it doesn't tell me. Saying he won Finals MVP doesn't tell me anything about how he plays basketball. It tells me he got a trophy. It doesn't tell me anything about how he plays.
Did you watch the finals last year?
Oh man,
yeah, it still doesn't tell me how he played basketball. If they would have gave the trophy to someone else, how bad would that make Jaylen Brown? How much would that change Jaylen Brown's game if they gave? I
think his main issue is the fact that he makes
like if they gave to Drew Holiday, how much worse would that make Jaylen Brown? How much worse would that make?
No, I would still I don't trophy or not, man. It's just a
okay. So stop saying the trophy. Yeah, trophy or not, the trophy doesn't tell me anything. The trophy,
the trophy when he's healthy, he's an excellent on-ball defender.
But he's an excellent on-ball defender without the trophy.
All right, but again, finals
doesn't tell me a trophy is a trophy. A trophy. Stephen A. Smith and Michelle Beadle voted on a guy who gave a trophy. That doesn't tell me anything.
At the end of the day, Tatum and Brown needed each other to succeed. And at the end of the day, when one wasn't good, the other was good.
They're not impressive people.
Yeah. At the end of the day, Brown and Tatum have always been on that same linear of I'm the guy.
What you said?
You talk about Jaylen Brown. He's not impressed by Jaylen Brown when he's healthy.
I like Jaylen Brown, but like, what is he? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a star. He is. He's a secondary player, though, right? Like, he doesn't make anyone on the court better. He doesn't play make, right? He's not a premier rebounder. He's not a premier passer.
That depends on what the coaching staff wants him to do, man. He had 12 assists in that in one of those Knicks wins in the playoffs. So
yeah, and you can find one-offs. Is he a guy that usually gives you 10 to 12 assists a game?
And that's what the coach.
No, I think he gives you what, like 3, right?
3? Is he a guy that gives you 8? Is he a guy that rebounds really well at his position like Tatum? No.
I think he gives you like 5. I think he gives you like 5 rebounds.
I think you'll find out.
He's not a great shooter, right? Like, he's got a mid-range game. He's got an in and out. He's good. Hold on,
Gary. Night basis, he gives you at least like 5 rebounds.
Yeah, I think Brown is a high quality secondary star, but
that's what he is. I agree, John. Like we treat him.
No, but I agree with you saying, Gary. Though that next year,
number 1.
No, wait, I agree with. No, he has to be now next year.
His salary says he is, and like we're gonna see.
Well, yeah, his salary, but I mean on the court, I mean who's expecting him to be the number 1?
Well, now he has to be without Tatum next year, and like Gary says, you're going to see Will's playmaking.
I mean, that's about typical in terms of the 5 points.
4.5.
Yeah. That's really like Donovan Mitchell territory, Kay Cunningham territory.
That's not bad,
Yeah, not bad.
No, listen, Brown's been solid. Listen, Tatum doesn't win a title without Brown. We all can agree. Tatum may be the franchise guy, but he never would win without Brown.
Jonathan,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, though. You need Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown would fit on any top team right now as a secondary star. Put him with Curry, put him with LeBron. Brown would do his job, and you have the same numbers probably, which would be close to championship level when he's healthy.
Is there a next group chat on IG? I don't know, man. Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. I have no idea, man.
The only thing I hope is that the Celtics don't tank next year, and the NBA just rewards them AJ the Bossa, man. That would be such a low blow to everybody. If they give them AJ the Bossa, that would be disgusting.
Well, I mean,
but player 1 talent, being a great talent doesn't always mean you can be.
All right, so on a bad knee, Gary, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. But again, the plus minus, he was bad.
Tell me, like basketball wise, what's he really? He can score a bunch of points, and he can defend,
and he can pass.
Not really. He's not a good playmaker. He doesn't make people on the court better.
I think I'm not gonna lie, Gary. I think in the past 2 seasons,
BK, go to the game that he won. Go to the last game that Boston won with Jaylen Brown when he was the primary guy.
Gary, what are you asking though? Like, what is?
Besides, he can score a bunch of points. What does he offer you? Like, how does he make?
He's giving you rebounds. He's giving you what are you talking about?
He's not a premier rebound. He's a guy that dominates the ball, right?
No, he doesn't.
No. Hold on, Gary. You got to understand. If he's your 2 guy, then he's gonna.
You guys have never seen him play,
right? If he's your 2, he has to have the ball to do damage. You know what I mean? Like you got to give him the ball.
He's not a playmaker. He creates no offense for anybody else on the court.
Yes, he's averaging 6 assists a game.
Of course, he's gonna have to hold on. Of course, Jaylen Brown has to do the same things too, bro. They're both the similar type players. They're similar archetypes.
Yeah, and let's remember they're yin and yang.
I like Jaylen Brown because he puts pressure on the rim. He gets to the line.
But he's saying that he doesn't rebound or play make. But that's
he's a great athlete who's physically strong as a bull. I get it. Like,
hold on, Gary. You have to acknowledge that in the past 2 seasons, he's been phenomenal with playmaking, bro.
Yeah.
His numbers have been the same the last 2 years. You look at his championship numbers, his numbers right now.
And his turnovers is hold on. I think Tatum's turnovers is worse than Jaylen Brown's.
Right. And can we go to that previous game they won in Boston with Brown as number 1 option? He was facilitating and finding shots.
He had 12 assists.
Yeah,
guys got to make shots, man. I mean, in this game,
they don't have a real playmaker. They don't have a real point guard.
Right, and we're going to find out if he's number 1 next year or not.
He didn't average 6 assists. He averaged in the last 3 years. He's averaged 3.5, 3.6, and 4.5. So I don't know where you got 6 from, but
I didn't say he averaged 6 assists.
No, that's what BK said.
No. In this game, he had 6 assists, and his teammates was just.
Oh, he's talking about this game.
For the game, for BK specified for the game, you said he averaged it. That's what.
I said he averaged like 4.5 assists. Let's round it off, damn near 5.
That's the season. How many did he average in the playoffs?
For his career, he averages 2.6 assists.
4 to 5. 4, yeah. So this year,
we talk this season he averaged 4.5.
4.5, a career high, 4.5 assists. It's
Where's the
fine.
playoff
I mean,
numbers,
he
though?
doesn't do any besides score. He doesn't do anything at a premier level.
What are you talking?
He doesn't.
4.5 and 5.8.
Gary, he's not.
That's okay. 4.5 assists a game is a premier shot. Okay.
Did you
But
see
that's
what
not
the
so
Kyrie
priority.
was
That's
Gary,
rank.
I agree. He's a secondary star, but he's not
Yo, hold
mediocre.
on. Before the finals,
Okay. I
Don't you
want to
want
get
those numbers to be 8 and 8?
anyone who averages 4.5 assists a game is a premier. Is a premier
For that
distributor.
team, I think it's really good because you have two.
No,
you have,
that's
first of all,
one of
you
the
have
best.
Drew Holiday, who's on ball.
If you're averaging 4.5 assists a game, you're one of the best playmakers in the NBA.
No, for that team.
Oh, okay.
You also got to remember Derek
But that's
White's
not
on
the
the
worst.
team,
He's
and
not
he
the
does
worst.
a
but
lot
we've
of
seen. Hold on,
other stuff
Jonathan.
too.
We've seen
He's
the
not the
sample
worst.
size of him getting 12 assists. He had a triple double, damn near triple double over that
He
Knicks
got a
win.
triple double.
I said he damn near had a triple double.
Oh my god, he almost got in a game. He almost got a triple double.
Hold on, Gary. You got to acknowledge
Blow
that
me
they
away. He
have.
almost got a triple double.
Now-
Hold on. It's
now-
gonna be hard for him because they
this-
have
this the thing.
on-ball players, bro. You have Drew Holiday who's on ball. You got Derek White who's on ball. None of them dudes really play off ball much, bro.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah, Drew Holiday needs the ball in his hands. He can't play off the ball that well.
And
You
he's
also
not
got
a
to
point
remember
guard.
the depth
Drew
pieces
Holiday
they
is not
have.
a great playmaker, bro.
You also got to remember the depth piece. If Derek White does playmaking as well, he kind of does a lot of what kind of like what Brown does, but not the offensively what he could do. But he
All right,
shoots
so
the
hold
ball.
on. Before the finals last year, right, Gary? I was saying we gotta give Cam Thomas a chance. We kind of probably.
When's the last time they actually had a real pure point guard?
DJ, one second. I got Gary right here, man. So before the finals last year, right? Between the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavs, I was saying like we gotta probably build around Cam Thomas, right? But then when I saw what Jaylen Brown did to Kyrie Irving and Luka, I was like, hold on for a minute, man.
Okay.
If Jaylen Brown can move laterally, stay with Kyrie, and lock him down, and probably the most skilled player in NBA history, he's up there. We can argue that.
Yeah.
What do you think he's gonna do to Cam Thomas? You know, so
he's a wing, though.
Yes, okay. Obviously, Jaylen Brown is 20 times the player Cam Thomas is. Clearly, he's way better.
You pointing out obvious now, BK? Come on.
He's a wing.
Yes,
Wait,
he's
BK,
way
he's a
better than
wing,
Cam
and Thomas is a scoring guard. So, of
no,
course,
I'm saying
there's a
if
difference.
Jaylen Brown could lock up Kyrie, I mean, he locked
plays
him
both
up.
positions, John.
Locked him up. Like Kyrie couldn't
Right,
do
but he's
anything
a
against
solid
Jaylen
wing.
Brown.
That's what I'm saying.
And Kyrie's like one of the most skilled players in NBA history. I said, this is where I had to get off of Cam Thomas, man. I'm like, nah, if he.
Hey, when were you ever on Cam Thomas'
Kyrie-
side? Wait, BK, when have you ever been on Cam Thomas' side?
Yeah, stop capping, BK. No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't, BK. No, you wasn't, BK. Stop capping, bro. Stop capping, bro.
So Gary, this the question. I get where you getting at now, but if you put Jaylen Brown on a lesser team, do you think his numbers increase or do you think they go down?
I think they go down. I think
No,
he has way more responsibility on a lesser team. Gary. His numbers will go up. They will go up.
I agree.
Gary,
why would they go up? You
if
take
he goes to the
Jason
Rockets,
Tatum
you
away
don't.
from him.
I agree.
Gary,
I
but he's the
agree.
best guy
Gary.
on a lesser
Gary,
team.
if he goes to the
Of course
Rockets, you don't think his
up.
numbers go up?
Yeah,
If he goes to what team?
The
a
Rockets.
lesser team.
The Rockets is a good team.
Rockets. I thought talking about him going to like the Nets or something, or the Hornets.
No,
or something
if you
like
put
that.
him on, you put
Well,
him
no,
on.
you just
the
said,
team,
well, Gary,
he go down.
he said that his numbers will go down. Like, so
You said on a bad team.
On a bad team. We're talking about bad team.
A lesser team. Not
This
a
is a
bad
whole
team.
debate.
Nah, bro.
It's easier to score 30 on a good team than it is a bad team.
I don't think
It's
it goes
hard
up
to- you
majorly. I
are the
think it gets like
scouting report on a
25.
bad team.
I think he goes up to like 25 points a game.
Yeah, 25 points.
The points per game might tick up a little bit, but the efficiency.
Yeah, let's go down.
What
Yeah.
stats do you
But
need?
Gary, you can say that about any player, man. You can say that about any
that
player.
wasn't my
You just-
argument.
You asked the question. So what are you talking about?
Gary asked the question. I didn't ask the question. What are you talking about?
Question.
That
You
was
He
said
asked
if
the
he went to a
question.
good team,
That was
if he
Eskimo
went to a
that asked it.
bad team, would his numbers go up or down? I said his points per game might go up. His efficiency numbers are going to go down.
But you can say that about any player, though, Gary.
All right, but it was a question. BK, it was a question asked, bro.
Right. Nah, he answered the question though. But yeah, I think his points will go up though. I think his maybe his efficiency goes down, but I think everything else goes up because he's got to play. He's got to play more. His role will get bigger. His role is shrunken on the Celtics. You know what I mean?
Like,
but
I ain't gonna lie, they gotta get a point
still has
guard.
a
They gotta
big
get a
role
real
as a
point
two,
guard,
but
man.
his role on our team like ours, it would be larger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He would be asked to do more. You know what I mean?
Chat, Drew Holiday, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Drew Holiday ain't it no more, bro. He ain't it, bro.
He's not. He's done. And I love
Yeah,
Drew.
he's
Drew's one of
done,
my favorite
bro.
players. He's done.
He can still be a backup.
I mean,
he can still be a backup.
All right,
I wouldn't say done.
a high level
Like,
starter.
yo, Chat,
Not on a high
have y'all been
level.
watching how
He
he's been
still
moving
plays
lately?
defense.
He's
Listen, I
moving, like,
understand
so
he's getting
slow, bro.
older,
He's
but
not
he
as
can
fast
still
as
play
he used to be.
defense. He can still play defense.
I'm telling you, yo, BK, time is undefeated. It catches every NBA.
No, it does, man. It does. Yeah.
It catches every NBA player, bro.
Now,
And he's
listen.
not looking.
I
He's
mean,
looking old out there on the court.
I mean, Drew Holiday was talking about retiring before the season anyway. So
And then he won a title.
Hey, how old is Drew
He's
Holiday now?
about retiring,
35,
he won a
36?
title.
like 34.
He be moving like he's 40.
We had a
So
hamstring
let me
injury.
let me ask. Hold on.
Jerry's
Let me
hamstring.
get AP.
But even
and
on the
Ella-
Bucks, he was playing bad. That last year on the Bucks, he was playing
With
bad.
Jimmy Butler
Last
stuff.
year he kind of had. Yeah, I agree with
Let me
I
ask
agree with
AP and Ella, man. So
Yeah,
if
he
the
got to
Nets,
retire, bro.
the Nets not targeting Jonathan Kuminga, man. AP, what do you think? Right move was a mistake, man. And Ella,
That's a good move. You don't want to throw
and why?
money at that type of player. He holds on to the ball. Like, he's not really effective off the ball. I don't really know what type of player is he. Like, it's hard to
Dang,
really
there's a lot of
tell.
Knicks fans in the chat right now, bro.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to the Knicks in about a couple of minutes, man. Let me let
Where
Ella,
all these
man.
Knicks fans come from, bro?
ISIS TikTok account. ISIS TikTok account.
Some Knicks content. Remember that too, man.
He said, yo,
We'll
he
get
going
to the
neck to
next
neck
couple
right now.
minutes, though, man. So, Ella, Jonathan Kuminga, man, big mistake for Sean Marks not talking to him, or is the right move, man, and why?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's the right move. You don't want to potentially be. We're gonna have to spend money anyway, but I mean, I don't know if he's the right player for this team. I mean, there's other ways you can go. I don't know where he should go, but I don't think it should be here. You can, you know what I'm saying, get money elsewhere.
We probably could go to the Pistons or something.
Jonathan was saying that Sean Marks is going to put his priority
if he goes
priority
to the Pistons, I
to
got
Cam
Pistons getting
Thomas
at
and
least the
Dayron
second
Sharp.
round, bro.
No, I also said there would be a 13 facilitator. That's what you do with the cap space. If you don't go after restricted free agents, you still got to use it. So you would take on expiring salaries and add more picks. That's what they're probably going to do. If you don't go after
I agree with Jonathan.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing. That's great strategy. Just you have to make that decision. So this is what it feels like they're doing. They don't want to throw all their money on a guy like Kuminga.
At least, yo, player one. You see how John speaks about Kuminga, bro? At least he's fair, bro. Like, you ain't being fair about Kuminga.
I've always tried to be fair, man.
All right, let's get into the
I don't
Knicks,
like that,
man.
BK. Then he be trying to come at John. Like, no, player one, you got to come at
Player one always does that. He's a flip flopper. It's cool. It's cool. A lot of flip floppers up in that chat right now.
Nah. Hold on, player one. Gerald Wallace couldn't shoot a lick, man. Kuminga could shoot somewhat.
Gerald Wallace?
Yeah, he's saying Joe.
Yo, player one.
Gerald Wallace.
Hold on.
Yeah,
BK,
I love Gerald
Wallace.
Wallace.
Hold on. Player one, me and you was cool, bro. But nah, you getting on my bad side right now, bro. You starting to piss me off. Talking about Gerald Wallace.
All right, so what? All right. What happened
Gerald
with the
Wallace was the ultimate energy guy.
Gerald Wallace was not.
He was the ultimate. He was the ultimate energy guy.
But in the play on the 7-game series, they would sag off for Gerald Wallace and force him to shoot. So that would.
Player one, Gerald. Hold on. Kuminga shot in the beginning parts of the season, 20 games in, bro. He was shooting 39% before he got hurt at the 3-point line. Almost 39, bro.
I mean, Gerald Wallace better than Reggie Evans.
25
so,
games
I mean,
in, bro.
Both those guys couldn't shoot. That's why they traded for what's his name for KG and Paul.
But
Kyrie played horrible tonight, bro.
Nah, that was bad spacing anyway. So I mean,
all right. So what happened? All right. Let's get into the Knicks.
Watch game. Bad.
Wait, BK, when have you ever been on Cam Thomas' side, BK? Because you've been wanting to trade that guy for 3 years. When have you ever been on his side?
I was on the side. He was out there.
Nah, you wasn't.
He's a player.
Maybe 4 years ago, but not for 3 years. I don't know what you're talking about.
I went on Frank Isolis and Brian Scott.
When was this? 4 years ago?
When he had those 40-point games at defending Cam Thomas.
But so with this win, hold up, because everybody was saying it's not going to go 7. With this win, right? This is for BK, Gary, and John, bro. Y'all don't think it's going to go 7 now?
I had Pages in 6, so let's see if that happens. Let's see.
I had Pages in 7, and then after the Knicks blew that first game, I said Pages in 6.
Oh, okay.
I think Pacers just weren't playing hard tonight. I think they're like, you know what? We have another life. Let's try to conserve energy and let them have those moments.
You think they just sold? They just gave up, bro?
Halliburton taking
I like it.
Well,
Halliburton wasn't doing anything tonight.
my neighbor was asking me what was wrong with the Knicks, and I'm like, listen, too much north-south basketball, right? Their offense is like pretty much one-dimensional. The ball's primarily in Jalen Brunson's hands, and
that's what I want to get at, right? Like you guys know, I love Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson, the ball is in. He just pounds the air out of the ball. And then you see the ball on the other side of the court, and Indiana's whipping it around. Everyone's getting.
That's why I like Tyrese
Halliburton. And Brunson is just pounding it for 18 seconds. It's like, get off the ball, man. You ain't.
And then you play. Hold on. Then you play Mikal Bridges because like he doesn't get any touches, and then like if you ever play basketball with a guy like that. Yeah, he doesn't like you don't get touches.
All right.
Mikal's had easy touches. He just keeps missing most of the time.
I think it's a gift and a curse with Brunson because I mean,
in this series specifically,
but at the same time, like his scoring is what keeps them in games.
Yeah, but they actually only played 27 minutes tonight. They actually were benching him.
I was never a shooter. I was always the point guard, right? But like, if you have a shooter who doesn't get to touch the ball, 10 times in a row down court. He's got no rhythm, right? Like then he gets cold.
Why were you saying that a couple of days ago about Mikal Bridges? Because he's not.
Oh gosh!
Now, come on, man! You double talking now, man.
No, BK, stop.
Not a shooter.
Come on.
Mikal Bridges can shoot 30. He shoots 30.
Well, BK, I mean, in terms of he works better in the mid range. That's his whole like game is predicated on
catch and shoot 3-pointers.
He's being forced to shoot three. He's shooting three.
He's missed a lot of threes this year. He changed up his 3-point shot. You know, at the beginning of the season, he had this extra shot.
He changed his play style because he used to
well, remember, you got like analytics driven basketball, man. These guys don't really want mid range shots, man. They want a 3-pointer or a layup.
So you're telling me right now, if as long as Tiz been in the league, he's not at least telling him, he's not telling him at all going to mid range.
Is he one of them analytic driven coaches though? Like
no.
I thought in Minnesota he was more analytical because even Kevin Garnett says so.
Bridges' problem is he does a lot of step back, wonky mid range shots. Just put the ball up. You're in front of it. You're dribbling it. Just put it up. He always goes back.
He doesn't have the muscle to explode through contact like that. He has to have him. Like, and particularly needs the mid-range shots to get the defender off balance, man.
I don't think he's analytical anymore because Kevin Garnett said he was in Minnesota, but I don't think he is anymore.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Bridges can't create his own shot like that. He has to get like a screen.
He's not great.
I said not like that.
It's just hit. I think it's the place that it's just who you playing with, bro, and what he's in that style in that system, bro.
Because Jalen Brunson, like Gary just said, he's dribbling the air out of the basketball, right, for 17, 18 seconds on the shot clock, and then you get the ball to Mikal Bridges, and you have like 5 seconds, 6 seconds.
So why not have him play off ball then?
Who?
You do play off ball.
Brunson, I'm talking about.
No, they were doing that today. I mean, Mikal Bridges was bringing the ball up, right, instead of Jalen Brunson.
No, that's what I'm saying. Why didn't they do that the entire series?
I don't know. I did a video.
They had to an audible.
They might have been the ones 3-1.
Yeah,
if they would have did that.
But this is why you can't wait to experiment like Thibs did. Here's a crazy thing: them benching Brunson. I think. Wait, 1 second. They only played Brunson 27 minutes tonight. They might have to do that the next 2 games, which is a gamble. You lose your best offensive guy, but you somehow are playing better. I don't think that's sustainable, though. I don't think that's sustainable.
Figure that out, bro. That's not
exactly. I think it's a little too late. I still think Knicks might have time, but the Pacers just have to execute. Pacers have to take Game 6.
I did a video 2 months ago on it on this channel about like off ball. What was the title of the show I did, man? It was about getting Jalen Brunson off the basketball and not dribbling the air out of the basketball and get the other guys involved, man.
I guess Anthony Edwards is the only person that can light a fire in the cat, bro. I guess.
I'm surprised they played Precious again tonight.
Cat can lose you a game or he can win you a game, man.
We were seeing he was playing more in the post when he was playing with Ant-Man than he was with Jalen Brunson.
You know what the crazy thing is? Towns with defenders looks a lot better than Brunson does with defenders. I've seen that in this series. You put Towns with defenders, he plays a lot better.
Brunson has zero defense at all.
Seriously, they were attacking him. Well, I think if you're the Pacers, just attack Brunson Game 6. Get foul calls on him. Do what you got to do.
Brunson don't have no speed. Brunson's speed is below average, though.
Right.
Way
No,
below
one of
average.
those Nova boys. It's all footwork, right? Like they all
Yeah,
have
BK,
that.
Yeah.
BK, what
Yeah.
you think it is? Do you think it's just his height, or it's just like a combination?
Combination. Yeah.
Combination.
Yeah, he just doesn't have like the explosive speed, his craftiness, footwork.
Who would you rather have?
And I do agree.
Brunson
I do
or
agree with y'all
Kate
when y'all say
Cunningham?
he holds the ball too much.
Oh, Kate Cunningham, man. Hell yeah.
By far? I mean, you guys.
Nah,
I
it's
think
not
you guys
about
hate
far.
on Brunson too much. Like,
No, it's
By
by
far,
far.
Yeah.
no,
Kate Cunningham,
not by
listen,
far.
Kate Cunningham is 6'6", 6'7". He
No, they
actually
got
plays defense.
Bronson is
No,
the
I
better
hear you.
player,
That's why I'm
though.
asking.
No, he's
Like,
not.
Brunson's done it
Bronson
over
is the
and
better
over
player,
again.
bro.
No, he's
I ain't
not.
gonna
He's
lie.
done
He
it
plays
over
Yo,
Brunson
and
look,
over and over
guys.
again.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. You
The
play
Knicks
Cade
got a
on
better
this team,
team.
bro. Man, they'll
You
look like a far
you
better
put
team than what they looking right
Bronson.
now.
You could put Bronson on any team, man.
No, you can't.
I'll tell you this: if they did it for
Nah, I
James
don't know
Harden,
about that.
they should make a personal foul call for Brunson with all of his flopping, man. They should take that away from him. Watch if you take that away from Brunson. What else can
And
he
I
do
know y'all
besides hit
Knicks fans
mid-range
gonna hate me,
shots?
but bro,
If you
I
replace
still got y'all in
Cade,
7, but I got
if
Tyrese
you
over
replace
Halliburton, bro.
Brunson
I
with
mean,
Cade,
overall.
they can't
Hal-
really target
Halliburton's got to stop being
Cade
consistent, TJ.
like they
What
can
was
Brunson.
that, Elam?
I was saying if you replace Brunson Cade and you put him on the Knicks with Brunson, they won't target him like that because he's way bigger. I think he's actually bigger than
He actually
Tyrese
plays
Halliburton.
defense too.
Right.
So you can't really target him, or they will have a problem as opposed to them targeting Brunson and putting him in foul trouble. You can't really do that with Cade Cunningham.
No, you're
And
right. Like,
he's a playmaker as well. Like Cade can get you
A
15
very good
assists.
playmaker.
Right.
Like,
And be honest with you, Cade and Towns, that would be a sick combo. It was all the attention Cade would get. That would free up Towns way more to actually be
Yeah.
more of an interior presence than what
Yeah,
just being
Cade, I
a
ain't gonna lie,
big
Cade
player.
Cade
about
can
like 6'8",
actually
though.
explode through contact and finish. Jalen
Y'all
Brunson
talking
can't do that.
about K with Town. How about Halliburton with Towns? I think that would be a dynamic.
It'll
I
be
don't know,
kind of
man.
similar.
that'll be
I
good.
flip flop on how. Sometimes I look at Halliburton, I say he's the one. Sometimes I look at Halliburton like this guy sucks, man. I don't know. I can't make up
That's
my
been
mind
him
on
this
Yeah, he
whole
played
playoff
terrible
series.
tonight, bro.
He's had one game where he's great, and next game he's horrible. Just be great
I
for
mean,
2 straight days.
y'all think
He
the
doesn't do
Pacers
some
lost
games.
this game on purpose, man? Because
He was
like,
too passive in this game.
yeah,
I
They
think
didn't seem
it
into this
felt like
game
they
at
didn't
all.
want it tonight. It felt like they didn't want it tonight. You could just see the energy level
Look at
wise.
hold on, Aaron Neesmith barely took any. Bro, he shot 1 for 8, 1 for 5, bro. I don't think that's happening again.
He had open 3-point shots tonight. He never misses those. They just didn't look locked in tonight. It just felt like it.
Nemhard, I felt like he really
Maybe it
didn't
was to
touch the
give us
ball, but
another
I
week
mean,
of
I don't know.
basketball. I don't
yeah,
know.
that's like
They
I don't,
got to keep TNT going.
Look at this, BK. Look at the stats, bro. Everybody pretty much was in single digits.
that's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
Oh,
but you're
that's
not
right.
winning
This
it
is the last
if
game on TNT,
Halliburton
right?
is taking 7 shots, you're not winning. You need to be more aggressive, especially
Yeah.
in the
I think
game
they
where
took this game too lightly.
They
Obi
did, but
Toppin, I
they
mean,
can't
he had
next
the
game.
worst.
and the
Next game
sad
they
part
can.
about it is this was
There's no
Benedict
way Obi
Mathurin's
Toppin should
best
make any
game
more
this
attempts
whole
than
playoff
Halliburton, bro.
series.
Why was
So
Obi shooting threes tonight, man? That was so stupid. He just was missing it.
Yeah, he shot them out the game. I ain't gonna
I'm like,
lie.
why
did
are you
not play
taking those
well today.
threes? Man.
I don't
But
know.
credit,
Obi,
but I mean, shout out to the
I
Knicks,
can
bro. They
see
got
why
the
the
win.
Knicks got rid of Obi Toppin.
Yeah, he was.
Listen, we
When,
had two daggers against the team because nobody was
I mean,
defending you.
BK
But
really, he's just
come
a
on,
lob threat. I mean, that's all he
yeah.
is.
when the Knicks drafted him, they said, "Oh, he's Kenyon Martin with a jump shot." It's like, yeah, no, he's not.
No,
Yeah.
he shoots better. He does shoot better than Kenyon Martin.
He shoots better
Martin
than Kenyon Martin, but he's not a shooter. he's
Nah, he's
he
not
runs
really
the
a
shooter.
shooter
floor.
for
I mean,
real.
he's like Kenyon Martin pretty much. He just runs the floor. That's his strength really.
Kenyon Martin
Like running the
was a
floor.
game changer on defense, though. Kenyon
Nah.
Martin
Yeah,
could
but
just
you gotta
guard
look
2,
at on
3, 4,
offense,
5.
man. On offense, he
Kane
was
Martin was a dog, man.
On
Kane Martin was a
offense,
yeah,
I ain't
on
dog.
gonna lie.
defense,
Hold up.
not on
So
offense.
who you taking? You taking Keon Martin or Obi Toppin on offense though, Gary?
On offense, just offensively, Toppin's a better player offensively, but defensively, Kenyon Martin Kenyon Martin changed the game defensively, right? Like I know he never made All NBA team, but Kenyon Martin for a decade was one of the best defensive players in basketball. Like an all-around defender, post defender, switch defender, perimeter defender. He could do all of it. Like Kenyon Martin was a premier defender, and his game, he had like little baby hook shots around the rim and stuff. He wasn't a good offensive player, but he could get like when he played with Kidd, he could get 15 points a game, and that was
Man,
a lot
imagine
back
if he
then.
was a good offensive player, or at least even a decent.
Anyway, I think they beat the Spurs, right? Because that series went 6. I think in the finals, right, against the Lakers, I would have put Keith Van Horn at the 5, man. I know he would have got
Nah,
mauled.
we was losing that.
got
We losing that
mauled by
game.
Shaq.
We
Keith
losing
Yeah,
that
but
game.
like Keith Van Horn can shoot threes though, man. Like Shaq didn't have to play no defense at all.
And then Kobe would have took
Strong was
over.
better than him.
Kobe would have took over. It would have been over anyway. So
No, I'm just saying you give yourself more of a fighting chance because at least you make Shaq go out there and guard. But they play the game differently today.
If you remember, they were playing Aaron Williams at the 5, and they were making.
They still would have lost.
Like,
Either
Aaron
way,
Williams could hit the 18-footer from the top of the key, and they were bringing Shaq out there. You're saying bring him all the play, go small.
Yeah, man, Shaq didn't have to make these guys play.
Nah, they changed the rules on us because they made it 3-3 in the key. Mutombo when we got Mutombo, so he can't even really play.
Today's NBA, like it was a little bit different back then. Like you would put like Keith Van Horn at the 5 and spread it out some. I mean, that would be a lot, huh?
Van Horn would be good in today's era.
What? He said Cade is not better than Cat.
Wait, what?
Oh, stop. Like, I love Cat, but come on, guys. Like,
my gosh. Listen, Brunson's been carrying Cat most of the series, man.
There's no way you can tell me you watch basketball and say something.
How y'all even comparing the two?
I don't think we're comparing them.
A finished product, but Brunson is undersized, man. And again, like
he's more consistent though.
I'm taking Hallie over Brunson. I'm taking Cade over Brunson, bro.
They were saying today. I was listening to the commentators, man. The analysts.
I was so high on Brunson, but bro, he has disappointed me so much.
Nah, I can't take Cade over Brunson yet.
Regardless of the point, shout out to Brunson. Hold on, it's still shout out to Brunson for all these for how he's trying to play. But it's like he plays too much hero ball, and I don't like that shit, bro. Like,
you also got to remember they're running on fumes right now. That Knicks team. If you want to hear a fun analogy, if the Pacers were a car right now, they're at 70% tank. The Knicks right now, they're about under 50% right now.
His game isn't really like a game.
I wonder where they're at right now on levels.
He's not that type of point guard that makes everybody around him better. It's not.
Nah, but Brunson is an offensive dynamo, so I don't know.
Yeah, like I get both sides of the argument though, right? Like offensively,
offensively he's good.
He's one of the best players in the game. But you you just watch him.
He plays zero defense. First of all,
zero defense.
Zero defense.
If he comes down, he dribbles the ball for 17 seconds. He
dribbles the shot clock out.
Yeah, and now someone's got to force something up, and he can make difficult shots.
Kobe Bryant said it.
So is this a Harden thing all over again?
Yeah.
You know what the crazy thing is? In the starting lineup, his scoring guards are either Mikal Bridges or Hart, and Miles McBride would probably be a better complement next to Brunson, but you lose defense a lot with those two.
Hold on for a second. Hold on. The 718 fresh, man. Hold on. I gotta listen. I'm not a fanboy. I gotta be pragmatic when I do when I analyze these games. If Malik Beasley hits more shots, the Knicks aren't winning that first round series, man. I'm sorry. They would have lost to the Pistons.
If the ref saw that foul call, they would have won that game in Detroit.
I still got Knicks for 7 though.
What, in that series?
Listen, whoever wins this series, OKC is going to destroy, man. OKC has 7 days of rest.
I got Indy winning the championship, so.
Yeah, Gary, listen, I'd be open to it, but here's the thing. Defensively, OKC is they got like 8 or 9 defenders on that team. Pacers, maybe 2-3 defenders. They can't compete with that.
The Pacers, like, it's
Knicks fans.
The Pacers are actually a physical team. Like, the Pacers bang you up on defense and then run you off the court on offense. It's a hard team to keep the pace with. Right?
I totally agree with you, Gary, but the Pacers not putting the series away. This game is going to, if they lose on Saturday, the game goes to Monday, and then you have 2 days rest before you're in the finals.
John, they're winning game. They're not losing this.
Listen, I believe they can. I said Pacers in 6, but they got to get it together because if you go to game 7, you're going to be gassed out in the finals.
Hold on. Yeah, the Pacers have like multiple guys that can bring the ball up, right? They're not like one-dimensional. Siakam can bring the ball up. Halliburton, Naismith can bring the ball up. So that's why they really kind of hard to beat, man. So,
well, can Naismith guard Shea for 4 whole quarters? That's what it comes down to. Naismith is probably their best defender. Can he stop Shea?
You're gonna have to give him a bunch of different looks, right? Like you can't. You gotta. Shea is so good. You can't just give him one look for 48. You got to switch it up.
I don't know.
And then you got Jalen Williams.
I mean, half his points come from flopping and forming.
And then you got Jalen Williams, who's now like his Robin.
I think OKC going to win the championship.
They got 7 days rest right now. If that game goes to a game 7 on Monday, whoever wins has 2 days rest, which is basically 1 day's rest because you're traveling one day. So you have a day's rest.
Yo, official playback, man. Kay Cunningham is jaw dropping, man. I'm sorry, bro.
I'm gonna say George. He ain't reached his pinnacle yet.
Kate is nice.
But he ain't reached his pinnacle.
Next season, God willing, I will be watching more Detroit Pistons games next season, man.
This season.
We told you about Detroit. We told you. You laughed at us, bro. You laughed at me and Ellen when we told you Detroit was.
No, you're right. You're right. Listen, I'm humble. I will be watching more Detroit Pistons games. Kate is George.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
BK. When I told you about Andrew Nemhard, you laughed, bro. I told you.
No, you're right. Nemhard's for real. Yeah.
Nemhard is good, bro.
You're right, man.
I think Cunningham need a team that has more space.
This is an example of watch other teams, bro.
So I think he need more space.
Listen, the reason. Hold on.
I was going to teach my kids how to play basketball. I would say here's a video of Nemhard. Watch him play. That's how you want to play basketball.
1 minute. Hold on, guys.
Oh, come on, Gary.
Not like that, bro.
No, I'm being serious.
Stop looking at. Let's look at the player for player. Don't look at Jalen Brunson and see, he's in the Eastern Conference Finals and Detroit lost in the first round. That's why he's better.
Nobody looking at that.
My official playback over here, man. Yeah. That's like you just look at it from that perspective right there. So yeah, the team is running. They got a good team, man. All right, Detroit.
Y'all trying to use team success for individual, like.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But Bronson been the MVP for the Knicks this playoffs in the season.
Same thing with Shea. Like Shea has a good squad around him, man. He has Chet Holmgren. You got Jalen Williams. He got a really, really, really good team. Should put Shea. Put Shea on the Brooklyn Nets, man. Let's see how far they really go.
Not being there, you just destroyed your whole argument, bro.
I will say we need a point guard for sure, though. We definitely
point guard and a center. We need a point guard and a big. Those are two key areas we need right now. Wings, yes.
If you put Cade around them good players that the Knicks got, bro, they will be playing way better because first of all, Brunson is playing hero ball. He holds the ball too much. Cade actually makes. He actually gets
and plays defense. And plays defense.
And here's another thing. Pace-wise, if you have Brunson dribbling the ball against OKC, they're gonna smoke his ass. You need a point guard that can dispense.
Who said Cat was better than Cade? Who the fuck said that?
These Knicks fans in the chat.
Oh my God!
We talked about Cade playing with Cat. None of us said one was better than the other.
We said
some of these Knicks fans are just
Cade is not efficient because he doesn't have another.
Y'all should be talking about Brunson, not Cat.
Yo, BK, get that comment off this board, man.
Hold on. BK, you see me say Cade is not efficient. First of all, Cade isn't efficient because he doesn't have an elite scorer around him, bro.
Yeah,
Malik Beasley.
Hold on. I'm gonna do a separate.
It's easier for Brunson to be efficient because he actually has offensive players around him, bro.
Yeah. Let me see.
Cade mostly just has shooters, just corner shooters.
If you get a second star with Cade in Detroit,
official playback. Name me the next guy on the Detroit Pistons that actually goes out and creates his own shot.
Mind you, Cade's first playoff series, he took y'all to 6, bro.
Wait, y'all don't think Bronson could create his shot more than Cade?
Brunson flops a lot, AP. That's the thing. Cade doesn't flop to get shots. Brunson does a lot.
Well, because Cade is 6'6" and strong as hell. He can finish.
And he plays defense.
Well, that Gary doesn't grab an opponent's hand and slaps himself in the face.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Official playback. So
he right. Official playback is right. He's not an all NBA player yet. I ain't saying he won't be Cade.
Look at that. No, he's destroying his own argument. Look at the team's success, AP. Look at him as a player. He's better than Jalen Brunson. I love Jalen Brunson. I mean, he's
individually, level, man. Official playback.
That's what we took. That's what he said. He said he's not on an all NBA team.
All right, so hold on.
I've seen plenty of players make the all NBA team, and I've seen players that are better than that player.
Yeah, Malik Beasley was shooting. He's a 41% 3-point shooter, right? And he was bricking in the playoffs.
Trae Young made it, and Dame didn't. And I was like, yo, Dame is better than him.
Well, I mean,
that's I don't know, man.
So all NBA don't mean nothing, bro. Like, you just that's like a kiddie argument.
That was my point about Finals MVP. It's just a trophy, man.
What is official playback talking about, bro? Is this a 15-year-old kid, bro?
Yo, seriously,
the
man, give
finals
comments.
MVP, Gary, means you're the best
Catwalk
player
to make his
in the whole
points. Come
series.
on.
The best according to who? Like best is a subjective thing. Best.
All right, so you're saying, all right. Let's go. Let's go back.
Asking you a question.
Hold on.
Let's not do this.
Let's go back 20 years. Let's go back 25 years.
Let's
go back 25
years.
Let's before we do that, just answer my question, and then we can go back 50 years if you want to. You said it means you're the best player. The best player according to who?
That's what
the corner now.
MVP actually means, man. And I'm gonna give you an analogy right here. And between Shaq and Kobe,
so Andrew,
right?
so
hold on.
So
Iguodala was better than Finals MVPs. You think Kobe deserves the credit?
He's not gonna answer the question.
Answer the question, BK.
This is the BK.
Stop deflecting, BK.
Deflection.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because it doesn't mean anything. If they would have gave the award to Drew Holiday, it wouldn't make Jaylen Brown any worse. If they would have gave it to Jason Tatum, it wouldn't have made Jason Tatum any better. It just they gave him a trophy.
They gave it to him because of his defense on Luka Doncic. That's why, man.
Okay, but what if they gave it to Drew Holiday for his defense? If they would have gave
Drew Holiday was playing
Drew Holiday instead.
Yeah, Holiday was a big part of that.
They gave Iguodala MVP. I mean, Finals MVP for guarding LeBron.
Gary, you want to read this over here, man? All right.
BK, you really have to read something to answer the question.
Finals MVP.
BK, answer Gary's question.
He's the most valuable in the NBA Finals.
I mean, Iguodala got one. Come on, man.
So wait, BK, Andre Iguodala is better than Curry? BK,
Iguodala said he didn't even deserve that MVP.
If we were in court, you'd be held in contempt of court right now.
BK doesn't do his research.
I let the AI actually answer the question over here.
You need AI to answer your questions for you? Oh my God!
You said
I just said it. The finals. I answered your question. The finals MVP.
No, you didn't answer his question. You looked it up on Google. You looked it up on Google.
It's not.
Hold on. No, it's not.
BK, repeat the question back to me so I know that you understand my question.
Hold on. No, not the best. Hold on, not the best player. The most valuable player. This is actually right over here. The most valuable player
according to whom? According to whom?
According to the NBA. This is how they deem it. I don't deem it like this.
Not according to the NBA. According to people who write down things for a living. According to reporters who don't know anything about basketball, like Michelle Beto and Pablo Torre.
Hold on.
These are the people
but that's
who
the NBA trophy, though.
It's not smart people. It's not impressive people. It's not Rick Carlisle voting for the award. It's Pablo Torre and Michelle Beto. Like, they couldn't. If I said, Michelle Beadle, name 3 coverages on a pick and roll, she would sit there and scratch her head cluelessly, right? And these are the people who vote for the award. It's like they don't mean anything.
He's saying
said,
that.
What's an ice coverage on a pick and roll to Michelle Beadle? She would be clueless.
What are you talking about, DJ?
All right, so it doesn't mean it doesn't mean
Steph
like,
Curry's a flopper.
I don't pay that guy no mind, BK. Don't pay no mind. DJ, don't pay no mind.
All right, so again, valuable, right? Like, who's the most valuable player? Not the best player.
And
who's the most valuable player?
Most valuable according to who?
So if you take Jaylen Brown off that team, that's
all right. What's the requirement? You basing off your requirements or
that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get some objectivity.
I'm just giving I'm giving my opinion on it, man.
No, you didn't give your opinion. You looked up Google for your answer. Stop it.
No, I'm just trying to.
All right, no, all right, but BK, what are your requirements?
Shut the screen off. Shut the screen off, BK. You shut your screen off.
Hold on. I was saying I'm thinking the Finals MVP, right, means the best player, but then it corrected me. It's the most valuable player.
No, I say. You said you're required.
I said it already. I said it 3 times already.
So you change your.
I said the final. I'm changing it based off this answer right here. I'm thinking the final MVP means the best player, right, in the series. But it doesn't necessarily have to be the best player, right? Because like I think Tatum, if you look at it from a skill perspective, is better than Jaylen Brown. But now. Jaylen Brown was more valuable because of how he guarded Luka Doncic. That's why he won the Finals MVP.
Curry's the biggest flopper in the NBA. Who is this guy, man? Who is this guy?
I don't care who gets a trophy. Like, it's so irrelevant to me.
This guy's smoking what BK smoking right now. Get out of here.
But they've been doing it for the last 30 years, though, Gary. So
I don't care if they've done it for 500 years. It doesn't make it any more special. It's a trophy.
This guy just
what they've been doing.
Just
What
a
they've
Knicks
been
fan.
doing by the last 30 years,
we
BK? What you
we
saying?
know. Like, see, Rollin 24. He was valuable as hell. Tatum should have got it, but it just goes by. If
Tatum
you
should not
take
have got
Jaylen
it. The way
Brown,
No,
Brown
wait,
was
what you
playing, bro,
talking
Tatum was
about?
playing
Brown was
horrible.
the clear better one in that series. What?
That's what
Come
I'm saying.
on.
Tatum wasn't playing like all that
Tatum
great. He
didn't
was
play
playing
that
just
well in the
mid.
series.
Yeah. How does he deserve it? Because he's the leader? No, stop it.
now that Iguodala
Because
one, I just don't
these dumb
understand how you get
fans
a
value
Finals
scoring than
MVP for
everything else.
locking up LeBron James at 35 points, 13
That's
rebounds.
why.
I just
Neither
don't. I
Kawhi
don't
Leonard.
understand.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
agree. Neither Kawhi Leonard nor Iguodala locked up Bron. Bron averaged 30 plus in both series, right?
35.
Nah, they
Like,
did.
locked him
Hold on.
35. No
He
one
did
locked
make
him
it
up.
tougher on him though. They did make it tougher on LeBron.
Making
Nah,
it
it still
tougher-
averaged 35 though.
Making it tougher.
You're
Oh,
never
you know
gonna
what?
stop.
You know
You're
what? Yeah,
never
you know
gonna
what?
stop them
Like,
dudes. You can
because like
contain them.
maybe
You
no,
can
no.
make them
DJ's
make
absolutely
them
1,000%
difficult shots.
correct, man. Yeah,
It
DJ's
was
absolutely 1,000%
LeBron was
correct.
taking difficult shots. That's
You know what
when
it
Yeah,
was?
but-
They probably wanted to give it to Curry, but for ratings wise, they probably said, let's give it to Iguodala just to see
No,
what the
hold on,
they,
hold
reaction
on.
would
it's
be.
again,
the
it's
way
who has
Iguodala
the
was
most.
playing on
Hold on.
LeBron James, bro, he wasn't gonna have
First of
LeBron sit there
all,
average 0 points.
it was
was just
reporters
making him
that
take
voted
difficult
on that.
shots,
You
the shots
can't
that he
really
normally doesn't take.
Oh, the
you
reporters. Oh, okay.
the reporters. You
I
can't
think
really.
Iguodala was just making it difficult on LeBron. That's what I think, and Kawhi too.
Yeah, so that's why it's just the most
This
valuable
man
player. Not the
LeBron
best
single-handedly
player,
was at the free throw line,
you
and
know.
once
It's
once
just the
Kawhi
who,
Leonard
who's
jumped
most
shot,
valuable.
When Kawhi Leonard checks back in and
he
LeBron's
was like,
Like
he was about to crash out,
like
bro.
when Jordan retired the first time and Scottie Pippen took that team to the Eastern Conference Finals,
they went to
it
the
showed
second
that
round.
Michael Jordan was really good, but like, you know, he wasn't as
Man,
valuable
bro.
because that team was a Hugh Hefner call from getting to the actual finals itself.
They went
So
to the second.
Could y'all imagine what Kawhi Leonard would
They
be in his
went to
career
the
if he
second
stayed
round
healthy?
in the Eastern Conference
It
Finals. The
would've
Knicks
been
beat
something.
the Pacers. They lost in the second round.
no, I mean I'm talking about
Kawhi
when
would at
Michael
least have
Jordan
4
retired.
rings by now if he would have
Scottie
stayed healthy.
Pippen led that team to damn near the finals.
No,
Yeah, but
they
those
lost
Bulls don't win
BK,
without
You're
Jordan.
wrong. They lost in the second round. They lost to the Knicks in the second round.
What?
Okay, one more time from the top.
I'm looking up.
In 94.
Let me see.
In 95, the Bulls did not go to the Eastern Conference Finals. They lost in the second round to the Knicks. In the Eastern Conference Finals in 1995, the Knicks beat the Pacers.
Wait, he's got to look it up on AI, guys. Wait, give BK a second, guys.
I'm looking it up.
93, the Knicks.
That was a long time ago, but
The
hold on.
Bulls also lost to the Magic. The Bulls also lost to the Magics, the Penny and Shaq Magic. So
Oh
don't
man.
forget that.
Penny and Shaq was
Let's
playing on a
see.
different
Lost in the
level,
second
bro. I ain't gonna lie.
94, the Knicks beat the Bulls in the second round and then beat the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Damn, BK.
I ain't gonna
Still
lie.
on tonight,
Orlando, yo,
man.
BK, you be underrated. I ain't gonna lie. Orlando Shaq is underrated.
Orlando Shaq's the best version of Shaq because he could run the floor.
Yes,
That
the
dude was a
best
monster.
version.
He destroyed
breaking-
baskets.
but you know
He
how
destroyed
nobody
Yeah.
Nah,
talks
but
about
his
I'm saying
basketball
underrated
IQ
because like
was
nobody
actually
talks
really
about
low
Orlando
because
Shaq, bro.
Nah, it wasn't that low,
Four-time
man.
champion is a low like. Oh my, I can't. This guy's
no,
so
the
biased. with Shaq.
Orlando version, dumbass.
No, how about the whole version? Even unhealthy, the guy was still killing it. Come on, man. Give
I
credit
did
credit's
multiple
due.
videos on it,
Low
man.
IQ
Like he
on what,
wasn't
though? What are
passing
you
out of
talking
the double teams really
He
well.
doesn't have an answer because Shaq didn't shoot 3-point shots. He
It
has a low
wasn't. It
IQ.
wasn't a lot of
Come on.
spacing back then. It wasn't a lot of spacing back
It's not.
then. So.
Yeah,
Who
like if
shot
you
threes
look
back
at
then
the
that was bigger
Bulls
than
and you
BK?
look at the, I showed it. If I actually showed the clip, they'll definitely demonetize the video, man. But
Bro, stop.
and I
I
showed
think
it
you
a couple
overrate
of
these
times.
big men.
The
If
fact
you
was
throw
trying to
Jokic
clown on
back in
Ben
that era,
Simmons.
bro, he get killed, bro.
Yeah,
Shaq
like you
was-
go back,
Shaq
you
was like
watch
the
LeBron
Godzilla
James'
of
first
basketball
bucket in
back
the
then.
NBA. There are 4 people
You just
standing in the
overrate
paint.
these
Like, wow,
bigs,
the game
BK,
has
when they
changed.
don't have no comp, bro. They don't got no.
Yo, so BK,
No, I mean I showed like I showed a couple of times
Jokic on
when
the single. Hold on. Jokic
hold on,
each night. Hold on. BK, Jokic each night. Joel, AD, them dudes go against low tier centers each night, bro.
I got a question for you, Hoops. Is Alperen Sengun your favorite big? Is he better now at his young age than Shaq was at his young age?
No.
I'm asking
the
him.
only thing with Shaq again was just like making the reads. Like he
Yes or no?
he's more skilled, I would say,
Oh
right?
my God.
But they're both around the same because again, it's just like Şengün in the first couple of years. Like I was showing Şengün going against Philadelphia, and he would dribble into double teams, and he couldn't, see where the other players on the floor was. And then he actually improved on that. It was the same thing with Shaq too. When Dennis Rodman held him to 0 points, they would like
It's Dennis Rodman, bro.
I mean, I showed because when Shaq
He's
was
still harping on this, guys. He's still harping on this. This is what
No,
Destroy Jackson
literally,
did. Dennis
is
Rodman
literally
had
in my
one
top
good
5
game
greatest
against
defenders,
them
bro.
on
football
defense.
was
That's
bad.
Destroy
No,
Jackson's
Hold on,
career.
BK,
his
I watched
footwork
Dennis
is
Rodman. He's
bad
literally in my
early
top
on.
5 for greatest defenders, bro. That man was
Shaq
awesome, bro.
and with the Lakers was way better, even though he was like not the most athletic version. Like he got heavier, but like his basketball IQ was better, with the Lakers than it was with the Orlando Magic.
Wait, what?
It was.
Okay.
I did 2 videos on it. When Shaq was clowning Ben Simmons, I'm like, wait, whoa. You let Dennis Rodman hold you to 0 points?
All right, what's wrong with clowning Ben Simmons though?
Mr. Hollywood. BK's
I'm just saying.
I mean, listen, Shaq made more threes in his career than Ben Simmons ever did. So I mean, what are we talking about?
How many threes did Shaq make in his career?
25 threes.
25
Shaq
threes.
made 25 threes in his
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, a longer career,
real?
of course, man. Yeah.
Oh my God,
he made 25.
How long
No
Ben been in the
way.
league, BK?
That's
How
like
many
one.
threes
I
he
mean,
made so far?
maybe.
I think he's made 5 threes in his
And
career.
hold on, Jonathan. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Ben is how old? 28?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then, BK. Be quiet.
You're not gonna shoot more threes.
He's out of the league, man. Clippers say bye-bye,
in the
man.
earlier Ben Simmons years, like when he couldn't get past the Atlanta Hawks. Shaq wasn't looking at the 33 turnovers that Joel
Ben
Embiid
Simmons
had,
couldn't hit
and
a 3 over Trae
turnovers in a closeout game.
No, first of all, BK, Ben Simmons was supposed to dominate his matchup, which was Trae Young, and he didn't do that.
Who plays zero defense. Who plays zero defense.
No, he held Trae Young to like a horrible efficiency.
They
right?
beat him. They beat him. We talking about he held him. Ben didn't do anything in that series.
I mean, what's
First of all, no, they did. They had
Gary, I need you to look up some evidence, Gary. This guy's lying.
Yeah, they was.
Unless Trae Young would like get those calls, and Trae Young would throw his body into you and like initiate the contact.
Trae Young's efficiency. Hold on.
Shaq hit 1 3-pointer in his whole career.
Trae Young's efficiency was bad in the Philly series, but that's it wasn't like bad as like how you saying. It wasn't like horrible. It wasn't atrocious.
No, it wasn't horrible, but it was bad. I mean, it was below. Yeah,
it was below his standards. Yes.
Oh man! So his official playback, he's coming back over here. He says Cam Thomas is a bench player on any team.
I don't know. He's jumping from.
Why is this guy using capitals on all the sentences? Like, what? You some big deal or something?
He's trying to get my attention, though, man. Like,
yeah, okay.
Nah, when you using,
I'm talking negative of Cam Thomas to get your attention for sure. But
he's putting cap, bro. You know how fast is you typing, bro?
Yo, that's BK's burner account. I'm convinced.
No, it's not. Listen, man. I'm too old for stupid shit like that, man.
Oh, of course.
That's you, Jonathan. How old are you? Like 25?
That's me. BK, listen. If I need to take you down on the debate wise, I do it to your face. Not what this guy's doing.
Nah, I don't know, BK. It'd be
all right. Do y'all think K Cunningham
pushing like 50?
So let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think K Cunningham is better than LaMelo Ball?
Yeah. Right now, yes, because he's healthy. Health. It comes down to health. Comes down to health. He definitely is. Yeah.
If LaMelo was healthy and had a good team around him, it would probably be an argument. But
it would be an argument, like you said. Yeah, I agree with DJ. Yes.
Osmosis says yes. Roland 24 says yes.
He's had horrible rosters, bro. I don't know what the Hornets is doing with him.
Ben Simmons' problem is he will shoot. It wasn't to him being aggressive enough. He was more advanced.
LaMelo can't defend.
Yeah, man. If
that's not true. LaMelo's defense is not even all that bad.
Yeah, his numbers are decent when he's healthy. Yeah,
exactly. He's looking at his defensive numbers, bro. It's not even that bad, bro.
Well, Cade is bigger. I mean, he's more physical.
No, LaMelo is taller.
And him is like the same size.
No, I'm talking about
LaMelo's 6'7".
Wise, I mean, Cade is stronger. Like
LaMelo is about like 6. I ain't gonna lie, bro. He grew, bro.
Yeah, and
he like 6'6".
No,
but
he ain't no.
He not. He's 6'6". He ain't taller than LaMelo,
bro.
Man,
Draymond is 6'5".
Man,
Draymond's not 6'5".
Yes, he is. Draymond is 6'5".
He is not as the same height as James Harden.
He's 6'5", bro.
Gary, I kind of won that argument.
He's more physical.
Over there, man.
Wait, BK, you looked up Google for the answer. Stop!
I won that argument, man.
Yo, BK, I got a hashtag for you. I got a contact Google.
I won that argument,
Siri,
man.
what's the answer, Siri?
Yo, Jonathan,
repeat my question back to me so I know you understand the question.
Cadence off. I mean,
he can't answer the question, but he declares victory.
BK,
No,
I got a hashtag for you.
Okay,
BK is full of hoopla.
I'll give you one more chance. Repeat my question back to me.
I answered it like 4 times already.
Cool.
I said
Now repeat my question back
initially what I said was a Finals MVP means that you would have.
He can't do
No,
it.
you can't.
Repeat my question back to me. He can't do it.
BK,
Hey, Jones in the comments.
Guys, we're gonna do a personal scouting report for BKNY hoops. Skill set, great at scouting reports and using AI.
Brandon Miller and Miles Bridges.
Do you even know what you was arguing, BK?
No. I had to correct myself because I was thinking the Finals MVP was the best player in the series, but it was really the most valuable player.
Hey, chat. This might be the year Michael Porter Jr. finally gets traded.
BK, most valuable by what criteria and according to whom?
According to the league, that's
not the league.
That is not
according to AI. According to AI.
But, you know what's funny when we
by what criteria?
You know what's funny when we answer BK? Do we ever use AI, guys? Do we ever look at our phone, something like that, or we just answer them?
It's a fake award. You're saying it's not real?
No, it's a real award. It's just stupid. It has no value. It doesn't mean anything.
I mean, when you're doing legacy talk, it does play a factor into it.
Not to me, it doesn't. Like, I don't care if you got a trophy. What did you do on the court? Tell me what you did on the court.
No, I'm saying everything.
Okay, then make that argument then.
I did.
Okay, good. Then the trophy makes no difference.
I said he got the MVP because of his defense that he played.
When they do
what's it?
NBC,
so what's the number?
The trophy to Drew Holiday for his defense. Does that mean that Brown's defense wasn't as good? No, it's just
it wasn't just. But you gotta look at the scoring plus the defense that he actually.
All right, so pull up the number.
That's your criteria. That's not anyone else's criteria.
It's your criteria saying that. It's your opinion saying that the Finals MVP doesn't mean anything, though.
Yes, that is my opinion. That it doesn't mean anything.
All right, we agree to disagree. That's it.
You didn't even explain your answer. You said the MVP is the most valuable player. That's all you said, and then you contacted AI.
Finals MVP, Jonathan. Finals MVP.
No, what's your criteria? What are the factors, BK? Yeah, I'm going to break it down for you. What are the factors that make an MVP that wins an NBA Finals? What are the factors, BK? Give me 3 factors.
No, in terms of like defensive impact, scoring.
No, what are your factors, BK?
What are your personal factors?
There's only a couple of.
Just give me 3. Just give me 3 of your own factors. 3.
Who's more valuable?
Well, he just said, hold on. You just said the 2. What's your third one?
Yeah, you said defense. What was the first one? Defense, right?
And probably like playmaking, passing, playmaking.
Playmaking is one. That's 2. What's the third?
That's 2. What's the third? What's the third?
Playing defense and playmaking. How you make the other? How you affect the other guys on your own team?
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
But like the vote, do you realize the people who vote on these awards, they're not smart people. They're not.
Yeah, they have their own. Wait, we gotta get
the thing is, BK, they have their own. They have their own criteria.
Wait, you gotta give it to Gary on this one.
Like,
these are the same NBA pundits who said Tyrese Halliburton was overrated. The same people who didn't give this guy a chance in hell being in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Like BK, you would agree. BK, you would agree. Like LeBron James should have won more MVPs. Kobe should have won more MVPs. But like I said, the requirements changes from the voters.
Nah, I don't
Kobe
know,
Bryant won 1 MVP, right, in his whole career.
Well, finals MVP.
No, we talking about finals
MVP. Finals MVP, not regular MVP.
All like the awards to me, right? Like Kobe Bryant won 1 regular season MVP in his whole career, right?
I thought we were talking about finals.
But just hang on, just
DJ actually said it's right. It says it's part of their legacy, man. Like historical significance.
Okay, cool. Not to me. To you guys, maybe not to me. So Kobe Bryant won 1 regular season MVP in his whole career, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay. So he's the most since besides Jordan. So post Jordan, he's the most dynamic, impactful player who has ever lived, and he won 1 MVP award. He played 17 years. It's like, come on. It's like the award's stupid. The award.
Well, Gary, that's why I said it's biased because if you think about
BC made a good point. Nash got more MVPs than Shaq and Kobe.
Kobe.
The thing is, if you take Nash off of that team back then, they were a lottery team. He was the engine that it's just not.
But nobody's disagreeing
Nash is
with that.
better
Though.
than Kobe. It's just who's more valuable to the
Kobe
team.
Bryant is more valuable than Steve Nash.
Wait, hold on. So BK, you don't think they played? You don't think that was biasness with how they gave Iguodala the Finals MVP over Steph?
No, you just said it, DJ, about 20 minutes ago. Is how he affected LeBron's efficiency.
But no, your requirement was scoring, playmaking, and defense.
That's not
was Iguodala meet those requirements?
If you take Iguodala off
they didn't want Steph to win the Finals MVP because
my thing is if you take Iguodala off the floor, like was Steph
they didn't want to give it to him because they didn't want to add to Steph's legacy. They didn't want to add that to Steph's legacy.
Nah, man, I don't know, man. Steph
they was about to try to trade him by trying to give. They was about to go try to give. What's his name? Andrew Wiggins the Finals MVP over Steph. I remember they was having conversations about that, bro.
You also got to take this as a account. Rudy Gobert has 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards,
they've been trying to shade Curry his whole career.
You know what's crazy and wild? Rudy Gobert has 4 Defensive Player of the Awards, which is more than some guys win MVP awards. And you look at his numbers in the playoffs; he's unplayable. Let's look at him in this series. Wait, let's look at the series against OKC. What did Rudy do in this series against OKC? One word. Nothing. He did nothing. Rudy Gobert did nothing in that series.
Yeah, Roland made a good point because like that series between when Kyrie and Kevin Love went down, that like what LeBron did made me respect them a whole lot more. I was like, damn, sheesh, man, 35 points, like 13 rebounds, 12 assists. I was like,
yeah, he was going off.
Yeah, he was going off. That made me like, I said, nah, man, LeBron is up there in terms of like the GOAT status, man, because like he damn near won in that series.
Right? He's one of the greatest players.
I still got Kobe Bryant. Kobe over him, bro.
By a mile.
Yeah, Kobe and Shaq is way better than Nash, man.
The team that Jordan had, you know, like they were like heavily favorite if you look at all the
but it's not like they down. It's not like you act like they won. Like for majority of the time, yeah, they won, but they lost too, bro.
Yeah, they lost against the Magic.
They didn't lose much. They didn't lose much. The Bulls was like heavily favorite, man. If you look at the
actual, here's a good question for you, BK. What's more valuable to you, a superstar?
They didn't have any comp. That's not true.
Wait, here's a good question for BK. What's more valuable to you, a star winning a championship on a dynasty team, or a star winning a championship on a non-dynasty team? BK, right. What would be more valuable?
The second one.
Why?
Yeah, again, if you talk about value, right? If you take that star off of like you take the star off of like that team that doesn't really have any other all-stars or high caliber role players, I mean they're a bottom of the basement team though, man. You know, but if
first of all, Harden flopping was around. First of all, Harden actually invented the flopping in this era. What are you talking about? He's talking about Steph. Yo,
Pierce did it first. Pierce did the flopping first. Like he didn't.
No, listen.
I'm talking about who gave it. I'm talking about who started it in this era. Like who started doing it.
Oh, this era.
I mean, did you guys see?
Matter of fact, it was Ginobili. It was Ginobili.
Ginobili did a lot of flopping too. Yeah.
Gary, he's trying to say, do y'all even know the numbers for Steph? Steph hardly gets into the free throw line. So what is he?
They just don't like Steph Curry, DJ. That's why they're making this obnoxious comment.
You sound dumb, bro.
Yeah.
Who said that?
These dudes is like 10 years old, bro. I'm convinced.
Oh man, that's crazy, man.
He's saying Steph is the greatest flopper of all time.
That was even Reggie Miller used to flop. A lot of players used to flop.
Right now, Austin Reeves is up there for flopping.
No, he's not. Listen, drawing fouls is not. I wouldn't say flopping.
I don't think he's in the all time.
Well, for this era, I would say Jalen Brunson even though he flops too, but he creates fouls. SGA, you got Austin Reeves, you got who else?
Hold on, DJ.
There's a lot of floppers.
No. I mean Austin Reeves right now, Shea flops. a lot. Jalen Brunson to a degree, Trey Young, and
Not
then
to a
James.
degree, ultimate degree. That guy took Aaron Neesmith's arm and slapped himself in the face to try to get a foul call. I
Yeah.
think it's ever been done before.
But again, like I said,
I haven't seen it.
Jalen Brunson's undersized. He doesn't have the athleticism or like the strength to really kind of like explode through contact. So yeah,
Nah,
I don't play like that, man.
I mean, he has the strength. He's just not.
Nah, man. You got like a Pascal Siakam there, man. Like Jalen Brunson's not doing
it. Because his height and everything. Like he's way more physical.
No, he's not. I mean, he's not like.
Yo, another team I think about to make a move is Denver, bro. I ain't gonna lie, Chad.
They don't got a lot to move with though, DJ. They have no picks. They have to move
that
forward.
Man, MPJ is out of there, bro. That was his last season. I ain't gonna lie.
Who's gonna want him though? That's the question. Who would take on his contract?
You can't be honest.
He gotta go, bro.
Like, damn, yo, YouTube is tough, man. I can't listen. Nobody's like, listen, man. I'm just being honest when it comes to Jalen Brunson payback. You know?
Nah, that's just your opinion, though. Everybody has an opinion.
Yeah, he can't. Why can't you just give us your opinion on this MVP stuff?
I mean, it's a lot of most of the star players. It's not that many two-way players in the NBA.
That's not no opinion based. It's an actual literal fact. If you watching the games, you'll understand that.
It's not a lot of two-way players. I don't.
If you watching the game, he plays zero defense. At least the dudes that we can name actually gives effort on defense.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, like
do y'all think Tatum is a superstar?
Who?
Jason Tatum.
I think he's shown levels of it, but there's sometimes where he looks like overwhelmed and he's not as focused. So I think the jury's still out a little bit. He's a star, no doubt.
I mean, a superstar. Like, what do you mean by like superstar?
I think when healthy, he's a superstar. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I feel like last year I think last year should have been his moment to win that MVP title instead of Brown. That's why I feel like I'm still up in the air.
I gotta see him in a different.
He played well all the way up until that point. He just played
right, but let's remember this too, though. Against the Knicks this year,
let's not act like he played atrocious.
Right, but let's look at this year against the Knicks. Those first two games, all he had to do was do some interior offense, and he was just taking all these ill-advised threes.
So
like,
I
agree with John.
That to me is where like the I'm like, dude.
I think that's the Celtics system, though.
So, Jonathan, do you use the last playoffs, like in the finals, you use that as a measure stick on why he's not the superstar?
To a certain degree, and let's remember they had a way easier path to get to the finals to win that title. It's not like they went through what the West goes through, right? We can agree on that. So I think he's clearly a star. I think he's shown layers of being a superstar, but Jaylen Brown was far better than him in that finals game against the Dallas. He just took the bull by the horns. So I don't know if I could give it to Tatum, but my thing is this. Let's say Tatum does leave Boston and he goes to a different team. Will he actually be that number one guy where he doesn't need a Jaylen Brown to bail him out if he's not playing up to his level? That's where I still have to get the answer.
I got a question.
Every player needs help, Jonathan. There's
no, but you know what I'm saying though. This is like as far as a very great superstar goes, because there aren't going to be many LeBrons doing what LeBron did for 10 years, being that main engine that could. You're going to need certain pieces, but I don't think Tatum has been in that situation yet. He's had Brown his whole career. Let's remember this. Tatum has had Brown his whole career.
And then Miami Heat
Tatum did have more help.
Not the main engine in Miami, bro.
Right. I mean, look at the depth that Boston had. They had a great depth last year that really helped them win a title.
I don't think LeBron was the main engine in Miami.
For the Cavs, he was the main engine, winning that one title with the Cavs.
With the Cavs, I think it was that was the main engine. Though.
That was probably the last Superman run we'll see from a superstar.
So who was the main engine in Miami then?
It was D Wade. So, bro, LeBron dropped 11 points in the finals.
I mean, he won't be the first and last player just to have bad playoff series, man.
Hold on. I can't name no dude that's in the GOAT conversation that dropped 11 points in the finals.
Hey, gotta give DJ
wait, did he really drop 11 though?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, it was 11.
Wow.
I don't know, man. It could have been like a disagreement who the offense is being ran through. D Wade. I know, like LeBron James is just a better decision maker with the basketball, like playmaker. Like he makes the right passes, he plays the game the right way. So there could have been a thing where he got there. Whose team it is? Is the offense going to be ran through you, D Wade, or me? So I think the second and third year, Dwayne Wade, took a back seat and say, "Hey, it's your team now."
Do you guys think LeBron's staying with LA, or is he doing something surprising like leaving?
Nah, they said this is last season coming up. That's what Shams was talking about. But
He said they have to have hard conversations, but man, I don't know if him and Luka are a good combination. I mean, if Luka can't get healthy, that I don't think that combination works. They're both not physically there.
I don't know why they
do y'all think Luka better than Chet than Cunningham?
No, hell no.
Luka's better than Cunningham.
If you're talking about physicality, no.
No, skill. I mean, everything, man. Like K plays defense, man. Luka doesn't.
Wow. I can't believe y'all saying this right now.
I can't believe Minnesota, who got cooked by OKC, scored 65% against Luka, man. That's just nasty. That's rare.
You gotta play both ends, man.
Here's a question. Here's a good question. Who's a worse defender, Luka or Dame? Who's a worse defender?
And Luka and who?
Luka or Dame?
I thought you would say Bronson, because Bronson is a worse defender than Dame.
Yeah, no, Luka's the worst defender in the league. Like
where's the Trae Young?
Sound like Luka.
Where's the Trae Young?
Nah, Trae Young gives effort though, man. I mean,
Trae Young tries.
Luka is useless out there. Like,
listen. Luka is worse than Cam Thomas on defense.
Yeah,
that's how bad it is.
Yeah,
Luka's the worst defensive player I've ever seen. He really is.
Yeah, you can't win with him, man. I mean, you can't.
If you're a worse defender than Cam Thomas, that's a special type of
he is, man. He's you can't win with Luka, man. He was number one in blow-bys, man, in the league.
65%. That's just woof. I think that's a record.
Anybody that don't believe it, bro, just go back to 2018 against the Spurs, bro.
I think they give him a pass because he's such a gift offensively, but both sides of the ball.
He's another one that foul baits, man. He's always looking for the refs to give him calls. He's another one, man. Yeah,
Luka's one of the 10 best offensive players to ever live. He might be one.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think Luka does it.
He foul baits, Gary. He foul baits.
He's more than foul baiting. You know that.
He does foul bait a lot.
Nah, he's more than. Listen. Luka be hitting clutch threes and all that. You forgot. I think you just judging it off this season in LA.
Luka, I'm not disagreeing.
Shout out to Jay Kidd for getting the team with with Kyrie Irving and Luka defensively in the same backcourt all the way to the final.
That's wild.
You forgot about PJ Washington. You forgot about Daniel Gafford.
You're starting backcourt.
But he's talking about specifically the backcourt.
Yeah,
Kyrie gives effort on defense, man. He does,
but it's still really bad. Like it's bad.
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
I think he just struggles against.
But Kyrie got cooked by Boston. Man, you got to remember that final series. Kyrie.
Who was the mass perimeter defense? They had no perimeter defense.
Yeah, PJ Washington.
PJ Washington.
Yeah, Lively.
No, I said perimeter.
No.
Lively plays all right on the perimeter.
Yeah, I mean,
he played decent. I'm just talking about like guards that guard. Like that's what I'm talking about.
They got Dinwiddie on that team, man. They gotta get rid of
Dinwiddie.
They played a young OKC team, a young team, right? They guys have gotten better.
Dang, help me out here. But what's his name? This plays. I think he's number one now. Hardy.
Dante Exum. You talking about Dante Exum?
Did Hardy even play that much? Hardy even play that much this season.
I thought Hardy was playing. Hardy actually was. I thought he was playing all right defensively.
Man, I can't believe they got Cooper. Man, they got spoiled riches there.
I still don't think. I mean, they got to get a number one option because Kyrie and AD is not enough.
I think they're going to struggle on offense the first half of the season until Kyrie comes back. I think defensively they'll be okay, but who's going to be your number one option? Davis? Can he carry injury prone?
Nah, he's too old. He's too old.
Maybe they play.
If it was like 25-year-old Anthony Davis, maybe.
I heard they want to trade for Drew Holiday, but what are they going to give up to get Drew Holiday?
I would not near Drew Holiday.
Well, if Drew Holiday will be a salary dump, so they probably don't have to give up much.
Oh, bro, he be playing washed up now, bro.
Yeah, but I don't think they have cap space though. AP Dallas because they got some.
They probably because they want to get rid of either Gafford or
Klay Thompson is going to be the one that's going.
I think PJ Washington they might get rid of because he's due for an extension, and they have to sign Kyrie back. So they might have to get rid of Gafford.
I wouldn't touch none of them good role players. I'll just trade Klay and probably throw in Probably PJ Washington, but if that's just an if though. But I'm not trading for no Drew Holiday.
I don't know why they signed Klay Thompson, man. I don't think he added a lot to Dallas, man. To make
Nah, he was supposed to be for Luca. So when Luca like
Right.
Probably like
dribbles
a
the
little
ball in
corner
space,
shooter, something like that, little off ball shooter.
Yeah, he's probably going to have to be a big part of the offense this
But I
year.
mean, Tom, it's like me and BK be saying, John, Tom catches everybody in the NBA, bro. I mean,
That was definitely for
he's
Thompson,
over.
man. It was great Thompson came back from injury to win that fourth title with the Warriors, but really, man,
Yeah,
defensively,
shout out Clay because he
can't
actually
do a
played
lot
well
with
coming off that injury.
Yeah, he did. I think for Dallas, though,
He came
man,
off that injury averaging 18 points. That's good.
I just wish Cooper was in Dallas, man. I don't feel like Cooper is going to grow like that offensive game. He's just going to be used mainly for defensive purposes, but he's not going to get that chance to
Once
shine.
Kyrie, once he's getting into tune with Kyrie's going to teach him. I
Yeah.
think Kyrie's going to help him with his handles, to be honest.
I don't know. Definitely having Kyrie's going to help Cooper Flag's game, and maybe Davis.
He does take young players
level.
on his wing. I mean, he coached up Cam. He coached up Brown.
Yeah,
Brown
but he
is
not. I
Dennis Rodman.
don't think his handles going. I don't think that's going to like be affected. Cooper Flag. I don't know. I don't know what type of team they are. I don't know if
You
they.
getting coached under Kyrie Irving? You don't think
Do you guys think Dallas is a top 5 team in the West or a playing team? I don't know. I think they might be a playing team this year without Kyrie.
Playing team.
Yeah, they don't have enough.
It's going to be like with Kyrie Irving. It's going to be like a
but Kyrie gonna be injured. He got injured near the end of the season, so he's not gonna be ready.
Man, it's
they
going
did say he's
to
gonna
be wild
at
to
least
gain like that.
Yeah, but the Dallas don't have no firepower. Who else gonna be a scorer?
Right.
AD can average he averages almost 20.
Nah, you can't have AD
be
as your top
healthy
scorer,
hoops
bro.
for more than 3 months or
PJ
2 months.
Washington gonna give them at least like 15,
Cooper Flag will
16
give you
points.
like
AD,
I think between like 10 and 16 points a game.
Yeah, that's not enough. That's not firepower.
That's why I think they're going to trade PJ. Cooper has to start.
I think Cooper Flag in his first year, now that it's not gonna be no Kyrie, he's probably gonna give you at least I think his first year he's gonna give you at least 18.
Nah,
I think
hell no.
I think 15. No. I think 15 is more
18
generous.
too. Yeah. 18 too high. 18 too high.
15 to 18.
15.
No, 15. 18 is too high.
I think
18
15
is
to
too
18, something like that. And then PJ Washington actually can give you 18 a game.
I think they got to trade Washington because they have to start Cooper over him unless they're going to have Cooper come off the bench.
PJ Washington, you could put PJ Washington at the 4.
Nah, AD is at the 4.
Right. So how does that work?
Hold on. Because old boy is injured. So you could put, I mean, Clay can come off the bench, to be honest. You can just put Cooper at the 2.
Oh man, they really got to
you can't put two, but you can't put Cooper back. You got to chase around shooting guards. Nah, you can't put him at the 2.
He's bigger than them though. He's fast.
The good thing is Cooper can actually play make. Cooper can play make.
Cooper's defense is good.
Maybe they let Cooper run point a little bit
works
in the game.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna be point forward a little bit, but
he's not gonna be locking.
Nah, he can't guard the guards, man. They're going.
He can
he's
guard.
too tall.
What? He can guard.
Nah,
he can guard.
The slow footed ones. I'm talking about the fast ones. He got to chase around. Nah, he's not.
BK, you was talking about some. Oh, he's not going, bro. He bulked up a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
No, he's at 220 pounds. That was really the main concern I had with him was his weight.
220,
I mean,
bro.
2, I think he was like 205 when we were like really doing like player like analysis on him. But I said 205 at the power forward position. I'm like, I don't know, man. You got Paolo and Bam Adebayo, Jaren Jackson Jr. It's just you ain't gonna be able to move those guys like that, man. And then he has to work on like being more like shifty because he's not gonna be
for his first year. I don't think he's really gonna have to worry much about them dudes because
he's just gotta he's just gonna focus on defense. Cooper's gonna get stronger too.
If you just put him on a team like the Wizards or the Brooklyn Nets, not even the Wizards, like the Brooklyn Nets.
Guess what? He's in Dallas playing with AD and Kyrie, so
yeah, man. They put Cooper in like a great spot.
Well, we got the 8th pick.
Man, no, hold on, DJ. This is a deep draft, man. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. This is a very good draft.
It's a very deep draft here. All right.
So what you want to do? So BK, what you want to do? Roll over and die?
This draft,
you want to roll over and die?
Almost already did that already, man. He already did that to the team already.
I just don't know how.
I'm talking about you as a fan. You want to roll over and die, so it's over for the Nets.
Marks destroyed the team. He literally
destroyed. I have a question, guys. Where's the scout documentary at? Didn't they have to say to do 9 episodes? We're less than a month away. Well, actually, we are about 20 days away from the draft. Where's the scout
No,
documentary?
they don't want to. I think they don't want to give away their hand. But they're probably gonna run it after
AP.
the
Once they
draft.
found out they had the 8th pick, they had to edit the
Yeah,
results.
probably right. They're gonna like, oh nah,
Yeah, that is weird because every other team so far has given a scouting though.
No, I'm talking about the documentary.
We're talking about documentary.
They would do a documentary.
If you go on like the Nets website or YouTube channel, they got like a documentary of what they doing in the draft, what they looking for. That's why I said they're not training for a
like every team
superstar.
is giving on Instagram and their YouTube channels are giving like they slight little what we gonna plan on doing. I seen the Wizards. I seen the Wizards do one.
Well, so far with the Nets, the main prospects they've worked out have been Fears, Knipple, and Nick Clifford.
Yeah.
Those are the main guys they've worked out so far.
Jonathan.
The Nets been working out plays though.
Those are the few that I've seen.
Nick Clifford. Let me look at him over here. 6'6", 200 pounds.
What about Knipple though? Is he good?
He can score, but he doesn't. He's not a difference maker. Like we need a guy that can
I don't like his
difference maker. I just don't see it with Knipple being a main piece. I see him being a supporting piece.
Bro, anybody we get at the 8th pick is really not going to be like a major.
And this is one of the problems.
I think Fears and Malliwak is
not
the best
dudes
player
that's projected to go 8th. Like it's not looking. At
worst, I'd be willing to take Igor Demon, man, just because he's a 6'8" point guard. Like, how rare is that?
I agree with Jonathan.
Wait, hold on. Why are we looking at Nick Clifford when we got Cam Thomas, man? Like, what the hell's going on, Sean?
What do you?
I mean,
he's
be honest, who else do we have at shooting guard though, BK?
Yeah, come on, BK.
We don't even have a backup shooting guard.
Yeah, BK, you can't get rid of Thomas this year. You need him under a market value contract. You cannot let him go, or else you're screwed. You really
unless I want to throw Derek Whitehead in there, but he's really a third string.
I don't even know if Whitehead's going to be part of the future right now.
I think he a G League. I don't even think he a third string. I think he a
I'm
G
talking about in
league.
terms of like when he get calls up, like he's more of a third. Like when he's sitting in that role, he's really a third string.
I think he's a DNP, man.
Oh, don't forget, guys. We got Keon Johnson. Remember, we got Keon.
Most third string players are DNPs.
Yeah, but I don't even think he's gonna dress up type shit. I think he's just gonna be in street
third
clothes.
Stringers don't name a third stringer that gets dressed up.
Man,
that's some near the end, but
I can't. He won't.
Unless you got major injuries or something like that. You know?
Yeah. You got. I don't even think they would call up a player before they even put him in. If we have major injuries,
JD Davison on the Boston Celtics is a third stringer. He doesn't play at all.
Listen, you had a lot of two-way players playing in front of in front of him. So, yeah. So I was just like,
man, I just wish the draft was get here already so we could see.
I don't even think Whitehead would be in the league if he was on other teams. In my opinion,
I ain't gonna lie, BK. The dudes that's got to go, bro, is Whitehead and Wilson, bro. Those are the two dudes I want going, bro.
That's it.
Claxton
that's
too,
it.
man.
No.
Claxton,
rookies. First of all, it's worse to players than fucking the Claxton on this team. If you really think that, so
I'm talking about the rookies that need to go, like the rook. Whoa,
they're not sophomores, yeah. Wilson definitely.
I touched on Yegor.
Yeah, you can.
I think the NBA draft has him a little too high.
What do you mean too high? He's a 6'8" point guard, BK. You can say he's the third or fourth potential.
Why almost every player we get plays like a middle schooler?
This guy's 6'8", man. You listen. He's got playmaking vision. He just needs an offensive identity and to be a little quicker on the court. That's not hard to figure out.
If you can't do it against college guys, how it's not that easy to do it against pros.
Yeah, that's
man.
Not going to help.
He's got to develop, and let's see what Jordan can do. If Jordan can actually mold real talent, this is the true test of a coach. Can you turn a raw prospect into an NBA rotation?
I don't know. That's going to take years.
Let him play in the G League for a little bit, not too long, just a little bit.
I don't mind. Listen, we also have summer league too, DJ. I wouldn't mind Yegor Demon being on the summer league.
We've seen guys like Killian Hayes dominate the G League and then come to the pros and just like it's a different animal.
I mean, Killian Hayes played decent on the Nets for his time.
He's not putting up those G League. He's not putting the G League numbers like.
Yeah. I don't. Like I said, I don't really like.
The guys are long.
BK, what do you expect, bro? We a team full of rejects. Like, come on, bro.
I know that's what I'm saying. It's like AP is asking me what do I want to do, but Sean Marks, I mean, really, he
Yeah,
destroyed
but I mean, all right, but what you all right? What would you do? What would you do to the team though? I'm saying we in the shitters, like you said. But what would you do to make us better again?
All these dudes pretty much got to go. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you got to
All right, see, that's the idea. What else? All these guys got to go. Then what else?
If you want a success, if we talking about successful team though,
man.
Or
It's
even
bad.
a halfway, even a decent to good team, bro. These dudes.
All right, so go ahead, DJ.
If you want to reset this, given where we're at right now, you try to trade up a bit in this draft. If you don't trade up, try to get future picks for the following years. So
John, that's too unrealistic, bro. We're not trading up.
No, listen. If you don't trade up, you trade your later picks for future 2026 picks. We only have one pick next year.
So how far do you want
other teams want those players too? They want AJ
BK. Can I finish, BK? BK, can I finish? Listen, if you don't move up in this draft, you try to consolidate those late picks to get future 2026 picks. You trade Johnson and Claxton. You trade Claxton and Johnson this summer. You draft right. You use your cap space this summer. Take on expiring contracts. Add even more draft capital. Then you go into the following year with more capital in the following draft, and you have way more cap space to go after bigger targets. That's probably the best way out of this mess right now. If Sean Marks and Joe
BK, your dream of AJ coming to the Nets is not happening, bro.
The draft is like going to the casino and playing like slots, man. You know, I want to play.
But wait, hold on. But you want us, BK. You want us to tank for AJ. You said that multiple times.
I don't think we're getting
Is AJ better than K Cunningham?
AJ's gonna go to the Spurs.
Wait. Now you switch it up. You switched it up.
I gotta stop him for a second. You remember that 3-minute clip you saw of him? Like, yo, guys, this guy might be better than everybody. I remember that.
But I'm watching
AJ's not the only good player in that draft, though.
No, we know that, Alan. We talking about BK Lover Fest for AJ. He was like, he's the best.
Remember?
He's better than some of these players.
He said he was better than the 5 guys.
He's better.
You know what he said.
He's better. He's better. That's for damn sure.
All right. Okay.
We all heard what BK said, bro.
No, BK said he's better than most of the NBA players in the league right now. He said about AJ.
No, he said better than the whole 2025 draft.
If I'm looking at a top prospect for next year, it's Cam Boozer, man. That guy is a dynamic, versatile.
What is he, like 6'11" now?
He's definitely.
I know AJ's more skilled. I like Cam Boozer better than AJ, man.
Cam Boozer is very versatile. We need versatility.
No, I'm talking about AJ. AJ like what, 6'11" now?
Nah, we don't know. We gotta get his real measurements when he come to the NBA because they said Cooper Flag was 6'10" and he's 6'7". They said AJ was. They said Ace Bailey was.
They said Ace was 6'11", and
he's only 6'7".
That was wild. They measured it. They was measuring it. Cooper is 6'9", he's 6'7".
Nah, he's 6'7". Yeah. They said in college he was like almost 6'10". I was just
AJ,
like, hell.
AJ looked like more weight, though. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Yeah, the Wabi, man. I've been trying to say, like, AP's asking me. I don't know, man. The
man seems like a grown man, DJ.
AJ,
Cooper is not 6'9".
Boozer is bigger than the boss, though.
Boozer, man, he just looks so versatile. If we somehow got him on our team next year, I feel great about the direction.
I think
John, we're not even gonna be in the top 5 next season.
I know. It probably could happen.
Y'all gotta look at Kanye Anthony.
Hold up, BK. Somehow, some way, the Lakers are gonna be able to attain a pick from next season, and the Lakers are gonna be in the top 5.
I'm telling you,
Boston's gonna get the second pick.
Nah, listen, Boston's probably going to tank, and they're going to get to Boston, man. That's the only.
Yeah, but that's why I was trying to.
Hold up, BK, I'm calling it right now, bro.
That's why I was trying to tell you, BK.
4 or 5 next year, I wouldn't be mad at it.
That's why I was trying to tell you, BK. The lottery you talking about tank for AJ. They're not giving AJ to the Nets.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said we're in trouble, man. We're in trouble. Because, like, look at this draft.
No, I asked you. That's why I asked you.
First pick
but BK, this ain't like a Wemby draft where Wemby is the goal. Like, there's other players in there that you can get that would be an impact immediately on the team. Like,
But he
it's
want
not just
AJ. He want AJ.
I
That's
understand that.
crazy.
AJ,
I would rather take Cam
Darren Peterson, is Cam Boozer, is Caleb
Now
Wilson,
you,
made a
yo,
mid.
you
Like, it's
switch
bad
up,
players.
yo, BK, you switch up your take on the.
Yo, facts.
I
Yeah, I remember what he
like
said.
Cam Boozer because he could play with his back to the basket and he could face up and he could
Yeah,
shoot.
why did you start shifting off of AJ?
Remember when he said to me, he said, John, this guy might be the best guy.
No,
If he was in this draft, he's number
is.
one.
I'm
I
talking
do
about like
agree with him,
skill
John. I think
wise,
AJ
yeah,
is
but
better than this whole draft.
like
No.
you said, Jonathan, about the versatility that Cam Boozer gives you.
Mhm.
Like he can shoot, right? He
Right,
can play
yep.
with his back to the basket,
Yeah.
and he can face up. You know,
Who
and
knows? He might work himself up to being
Ma-
the
And
Ma-
Jonathan, I'm not gonna lie, I do agree with BK because me personally, I think AJ and Cameron Boozer is better than this whole draft.
yeah.
Listen, I think they would definitely be in the top 2 this year or top 3 in this year's
They
draft.
going over. I ain't gonna lie, they going over.
And
Cooper
here's
and
another
Jalen.
thing. In that high school game that AJ and Boozer took each other on, Cameron was only 1 point behind him. The other guy dropped 31. I think he dropped
BK, get this
30.
off the
Like,
screen.
he
Bro.
was
I
point
can't
behind
look
him.
at this, bro.
forget
Spurs
about
really
Darren
got the second
Peterson
pick, bro.
either.
I
Darren
can't
Peterson is
every time.
going
Hold
for
on.
it.
Every time I look at this, I get mad.
Darren Peterson could be really dynamic around here. Wait, what, DJ?
I can't even look at this, bro. The Spurs, I just can't look at it, bro. The Spurs really got the second pick. It makes me mad.
Dylan Harper should not be a Spurs, man. Like, that's just a waste of a pick right there. He should be on a team where he can
I
really
don't even
ball.
think.
Hold on,
All right, so
Jonathan, hold on.
the last stream I did last night. So what I was saying was like you had
Really
to
shouldn't even be 3. That should
you had to pay
Yeah.
Aaron Fox like $221
I
million.
kind of figured they was gonna give Philly anyway.
Man.
Yeah, but my
Yeah,
point.
I mean,
The point is.
Jonathan, you heard what I said. Before the draft lottery, I said I thought Philly was gonna get the 5th pick. The 3rd though, bro.
I seriously
But
wish we
the
were
thing
ahead
with-
of them in the losers column because we probably could have got Ace, man. I'd say.
Nah, yo, John. I don't even think it would matter. They would just put Philly ahead of us anyway because it's rigged. They would have just said, "Fuck it."
If the rules were
I
worse
don't
like
think it's
that
rigged.
and we were ahead of the way,
I don't think they would have.
if
Nah,
we
that
had a
shit-
worse record
yo,
than them and
y'all
they still
don't-
would the same
no.
outcome, I agree with you, but I don't think it would happen. I
First
think
of all,
that's
they
what
put
we're
the
doing.
They put the Mavs at number
Jonathan, you
1,
tend to
bro.
forget
They
Adam
rigged that
Silver
shit.
likes
No,
Joel
but
Embiid.
the thing is, right, when you're talking about the lottery, like
I don't even know
think
why I
Dylan
bailed him
brought it
out,
up.
DJ. I think it was a
Like,
waste of
when
time.
you enter,
Because Adam Silver
realistically,
likes
if
Joel
you
Embiid.
if you
That's one of
1
his
through
favorite players.
5
He's been on
at
record
best,
talking about Joel Embiid.
you do got a chance
His
at
career
getting
might be
top 3
over
if
for
you 1
you,
through
man.
5. Like,
Yeah, I understand that, Alan. But look at the past 2-3 years. Like even the Spurs. Like why would you even put them at number 1? Like the Wizards never got.
That's true,
Unless you
but
talk about John Wall,
to
but
me, it would
They
make
got
more
Wemby,
sense. To me, it would
Stephon
make more
Castle.
sense.
No,
Like
no.
if you look at the teams in the Knicks counting this that entered the lottery with the 6th best odds, they never got top 3. Like it's never happened ever since they changed the lottery.
yeah, because they have it
I
as a
think Ace
raffle.
Bailey should go to the Spurs.
all right, but look how.
You guys ever played a raffle? Like you never?
No,
played,
BK, I get that, but what I'm saying is, if the Knicks, like the Knicks had the 6th best, if the Knicks landed a top 3 pick with the 6th best odds, I would have been like, okay, bet Brooklyn got a chance because the Knicks did it. They didn't do it to none of the teams that's ever had the 6th best odds. So it's like you kind of get what you get.
Yeah. But look at the teams that had the 1% odds, the Hawks, the Spurs, the fucking Mavericks. Like they was at the top end.
Nasty. That's just nasty, man.
The number 1 picks, they have their
on there, too.
favorites. I'm not even gonna lie. I think the number 1 picks they have their favorites, but 4, 5, or 6, like outside the top 3, I think you still got a chance to.
Bro,
to
first of
land.
all, Philly shouldn't even have been this high. Spurs definitely shouldn't have been this high.
Right. And you know what's crazy? These NBA, these media
Spurs
pundits are saying
the 5th pick.
You know what's crazy?
Or 6th pick.
These media pundits are saying, "Oh, that this is a very fair draft." And I'm like, "What are you guys talking about? They gave the top 3 teams who were competing for something the top picks."
First of all, they don't even show the lottery shit no more like they used to, where the Bulls was in the shit. They don't even do that no more. Everything is done behind
That
closed
part
doors.
is the lottery is supposed to be to make bad teams good with elite talent. Like they just putting niggas on good.
I already
teams.
know where I already know where the NBA is about to go, bro. They new favorite is about to become Wemby. They about to do everything they can to give some talent, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
AP, it ain't even funny, bro.
I already know. I see what's happening already.
Bro,
I told him, how the fuck the Spurs get the third pick? I mean, the second
take
pick.
this off the screen, bro.
The crazy thing, San Antonio is supposed to be where the Nets is at right now.
You know what's crazy? If the NBA,
mad looking at that, bro. Yo, Trey, y'all don't get mad looking at the fact.
You know what's crazy?
I'm just seeing Philly.
Yeah.
Wait, you know what? Sham said this might be the craziest offseason NBA history. This is how you make it crazy. Draft night, Nets, Bucks, and Spurs, 3-team deal. Giannis and Johnson go to the Spurs. Bucks get all these young assets and rebuild, and we get Dylan Harper. That would be one of the craziest trades of all time on draft
Only
night.
thing we gonna get from the Spurs is the 14th pick because they got two picks.
Right, but AP, if they wanted to set ratings ablaze, that would be one of the biggest blockbuster deals of all time if it was somehow pulled off.
Nah, they're not gonna give us the fucking the second pick.
For who? For Cam Johnson?
If we're part of the deal for the Spurs to get Giannis and we include some assets.
The Bucks would get the second pick. We wouldn't get it.
Why would we get the second? Why would we get the second pick?
Because
we might get the 14th pick.
Assets.
You said what?
Nah.
Dylan just don't fit on San Antonio.
He don't fit. That's why I'm saying, like, if there was a 3-team deal to go down to get Harper,
would if they didn't
have the assets to add to what they
he would
want.
actually fit if they went out and got De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, if they didn't get De'Aaron Fox, I would agree they would take Dylan, but
and I don't know why they got Fox, bro. Fox, I don't know why people like Fox, bro. Fox is not no winning player, bro.
I would say this though: wouldn't the Spurs though consider trading Harper to another team with assets so they can overwhelmingly get Giannis?
Well, they're gonna. That's the idea. They're gonna try to. They said they're gonna try to trade him to get Giannis. If not, they're gonna keep Dylan Harper. Stephon Castle and
Fox remind me of a lesser
the Spurs got the assets. Whether they don't have to trade off the second pick, they got the assets.
Right, but we could give them those extra picks to guarantee that they still have assets left over to keep contending, even though they get Giannis.
Nah, but the Bucks gonna want fucking the second pick. They're not gonna want all those future picks. They're gonna want the second pick and the future picks.
And you heard what the owner and the GM said. They're going out for blood if they want to trade Giannis, bro.
I don't think that John Hurst has the power he claims to have, man, on the Bucks.
He's under contract, nigga.
Yeah, but Giannis is the reason why they won a title. I just think
they have the advantage. Hold on, they said they're not moving Giannis unless he comes to them and requests a trade. If he goes to say, "Yo, I want out, bro," he's gonna gut they whole.
I mean, look what we got for Mikal Bridges. Of course, they going for blood. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, John. You got to think, bro.
No, but you also got to look at their situation, though. What do the Bucks have right now? No draft picks.
They have Giannis. Like, what you talking?
Yeah, but that's just it, though. You just have Giannis. You have nothing else. You have Kyle Kuzma.
Bro, that's literally hold up, Jonathan.
That's
all they have. Hold up. You dangle Giannis in the pot, bro. They're gonna gut their whole roster for Giannis.
Yeah, look what we got for KD. Just KD. So I mean, they're gonna gut their whole roster for him.
That's why the Nets trading for Dylan Harper isn't so far fetched because that's why the Nets trade for Harper isn't as crazy far fetched because we could give the Spurs all the assets to get Giannis and they won't be gutted. They won't be gutted.
But it's not about the Spurs. It's about the.
It's about the. We could have got way more from that KD deal.
Nah. I think we could have got way more for the Harden deal than fucking Ben Simmons.
Because KD, first of all, KD going for 2 role players is crazy.
It's crazy. We trade Kyrie Irving.
Nah, I wasn't. And then
we trade Kyrie Irving for nothing.
We traded for 5 second-round draft picks. That's what we got.
No, we did. We got a first. We got a first.
The first is the Suns. The Suns have that first now. AP. We only have second-round picks.
No, we talking about Kyrie. We talking about Kyrie, not the.
Yeah, that's what we got. We got Doe.
That first pick anymore.
We traded it. We traded to the Rockets.
We got Doe, which we turned into 3 seconds. We got Dennis, which turned into turned into 3 second-round picks.
And we had Spencer too. We got Spencer.
Yeah, we had Spencer, which became Dennis, which became 3 second-round picks. So we got 6 second-round draft picks. That's what we got for Kyrie was 6 second-round picks.
Yo, BK, the thing that we could have had Pascal on our team, bro.
We not ready for Pascal. We not ready to contend. So it would have been a waste of Pascal's career for him to even come in.
No, KD wasn't either, man. They wasn't ready to contend.
We had KD at the time. We was talking about,
and they were talking about getting Pascal and Fred. Wait, they were talking about getting Pascal and Fred VanVleet, having those two.
But to be honest with you, I'm glad we got off of KD because KD ain't KD no more. Like.
No, you're right. I'll give you that.
This was in 2020.
He's just not.
I'll give you that.
No, yeah, but his mindset is he's a great player. This is just his mindset. Like he worried
Like if
about
we
the
that
Twitter
lineup
and
would have been
everything.
I ain't gonna lie, John. That lineup would have been tough. Kyrie,
Yeah,
It would
but
have
we
been
KD, and
fun. It
Pascal.
would have been
no.
fun. I
First
would have
of
been
all, they
open
was
to it.
no. It wouldn't have been Kyrie. Kyrie would have been traded. Remember, he asked for a trade because they wasn't signing him anyway.
No,
So
but I also agree with AP this though. If KD was unwilling to stay here, you had to get rid of him as soon as you could, and they did,
Hey,
and they
chat.
got
Miles Turner
those
gonna get a
picks.
bag, bro. The way he
But
been balling
but
in
my
these
only thing
playoffs.
is this: we essentially gave the Rockets valuable Suns picks, that valuable Mavs pick, and what do we get? The 8th pick. That's
People
why I'm
used to
like,
say. I
that
remember
deal
when people
really
used
could
to
hurt
actually try
us,
to
man.
debate that Claxton.
well,
I remember that
we
way back
got the
then,
pick
bro.
next
Y'all really
year
used to try
too.
to
So
debate that
Yeah, but we
Claxton
only
was
got
better than
one
Miles
pick
Turner,
next
bro.
year, AP, unless we get more picks. That's why this becomes even more
Yo,
dire.
BK,
Like
you remember those
that's
conversations people used to
worrisome.
have,
no,
bro?
I think we got 2 picks next year, if I'm not mistaken.
You have 2 second-round picks
Back
in
when
next year, but you only have one first. One first.
Okay.
Yeah.
back when Claxton was playing good that one year, and they was trying to say he's better than Miles Turner.
Oh my God,
No.
he got cooked by
Oh,
Just
Bismarck
smoking crack,
Biyombo,
bro.
man. Yo, you know
now you
what's
can't.
crazy?
Yo, DJ, you gotta chill though. You say he was gonna be AD though.
You know what's
Say he was gonna
crazy?
be AD.
I checked
I said
Claxton's.
potentially if he worked on his game,
I checked Claxton's plus or
Yeah.
and that
minus
was
this
that
year.
was only I was only a quarter into
I
that
kind of
1 year.
wish. I kind of wish he was a.
I'm talking.
I wish he
I
was right.
was specifically
I
talking
wish
about
you
that
was
just
right.
one
You know
year.
what's
That just
crazy?
one
I
year.
checked Claxton's plus or
I
minus this
wish you
year.
was right.
He played around 60 games. Over like 40 games, he had a
Dang, bro. I wish we
negative
had
plus or
Miles Turner,
minus.
bro.
He had a net. I think he only had 10 games this year where he was in the plus. Plus or minus,
Remember when we
Claxton.
could have
That's
traded
wild.
Joe Harris and some picks for Miles Turner, bro? Oh my god.
AP, I mean, DJ,
Yeah. Sean
he only
Moss
had
was in love with him.
a DJ. Claxton only had 10 good games in the plus or minus this year. He had over
Miles
40
Turner, though,
negative
bro.
performances. That's just horrible, man.
Yeah. I
Hey, Miles
mean,
Turner's a top 5 big man right now, bro.
this whole team was trash. I ain't gonna like BK said. You gotta. I don't even know what to do with this roster. I feel sorry for Sean Moss, even though
No,
it's his
the
fault. But
crazy thing
You
is,
feel sorry for him. He the one
the
that did
cra-
get to this roster.
yeah, that's why I say
I
even
don't
though
think the reality set in for him yet. You're gonna make this big scout document. We got the 8th pick, so why is it coming out now, Marks? What you had to edit? Like you
Maybe if he
can't
would have
edit
put
this
good
shit.
rosters around KD and Kyrie, they would never would have left.
And DJ, wasn't I saying this whole year that they should have tanked better? And guess what? Everything I said was true. They didn't do it. Now they're suffering the consequences. This is why you
Chat.
have
This is a
bad
prime
management.
example of always
Again,
play
hold on
to
one
your
second. Hold on,
superstars,
Jonathan.
bro.
You ever played a raffle before?
No, BK. It's not about
Well, no,
raffle,
listen to what
BK.
I'm
It's
saying.
about
Listen,
the
no,
fact
answer
that
the question. Answer the question.
no, no,
It
BK,
doesn't
BK.
matter.
Did this? What was the organization's plan this year when we traded Mikal Bridges? Was it to win games, be competitive, and screw ourselves over,
Listen,
or was it to get a bottom record to have a top 3 generational
hold on,
potential pick?
you're
What
being
was the
emotional.
strategy supposed to be?
Hold on. You're being emotional, Jonathan.
No,
So
no,
So
they
I'm
want
being
so many people
factual
holding
I've
the
with
ball
been,
you.
for him.
listen, I've
Come
been
on.
in my jobs, like all the jobs I had over the last 24 years, right? We had raffles, right? And I've seen, you buy tickets to win prizes. So I've seen people spend like $200 on raffle tickets, right? And I've seen people spend like $3 and get 3 raffle tickets and actually win the grand prize.
Oh my gosh.
If that's what it's
all
like,
right,
Wait, LM, are you still here,
Wait,
LM? Wait,
wait,
LM, you still here, LM?
yeah, BK. I think
LM, explain to him how bad this organization was here, because you saw it just like I did. Explain to him what happened this year.
BK. I think what John. I think both of y'all are right, but I think what John is trying to say is, if you're gonna play the odds, fine, but realistically,
no, there are no
Utah.
odds.
But
Yeah.
hold on, but
Wait,
look,
let LM finish. Let
Utah,
LM finish.
Utah, Charlotte. The fact of the matter is, regardless if they got screwed out the top 3, Utah,
Wizards,
Charlotte, and the
Utah.
Wizards have a higher pick than us. Why?
Yep.
Because they made sure that even if they got fucked over, their floor of their pick was still going to be high, regardless if the league did not give them Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, or Ace Bailey.
But
So
yeah,
now, hold on though. But hold on, right? I'm gonna let you get to it. But look, right? So now, at where we're at 8, I remember Pathon coming on Breezy podcast and being like, "Yo, if we get screwed over, there's some players we can get outside the top 3." Now that you are at 8, Utah, Washington, and Charlotte can get the player that Brooklyn might be looking at and be like, "Oh, y'all not getting
Bingo.
we can take them right here at 4."
Yeah, we still
They
screwed
have
as
the
well,
ability
BK.
to do that because they made
Right.
sure that the floor of their pick was high.
That's
even
why
if they got
we saying the
screwed.
8th pick is not all that great,
Right.
bro.
And
It's
you know what
really
the
not.
worst part is? You could try to trade for this draft, but look who we got. We got one of the worst negotiator managers of all time in
I
Sean
just hate
Marks.
when people say that. Oh, the
I'll
8th pick is not
I'll
that
say
bad,
this.
bro. It
I'll
is
say this,
bad, bro.
BK.
It is
Even if
bad.
we were 4, I would be tight, but then again, I'll be like, oh, that's Trey Johnson. Okay, that's VJ. Okay, that's Kaman. Okay, that's
Yo,
Queen.
listen, I
Okay,
can't
can
go
still
through another year
you
of
can't do
tanking.
that at
I
8,
can't go
bro.
through another year of
Well,
tanking.
get used to it, AP, because it's about to happen, bro.
I mean, I
The,
feel
No,
like
I'm
this
talking
year,
about
the problem
I'm
is if
talking
this
about
organization
intentionally
doesn't have
tanking.
AP, the problem is the organization isn't committed to
Bro,
direction.
looking
It
at
is a
this,
waste of a year.
regardless of how this roster
Yeah.
pans out, bro, we still going to. We don't have no
Like,
number one option. We don't got no superstar.
like,
It's
you
No,
know
that's
what's
why.
hard
ain't nothing
is
really
Listen,
gonna happen, bro.
that's
we're
why
praising
I think they're talking the
Keon
next
Johnson
Don't
this
got no
year.
good role players.
No,
Like, come
DJ.
on, it's gonna happen, bro.
The problem this year is we're praising Keon Johnson. I wasn't, but there was some people go,
I
yo,
think we're gonna
Keon
be
Johnson
worse. I
could be a
think we're gonna be at least
rotational
the.
piece for us.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like, he's not a
BK
star
said that.
piece
BK said
for
that.
I
us.
think we're gonna be the.
What
What
did I
was
say?
he?
What happened?
12, what number?
What?
What seed
You
was he?
said
BK?
Keon Johnson was a rotational
He
player.
was the 12
You
seed, right?
said that.
That's borderline right now.
Borderline. Oh my gosh.
I think we're
Nah,
gonna be
he
the
I
not.
think
13th,
the league. I think
13th
the
seed
I
or
would
team
something,
put
bro.
is
Keon
looking at
Johnson
something
as a
next year too,
backup
though.
right
I ain't
now. I
gonna
mean,
hold
he
you.
can get, no, as a third string point guard, not a
That's
second
zesty
string
jump.
point
Like,
Thank
guard.
you. Thank you. Now that's factual.
Yeah, as a third string point guard, Keon Johnson right now,
Tyrese
We
man.
have a
Third
Maxey,
lot
lock
of
it
string.
in.
backup
Let's go,
pieces, and
Tyrese.
that's why this hurts so much more
Yeah,
because it's like
we gotta get rid of all these backup players, man.
no
First of all,
I
You
mean,
know
you
what the
gotta spawn
problem
some
was,
people back up.
Them
AP
dudes
in
never gonna
January.
be on teams, Nick.
No,
Like,
AP,
come
you know
on,
what the
man.
problem was? In January, we were tied with the Hornets for fourth best odds. When Cam Thomas got hurt, you thought, hey, we'll stay right there. Then we won February, and we screwed ourselves
It
over.
wasn't
Like
about
that
winning though,
month
John. We was
was what
never
screwed
gonna
us
get it,
over.
bro.
yo, we never was John. We never was gonna get the number one pick or number
Nah, but the
two. Like I
problem is,
don't even.
but the
But
problem
that's
is,
all they gotta tell you, John. They don't want to see talent in
wait,
a
AP,
dysfunctional
AP.
franchise,
The
bro.
problem was in February. We're winning with a micro three of D'Lo,
I don't know.
Claxton,
The
and
eighth
Cam
pick, hold on, man.
Johnson.
Hold on one second, man. Like, the eighth pick, I don't know. All the good players
The
right
Brooklyn
now are
Nets is not a
gone,
There's
man.
bad
never been a
franchise, bro.
superstar player that has been picked 8 in the past decade.
Yeah, and you want to screw us
Not no
over?
more.
Cam
I
Johnson
don't think
definitely
we as
screwed
like
us
the
over
NBA doesn't
because
like
he
us like
doesn't
that,
want to
bro.
tank because he wants to boost his numbers up.
The
Yeah,
And
the
only
that's what
guy,
he did.
Hold on.
Screw us
NBA ain't fucking
over.
with us.
Cam
the,
Johnson.
1-7 is better than just the eighth pick. If we can somehow get Trey Johnson,
Bro, it's not
you know
happening,
that
He
BK.
that's a
doesn't
long
match
I
shot.
would
though
love,
with
I
who
would
we
love it
got
for
though. That's the
anyone.
problem, BK. It's not a match though. What we're looking for. Yes, good offensive player, but you're essentially replacing Cam Thomas if you move off of
That's
him.
not
Right,
true though.
but
He
John,
play
the thing
makes.
is,
He's a way better
there's
playmaker than
no
Cam
player
Thomas.
on this team that's like, yo, you stay here. Everybody on this team is replaceable to me.
No, I agree with you, LM. Listen, if he is on the board and all of our other options are
And
out
he
of our
play make.
realm,
Hold
if
on,
they're
he
out of
potentially.
our realm, you get Trey Johnson.
Hold
But
on,
if he's part of a numbers game, you got to go with the
Jonathan. You
guy you
potentially
need.
getting a Cam Thomas that actually play makes, plays a little bit of defense. That's bro. I'm taking that all over Cam all day.
Yeah, yes, I definitely would take it. But if Fears or
And he's
Mario are still
taller
on the
and bigger.
board, I got to take one of
Yeah,
them over Trey Johnson. If I'm
yeah,
telling you, if
but
they're
Nah, he's
not,
6'6", bro.
I'll take Trey Johnson at
Jeremiah
that
Fears
point.
is still 6'4". Like, I mean, Trey Johnson offers more height, more wingspan,
Athleticism.
more athleticism. Like, I
Passing.
think Trey Johnson to me would be the best.
He's looking like he's gonna be close, bro. And he got a. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If we can't get Trey
And I
Johnson, I
like
don't know
Fears,
who we gonna
but
get,
to
bro.
me, Trey Johnson would be. I would go Trey.
The only
If he's
problem
still
is
there,
I
who's
think
your
the
point guard?
next best
Who's
thing.
the
I don't
point
think
guard then?
Yegor is gonna go this low. I don't think he's gonna be the ninth.
I'll tell you this.
somebody gonna fall though. Somebody gonna fall.
I'll tell you this.
It's probably
If you
gonna
get
be.
you want to know a dream scenario here? You draft Trey Johnson, you trade up for Yegor, and you draft Maxine
I
Reynard.
think I think Ace
What's his
I
name?
think
Don
Ace
Canope. I think
Bailey
he might fall.
I think Ace Bailey might fall.
He ain't
I
falling
think
more than
Con
he ain't falling more than 4. He ain't falling more than 4. Ace Bailey. I can't see
I
him in
think
5.
Canope might fall.
Crazy. Oh man, let him fall
if,
way down.
I think
I
that
don't know.
most Ace
Continental, I mean, he has a lot of value as a role player, man.
Value. Oh my God. Here we
Yeah,
go.
as a role player, I didn't say a star. As a
Nah,
role
I mean,
player.
in terms,
Yeah,
BK, I'm just
okay.
talking about
funny
in terms
thing
of
is,
like
Carl
if
Knuckle
anybody
fits San
falls, it might be
Antonio
him.
or like Philly or wherever the case may be. Like, he would
Philly's
fit
gonna
that
draft
team.
Ace Bailey, bro.
He can do
They're
a
gonna
plug.
do
He
it,
can
bro.
plug in into a
Yeah,
team
exactly. You
that.
can plug him into a lot of different teams, man.
You know, it'd be an interesting scenario. You draft
And I
Trey
think,
Johnson.
to be honest with y'all, San Antonio should actually draft Ace Bailey. They don't have no wing, bro.
You know, it'd be interesting if we draft
Nah,
Trey
they
Johnson.
not.
No, but I don't know,
Nah,
man. Like
they're not gonna do that.
Because Vassell at the wing is not it, bro. He's playing out of position.
San Antonio want the
he's
sure
better. I
thing
think he's
though.
better
They
than Ace
not
Bailey,
going.
man.
Like,
I'm
how many
sorry.
times you gonna keep getting these short guards?
I'll tell you this: if the Nets do draft Trey Johnson, you trade up for Diego and you get a center with one of your late picks, that'd be a great draft. I get a scoring guard, a point guard, and a center.
I like Terry
a starter,
Proctor
though,
as
man.
a
He's
point
a
guard if you
backup.
can get
If you
him.
can't listen, if you can't
I'm good.
average
I don't
20
know.
points a game in college, like it's going to be hard to do that at the NBA level, man. Diego got to get stronger.
He is a top potential prospect if you have a chance to draft him. You got to take.
I ain't gonna lie, John Yegor is looking like a worse version of Josh Giddey.
So y'all want to go after Josh Giddey?
I mean,
go after Josh
better
Giddey?
than him, to be honest.
No, I will not. I think we
So
should take.
y'all don't like.
You don't like Josh Giddey. When
So
Josh
what
Giddey
type
was
of
balling
what?
with the
Y'all do know we need a point guard. I think the point guard is the most
John, do you
important
know
thing
what?
in the
Do you
league
know?
right
Hold
now.
on. Since you watched Josh Giddey, can you tell me what his stats was this season?
I know he did good on a bad team. That's all I
Oh,
pretty
so you
much
don't
know.
know. That's what I thought. You don't know.
I know he got bounced by Miami, so that's pretty much
That's a team, bro. Miami's team is better.
But Josh Giddey's supposed to be the best overall player, and he did not step up in an important playing situation.
What are you talking? First of all, Kobe White is their best player. Josh Giddey's the second option.
But then why would we want a second option? You want to get a guy that could be a potential first option.
Bro, did you hear what you just said, bro?
No, we want a point guard, bro.
Option.
We need a point guard, though. We need a point guard badly.
I can't with this dude, bro. There's
no,
way,
DJ.
bro.
We just have to disagree on this Josh Giddey stuff, man.
Is John a real person, bro?
Oh, stop it. You're trolling us bad, bro. You're trolling us
So who do you want, BK, in the free agency?
If you can get Nas Reed,
hate
that
Josh
helps.
Giddey. That's all it is, John.
Yeah. Nah, Nas Reed is overrated.
I don't think we're going to get
you know
Nas
what's crazy,
Reed.
bro? How you saying the same skin complexion and you hating on your own people, bro? That's crazy work, bro.
Oh, that's crazy, man. Wow.
But you be vouching.
You really think Nas Reed is? You really think Nas Reed is good?
Yeah, Nas Reed is nice, man.
He's a solid role piece, man. He could fit on any.
BK, you notice that, bro? The only person he gives credit to is Cooper Flag.
Wait, what? DJ, why are you going there, bro? Come on,
because it's true.
What? So because I don't think Josh Giddey is the best player to get in this free agency, I'm a bad person. Come on.
Nah, bro. I just don't.
I love Josh Giddey. That's an upgrade.
I mean, if you guys want to get off what Josh Giddey did outside of basketball, we can save that for another time. But I don't think he's that guy.
That's why I don't want him.
I don't want him. The same person that said D'Lo is better than Josh Giddey.
Oh my God! As far as last options go, I would choose D'Lo just because we keep him on a cheaper contract.
Oh my God!
That's what I said to you.
You hear this dude play?
Okay.
I never said D'Lo was better than Giddey. I said optionality-wise, you get him on a cheaper contract than Giddey. Giddey wants $30 million.
When has D'Lo ever been even a good option?
I don't even want him on the team. But if you ask me to choose between those two guys, I'll take the guy on a cheaper deal.
I'll be fair with you. When has he ever been even a decent player?
Weren't you saying he was doing good with the Lakers, man? We had a debate about him a few months ago.
No, regular season playoffs are two different things. He was
when he was on that good streak for like 2 months.
Well, when we were debating Dennis Schroeder and D'Lo, you were saying, "Yo, D'Lo's doing great with Lakers and all that."
Hold on, that's two different things. Now you're comparing players. Now you're comparing two players.
No, but you said he was doing good. But you just asked me, "Was he ever been good?"
Hold on.
No, DJ, you got caught a little bit there, DJ.
No, I just said you was right. You was right because D'Lo was playing better than Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah.
So what's your point?
But you asked me when he's ever been good, and I gave you an example.
Nah, that's two different things, though, bro.
How's it different? Okay,
because you're comparing two players, bro. You're saying which one was better. D'Lo was still playing bad. He was just playing a little bit better than Dennis.
Yeah, but he was playing better during that little time period with the Lakers.
I mean, they both mid players, if anything. So
that's what I'm saying. Like you comparing two mid players to each other.
Yeah, so
none of no good.
Hopefully get upgrade.
Like Dennis's efficiency was horrible. Like atrocious. He was unplayable.
Man, he's another one that ruined our tank, man. Dennis Schroeder.
Nah, I don't even think that should matter.
Bro. Oh, Jordy did great. Hey, BK, where's the? And he had a worse record than Jacques Vaughn. Come on, bro.
This is my problem.
All right, but no, wait. But Jacques Vaughn had better players, though.
Wait, here's my thing. I guess. Why did Jordy get all this power this year to run the ship the way he did when we're trying to get young pieces in a draft? That's my problem.
I just don't like how y'all was overhyping Jordy like that, bro. That was crazy.
No, I said he was
the next best.
First of all, listen, we had a lot of G leagues and two-way players, and he was winning games.
Now those guys are playing hard because they fight for their NBA lives and fight for contracts, man.
No, the problem was he played the vets almost every game. Like when you're tanking, you're supposed to not play the vets in fourth quarters. He was playing almost every fourth quarter. That to me was like, what's the
Because Jordy is
strategy behind that?
bro. He think this
I
was
didn't
the Canada
understand that.
team that he had in the
Jonathan, it doesn't matter about tanking. Tanking
Oh
doesn't
my!
work.
Oh yeah. So okay, so
Deliberate.
Philly just ahead of us got Ace Bailey. Okay.
I told you, if you ever play a lottery, man, you never played. I'm not.
Any
a raffle.
BK, any coach that says I think he can be a Sabonis. Come on, bro.
Oh my God, yo!
Who
Remember he said Claxton could be Sabonis. Stop it, Jordy.
Claxton into Sabonis.
Who said that? Who said that?
Jordy,
Jordy
at the end of the season.
Oh, 1 second, Jonathan. You ever played a raffle before?
Oh my gosh.
Yes or no?
I worked at a raffle a while back. I did.
All right, so explain to me how the odds work.
Here's the odds, BK. We're screwed at the moment. You're welcome.
You don't want to answer the question.
No. I gave you a legit answer. And guess what? I need to use AI for that.
Odds,
like a certain someone on here.
But what is what?
I don't know what
do
you
you
mean by in terms of tanking on work when
because you can have the highest percentage, and like if you have a raffle ticket, somebody with the lowest percentages can win.
BK, I can't believe I'm saying this. BK, do you know what a rebuild is?
Jonathan, I mean, if you want to be real though, since they implemented that rule, and then now with Adam Silver and with all this ratings and money and stuff, bro,
listen, can we all admit this?
Hold on. It don't matter because regardless, they're gonna be biased and rig this thing, bro.
Yeah. They're gonna pick who they want, and then
Zion will be in New York, not.
I mean, not really though, LM, because what has Adam Silver been saying all year, bro? Like he really doesn't want to see talent in really bad teams or bad organizations.
I don't think he knows what he's doing, man. I'll be honest with you. I don't see structure with this guy.
What has he been saying? All year he's been saying he wants ratings, bro. So what better way to do that than to
that's the case. Boston
overblown, man. Because they only measure it from
it's not always about markets though. It's about teams too. Because he looks at teams like he knows the Nets are a dysfunctional.
But if it's that, then why send K to Detroit? Why send Paulo to Orlando?
Because they're not dysfunctional. Like they're not like dumb bonehead franchises.
Detroit was dysfunctional before.
Detroit has championships, bro.
Zion will be with the Knicks.
Okay, and we have none.
Doesn't matter. They don't have no winning mentality before they even got Cade. They was a dysfunctional organization. That's fact. They wasn't a winning organization.
This is what I've seen this year. Sean Marks and Joe Desai have no connections with the NBA. Like they have no real connections. That's the problem.
Adam Silver has seen what's going on, bro. He saw how the downfall went with the big three. He saw how the downfall.
There's good players on bad teams, regardless.
Bro, nobody has done anything like how we've.
Yeah, but those players wasn't projected. Those players wasn't projected number ones though.
The only team in history to do something.
He was on the bad team for pretty much.
Actually, we've done it twice. We done it twice.
Twice. Oh, you want to talk about the KG and Paul Pierce?
Yeah, that was the first year in Brooklyn. Fun time.
Like what organization does stupidness like this, bro? Think about it, Ellen. What team? You can't name
and that's why this Giannis stuff is so perplexing because it feels like they didn't take.
You name them right now, Ellen. What
DJ
team that had big threes, all this talent, and in no rings, like not even touched even a finals.
You can argue the Clippers. They made a stupid mistake.
They went further than us.
Yeah, but that Paul George move, man,
that Paul George move is nasty.
Yeah, that shit was horrible.
That to me might be the biggest fleece of all time.
When Kawhi got hurt, Paul George was carrying him. He went to the conference final.
Nah, but what they gave up was crazy.
Not only that, the history, not only just the history.
Okay, if you want to say what they gave up,
not just them trading for Paul George. I'm talking about them history.
I'm just talking about the downfall.
With Doc Rivers.
See this over here, Jonathan?
Oh my gosh, BK, you don't remember
the draft is rigged, bro.
It's random.
They rigged it last
year.
Season.
Okay, yeah. Dallas getting Cooper Flag, that was random. Okay.
Nah, listen, Cooper Flag is like a big marketing machine. You want him in New York or LA. I mean, seriously. I like Dallas is nice,
Dallas
but like
is a big market.
Want him in New York. I know it's a big market, but it's not New York or LA.
There was a side deal between the NBA and Nico. Man, when Nico said defense was championships, you might as well put the dagger in everybody else's backs when you said that.
I'll tell you right now, they're gonna become bigger than Brooklyn, though, BK.
But look at what
I don't think they will go far right away.
Says with reverse standing.
Not right now. No.
The remaining teams that do not win the lottery are assigned draft positions based on their reverse regular season standings.
Oh, there you go, BK.
Utah, Charlotte. And freaking
hold on, that's regular. that's making $100,000 a year, man. If
If
you're Cooper Flag, you're a millionaire. You want rather be in Los Angeles and then New York, man.
he can't choose where he going, BK.
He can't.
No. He says Osmosis was saying that people moved from Cali.
All right, Cooper Flag would rather be in New York than Dallas, nigga.
Unless San Antonio and Dallas
This man said that he wanted to go to Utah, bro.
Who?
Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag?
No, that's what people were saying he was going to go. That's what people were saying.
He said that. Bro, when he was on the interview before the draft lottery, he was like, "What teams are you?" He was like, "I would love to play with Utah." He likes Lauri Markkanen. You didn't hear him say that?
Yeah,
I never heard him say. I never heard him.
I didn't hear that. I heard you say Kevin Garnett was his favorite player. I heard that.
Jonathan, when they do the little side interviews of, what teams are you looking at? He was saying Utah because he likes Lauri Markkanen.
That's interesting. I heard him say Kevin Garnett was his favorite player. That's what I heard.
Even the team with the
BK, I know that there is no guarantees on certain parts of this, but at the end of the day, we didn't put ourselves in the best position possible. We gave ourselves the 6th odds, which I said for the last 6 years. Wait. No, the 6 odds dip is said for the last 6 years, that team gets a 6-9 pick, and it was accurate on the freaking money. And that's because the organization screwed this up. Stop it.
At my job a couple of years ago, I was part of.
He will always disagree with me on facts, man. This is what hoops does, man. It's the hoops deflection.
So Jonathan, can BK explain how Adam Silver and Nico Harrison before the draft lottery were speaking to each other on the side, bro?
He won't. Because you know what? Because BK probably got in on that. Probably gave him a cut to lie about that shit.
So you don't think he's?
No, I'm not saying that's out of the realm of possibility, but I'm just saying. From what I understand, it's like a raffle, and like.
All right, so tell me. All right, so BK.
And you want to give the Spurs Dylan Harper because they want Wemby in the finals.
Hold on, John.
Come on.
If you see, that's
Wemby
like
was a Spurs fan his whole life.
Right? That's like seeing somebody do a backflip for 6 years, right? You've seen somebody do backflips, they failed. And it's like, oh, okay, let me try that too. And let me see, and I might be successful in that. When you've seen the past few people before you constantly fail at doing what they were supposed to do. When you enter, I think you're ignoring John's point in the fact that the 6 best odds has never landed any team in a good specific position to draft a high-level player.
Yeah, but the Spurs.
That's math.
Wait.
And that's math. And that's math.
Hold on, but
let's say
the Mavericks. Hold on, the Mavericks had a 1% chance. They never, somebody in that position never got the first pick until they did.
I think Atlanta did it.
Atlanta was 2.1 or something.
That odd is crazy for them to get number 1.
But 1 point, what's the name odds is super crazy. That's like one in a lifetime, nigga.
No, what I'm saying is, during the raffle, right? During the raffle,
hold on, 1%.
Yeah, I think because they traded Luka. I think it's because of that. I think it's because they traded Luka.
During the raffle, I participated in like
they would not have gotten the number 1 pick if they
still. They would not gotten the number 1 pick if Luka was still there.
No, they wouldn't.
Nah, they wouldn't.
Hold on. Luka came back. It wasn't like Luka was injured the whole time. Luka came back, and you would have had them in winning position.
Yeah,
listen, guys, hold on. So
I would say this:
he had the Lakers winning.
All right, the Wizards would never get it. You think they would give Wizards Cooper Flag?
I don't even know.
Nah, they would never do that.
Hold on,
they really.
All right, so I participated in like 16 what do you call it, like raffles, right, which is equivalent to what this is over here. I only won one time.
BK, you can't convince me, bro.
This has nothing to do with a raffle, man.
No, I'm just saying it's for raffle.
It's like basketball. What are you talking about?
BK,
oh my gosh,
we was battling with Toronto this
year
in terms of losses, right? And now Toronto is at 9. They probably look stupid too because they probably thought they was gonna get high with the odds they got, and they got worse
because first of all they got injured. It wasn't like they
Toronto was one of the most strategic tanking teams.
Toronto was not purposely tanking.
Toronto got injured. They had injuries.
No, they was tanking. They were
tanking perfectly. The Raptors were tanking perfectly this year. They should have been getting a top 5 pick. They did it better. Everybody else did it.
First of all,
they got screwed.
They were winning a couple games in the first half of the season. They got injured, bro. Don't do that.
DJ, they were sitting.
They were still tanking. tanking.
I'm not
was
talking.
tanking
Hold up.
No,
Half their
both
players
things.
got hurt. What are you talking
No,
about?
both
Wait,
things could be true.
DJ Jakob Podol
But
in his.
He said that.
hold on.
Nah,
Wait,
Jakob
Jakob
Perta
Podol
said.
confirmed it.
No,
Wait,
Jakob
AP.
Perta said. Nah,
He
you were
confirmed
about to
it.
agree. I'm about to agree with you.
I'm not
Jakob
saying-
Perta said before the season started, we
I'm not
tanking.
saying y'all two is wrong, but what John is saying is making it seem like they was tanking the entire season, bro. They did
Strategically, no, DJ, they did it strategically. They did it strategically because they knew they weren't going to win this year. So you know what the best thing to do is? Get a third star in Brandon Ingram and get a lottery pick.
I think the
Who
second
did
half
all
of
those
the
things?
season, they kind of
Tanking,
doubled down.
I've been saying it for years. Tanking doesn't work.
They were building
No,
pieces this
strategically.
year
I
while
think it's-
tanking.
I think
Wait, you know what I
No,
said,
I don't
BK?
agree.
All right, but listen. They got Ingram. They traded
John,
for
you gotta let
Ingram.
that go,
They was
bro.
doing a
Tanking
lot
does not
of.
work, John. Like, just let
No,
it
no,
go. It
I
does not
agree.
work.
It didn't work this year because the organization doesn't know how to do it.
Hold on, Jonathan. Hold on. Jonathan, not even this year. You can't even point to the Wemby draft, bro. Wemby was a Spurs fan growing up, and all of a sudden he ended up as a Spurs.
That's why the
player.
Spurs got the second lottery because they want to get Wemby in the finals as soon as possible.
No,
they
they
want to
wasn't the
make
second.
money off
Yo,
of
but
it.
that was in the
The Spurs was the second. The Spurs wasn't the second.
BK, I got him right here. And then all of a sudden you get Stephon Castle with Wemby, and then now you about to get Dylan Harper, and then who's next? AJ DeMassa.
Telling you, they're gonna rig that. They might rig that for Boston, man. If Boston tanks, they're gonna probably rig
They
for
rigging
Boston.
it for, like they rigging
I mean,
it
if
for
anything was rigged, it was OKC, right? Sam Presti, right? He knocked out all his draft picks.
They
man.
want Wemby to be potentially the next face,
let's
bro.
get away from the rigging for a second. If you're talking about the Hornets and Philly, if our record was just slightly worse than those two, you'd make the argument we could have got VJ Edgecombe and Ace Bailey, man. Based off record,
bro. They over here gifting the Spurs rookie of the years, bro. Like that's crazy.
If we're talking about Hornets and Philly, that was based off record. Why those two?
And
got
how
those
does this Hornet? First of all, even though the Hornets got the fourth pick, how does the Hornets not even end up with at least the second, bro?
Yeah,
but
I mean, I agree with you guys to a certain degree, but from what
they taking this shit out there.
Stop it!
Because you got me right now, bro. How in the world does that make sense? You and LM sound
They
crazy,
taking
bro.
this shit. They taking it. They rigging the shit out the draft. It's right in your face, nigga.
That sound crazy right now, bro. Talking about these dudes lost Luka Doncic, bro. Luka Doncic, and then all of a sudden they end up with the first overall pick, bro.
That's not a coincidence. There was a deal. There was a deal with the devil made there, man.
I was saying last
year, but neither one of y'all can explain
mid.
how Adam Silver and Nico Harrison was speaking to each other before the draft lottery.
Seriously, come on. And Rob Pelinka and him was speaking to each other. Like there was a whole bunch of background creepy crap going on.
Come on, bro. Adam Silver told him, "Yo, you."
All right, hold on, man. Cooper Flag is not like Paulo Banchero, man. So like, my thing is like, who really cares?
You don't know what he gonna be though.
Oh my God. He
always
always says, "Are these guys better than Paulo?" I'm like, dude, is Paulo in the finals?
Why do you use Paulo? You always, I know you always use Paulo.
DJ, he does. Come on, call that out. I can't.
All right, is he better? Is Cooper Flag better than Bam or Jaren Jackson Jr.?
No.
I mean, what do you? I mean, you said Cooper Flag was gonna be the next Jaylen Brown. Then you say he was gonna be.
I use Pablo.
Hold on, but BK,
he came into the NBA.
We use the term "give him some time" to figure something for.
Thank you, DJ.
I was 20 points a game when he first came out.
Hold on. I'm just saying though, me personally, I'm giving Cooper Flag. I'm just giving him some grace. Like, I'm just gonna give him some time, bro. Before I put him in those conversations.
Exactly. How can we do comparisons?
That's what I'm saying.
So AP, he wants us to do a comparison that hasn't even happened yet. How can I compare something that hasn't happened yet?
Nah, the thing with BK, he named the extremes. He named the extremes. You named the extremes.
AP, he wishes we were all AI, so we could say AI. Who's going to win in this matchup here?
I gotta put my hashtag. I was trying to be nice to Jonathan.
No, this is a hashtag. This is a hashtag. Hashtag BK's full hoopla. That's the hashtag.
Hold on, Jonathan. Hold on. BK, does the majority put Wemby in those conversations, bro?
No, man. No, I don't think so.
because they giving him some time, bro. They don't put Wemby in those conversations yet.
Right, but that's why they gave him the second pick because they want to get Wemby to a final sooner rather than later.
Who knows? Because Wemby could end up with no championships in his whole career and just be some giant. Like,
we have a question for DJ. What do you think of Anthony Edwards' response, man, to get eliminated again? He said, "I'm not worried about it." Do you think he should have been a little more upset about it? Or
I think he is, but you know how Ant-Man is, bro.
Ant-Man made a good point. Because everybody compared him to Shea Alexander. Shea Alexander about to be 28. Ant-Man is 23.
They got a better team, though. right?
No,
Like
wait. You know why they were saying it? Because getting to
Yeah,
Western
OKC
Conference
has better role
Finals is
players and
not
stuff like
easy.
that.
So they're saying like, oh, Ant-Man should be like more pissed because who knows how many
No,
times
he
he can
I
is.
do it.
think to be
The
honest
Croft
with you,
Ant-Man conundrum, he is, but he just
I think Ant-Man want to get out of Minnesota. That's what I think.
I'm telling
I
you, in
think
2 years, if they don't get upgrades with him, I think it's
nah. I mean,
possible.
he's been saying he want to play for one franchise his whole career, so I don't
I
think he's
Yeah,
gonna
mean,
leave
yeah, there are a
Minnesota.
lot of players. LeBron said that,
But
and
nah, the
that
cloth he
was,
comes from, bro, they don't play that. Like the cloth where Jokic comes from, like Luka, they don't
the
like
only
playing for
the only
franchise.
problems are they're the second most expensive team. They have
This
no
man,
draft assets to get
Ant-Man made fun
pieces
of when
around
they,
him.
even though he be joking, like KD's like a little, like basically his big brother. He even said like, yo, he don't really rock with players that go team hopping. He don't rock with that.
I'll tell you
I
this though.
mean, he'll say that now. Dame was orders. I'm loyal to the soil.
Well, I mean, to
I'm
be fair though,
trailblazers to the death.
Dame. To be honest, Dame is like, all right, they never put anything around him. At least
Yeah,
Ant-Man is
Well, they
but
actually
never
putting stuff
developed him.
around him
They
though.
never developed talent at all.
Yeah,
yeah, but
Ant-Man,
I'm
it's
just
two
saying they
different
say a whole bunch
situations
of
though.
stuff.
AP, I
Think it's
mean,
funny, Hoops?
they giving Ant-Man some help though. It's
Yeah,
not
I
like
had to do it to you, Jonathan. I
No,
had
no,
to
no.
put the hashtag back
Hashtag
up.
BK is full of hoopla,
I
bro.
can't even. When was the
I get a
last time
t-shirt,
Dame
man.
actually
Put
had
that
help
on.
when he was in Portland, bro? I
BK
can
is
only point
full
to
of
like that one team.
Nah,
hoopla.
they gave him. He had
No, I'm talking
LaMarcus
about no outside of
Aldridge.
that one team.
Okay,
Not that team.
well, yeah, well, I mean, it's Portland. Nobody want to go there.
Nah,
You know what
listen,
And
I'm
he
I,
saying?
should have
I,
got out, bro.
I,
You know what?
I,
You know what? Dame's biggest regret is probably going. Oh, I think it's gonna be his biggest regret is not getting out of Portland earlier, bro.
I agree. That's very valid.
Because
But
he got
see,
Stay
out
that's what
cool.
I
late in
was
his career.
saying,
He got out when he was out of his prime,
and
bro.
that's why I feel about Anthony. If Anthony don't get out of, because he ain't gonna win nothing with Gobert, so I
Right.
don't even think
I don't
Or
like
think
Rand
Gobert is
or
really the problem
Randall.
though,
Well, I
because
mean,
Or
they
he got
can't
Randall.
get
if he
far
was
with
if he
Gobert.
was went to Miami, I mean, I think it would look better. But like again, when you play with Giannis, you have to be the
who
second best, the second
Oh, who you talking about?
star.
you talking about
No, I
Dame?
mean Dame. Yeah.
Oh,
Going to
damn.
Dame in Houston? Nah.
I mean, if it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
prime
he would
Dame,
have.
if it was prime Dame, yeah.
I
Yeah,
ain't gonna
yeah.
lie, Dame in Houston now will be better than Van Fleet. Like,
Oh yeah, facts.
they get
so
over that
I
look, man. They get over
Yo, I
that.
forgot about Van
yeah,
Vliet. Is they gonna bring him back? Yo, Mo Beast,
It's
is
just
y'all,
that,
nah,
like
y'all
I
bringing
said,
back Van Vliet?
when you playing with a guy like Giannis, you're not going to be the guy, man. I mean, Giannis is just like in terms of
It's
how
just
much
Giannis.
pressure
You
he
know
puts on
Giannis'
the rim.
problem, bro. He don't provide no offense outside in the pick and roll, bro.
nah,
Like
Well,
he got tunnel vision.
you don't want him off the ball, man, because that's just bailing the defense out. That's like
that's the
it's like
problem. He don't got no offensive
You
bag,
got
bro. It's just
Kobe and
run and
Shaq
dunk.
back in the days. You're not going to say Shaq, you can play off the basketball
Why do you think he hasn't made it far, bro? It's just run and dunk.
yeah.
He needs a team of young defenders around him. He can't have old defenders with him anymore.
Not
No,
even he
that's the same
gotta
thing with
have
Kawhi,
spacing
though.
because he
Kawhi tries
can't
He
to do
gotta
the
have
even.
same thing. He tries to go
extreme
and just
level of
dunk on
spacing, bro. He
everybody.
gotta
You
have
can't do that.
shooters left and right on him.
It's a good point, DJ. Excellent point. You just can't just go and just dunk. You have to have some
He
sort of
needs
skill.
Stephen Curry's and Klay Thompson's all on the court, bro.
Man, it'll be interesting to
What
find
y'all
out where he
talking about,
really
John?
goes. Yeah, where he's
Giannis.
potentially
Yeah.
could go, man.
He can't operate well without shooters. Because you know what that 2021 team had, bro? They had shooters, bro.
I think Wemby would do good on the Spurs though. I really think like the
Oh, you
Spurs
mean
is
Giannis?
the
You mean
Giannis on the
Giannis?
I
Spurs.
mean Giannis. Excuse me, yeah, Giannis.
I mean,
Like,
and interiorly you can't stop him, but the
Nah, they
3-point
still will
line.
have the issue of
Wait,
because even now they don't have no shooters.
here's the question: can Wemby Giannis defend the
yeah,
3-point line
Yeah,
together
they need
on the
spacing
court?
in Atlanta, bro. They
Yeah, the
need
Yeah,
Spurs.
but
I don't even
they
like the
might
Spurs roster to be
they
honest.
might keep Castle though. So I don't like Fox. I don't
Well,
know
they
why they
were
got
saying
Yeah,
Fox.
yo,
He's
I'm
a
not gonna
Jackson
waste of
on a
lie.
time.
good shooter.
I agree with
they
AP.
may
I do
not
not like
re-sign
Fox, bro.
De'Aaron
I
Fox
do not like
because
Fox
like
at
if you
all.
look
Yeah,
at
nah,
the
Fox is a
timeline between
waste of
Okay, you know
fucking.
who Fox reminds me of? I've always said this, bro. He reminds me of a lesser version of Ja, bro.
Then who?
Than
then
Ja Morant.
John? Nah, John Morant has way more interior than
Yeah, John Moran's
No, I'm
way
saying
better.
he's a lesser version. I'm saying De'Aaron
The
Fox is a
Kings
lesser
should
very,
have
version.
very
kept
lesser version. Very
the
lesser
Kings should have
version.
kept Halliburton instead of Fox.
Yo, the
They made a
Kings,
Facts,
mistake.
man.
bro.
Yo,
The
gotta be
fact that
honest with
they
you. I
had
think
both of
the
them on the
Kings are
same
way more
roster,
screwed
bro.
than we are. We're screwed, but the Kings are over
Yo,
screwed.
Jonathan, can you
Actually,
imagine?
I think that's a team that's dumb too. Had the opportunity to get Luca, you drafted De'Aaron, signed Zach LaVine. They made a lot
And
of
you
dumb
would have, yeah,
decisions.
they
No,
would have
you
had
know
Luca
what it was?
and
They had a
Well, I
chance to
mean,
get Pascal.
Sacramento's never been a smart
You know
team,
what
to
it
be
was?
honest.
They had a chance to get Pascal Siakam. They didn't want to give up Keegan Murray. I'm like, Keegan Murray's not doing anything.
Yeah, I
But
do
they
remember
pivoted
that.
to
I do
DeMar,
remember
man.
that.
Yeah,
no.
they're
DeMar, come
First
on.
of all,
Because
the
the
fucking Kings.
Raptors was trying to trade. They was trying to trade Pascal to the Kings, but the
First
Kings
of
wasn't
all,
trying to have him.
the fucking Sixers is dumb. They could have traded The Kings wanted Ben Simmons for Halliburton. They didn't want to
That's
trade him.
crazy. They
So-
could have got Halliburton, man, with
They could have
Embiid.
Halliburton.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Yo,
and
I'm not gonna
Maxey
lie.
at the
A lot of
Shingo.
teams back then was passing up on Halliburton.
Yo, facts. They
Yeah.
call him overrated, man.
A lot of teams was passing up. Yo, even the Pacers team is like full of rejects because a lot of them dudes wasn't wanted, bro. That's crazy.
That's why I hope they win, because I want those guys to be wrong. Because they always like to define players
We
in
didn't
this
want to
league,
trade
man.
Claxton and all
Come
them
on.
dudes for Pascal. Pascal got
I
rejected
mean,
by
y'all
the
think the
Kings.
Knicks
He got
make it
rejected by the
7?
Lakers.
I said Pacers in 6, man, when this whole thing started.
I got
so
Knicks in 7 still.
Listen,
I
Tyrese
got
Halliburton
I
just needs
got
to
The Knicks still
listen.
make it
All
7.
Tyrese has
I
to
ain't
do
gonna
is
hold
dominate one of these last 2
Well,
games.
no, I
Just
only
do what
believe
he
that
did
because
the
now you
last
get
it don't even, to be
You
honest
do
with
gotta
you, it
do
don't
it.
the
even
Knicks
matter.
life. So
It don't matter because the Thunder gonna win the championship, and I just think that.
yeah, I
Dang,
guess
y'all
we're gonna have
counting
to
the
see a
East out
flopper
like
get the
that?
finals, bro. That's
Whoever
crazy.
Well,
makes
Yeah,
LM, if this goes to Game 7, they
If
only have
okay,
2
I ain't
days
gonna lie, I ain't
rest.
gonna try to sound like no hater chat, but
Mhm.
if this man Shea gets that finals, bro, wins the championship, bro, I'm not watching it.
And here's the crazy thing: they have 7 days off. They're in OKC right now. The finals for the first 2 games were in OKC. So really, whoever
I
wins
ain't
this
watching none of the
series,
clips of the
you have a day
celebrations, none
off
of that, bro.
essentially. You have to get on the airplane for one day, then you have a day of just training. That's it. It's
I
not a
don't want
long
to see no
time.
flopper get a finals, bro.
Let's see.
That's
Let's say the
crazy.
Pacers. Let's say the Pacers advance. Y'all don't think that'll be a good matchup?
It'll be a
No, it's
fun
gonna be,
matchup,
bro. You know
but
how
I don't think
down,
it'll be
bro. The ratings is
defensive.
down now. You imagine how the ratings are gonna be in the finals.
Man.
it's gonna be down anyway, especially in the West.
It's
I
gonna go.
mean,
It's gonna be worse. Nobody want to see the Pacers and the OKC Thunder in the finals.
I
I
mean, I don't
mean,
think it's about that. I mean, if you took
It
for
is
the
bro.
Pacers,
Have you seen the
the
ratings?
Pacer fans, they don't care.
Well, no,
They
that's
try,
what,
they
that's what I'm
that'll be
saying.
the first thing
Only
for them.
Pacer fans and OKC fans are gonna be watching.
Nah, I think people gonna still watch the finals. I don't think it's
You know
gonna
how
be that
bad the
much.
ratings is right now.
That's why the Pacers got to win on Saturday, because if this goes to Monday, whoever wins, you only have
It's
a
just
day off
it's not like
essentially.
it's not because like those players are like hated or anything. Well, more so SGA because a lot of people don't like SGA because all that flopping you be doing, bro. That falling onto the ground like a little hoe.
The finals are next Thursday, so if you win on Monday, you only have a day of rest. That's not a long
I
time to
think, I
prepare.
think, I think that, I think the Pacers are going to eventually win. But like DJ said, it's going to be like the worst rated finals, and
It
well, it's not
is.
going to be
It's
worse than
if
the.
this is the worst rated conference finals, imagine what the finals
What
are.
are you guys' thoughts about the Cavs dropping the ball? I'm hearing that they might be willing to move Jared Allen and Darius Garland, man. Like, do they even have a shot after this year? This is like a great year to do
Well,
Um,
if
it.
I'm them, I'm just trading away old boy Donovan Mitchell.
Whoa. To
nah,
who?
I
To
wouldn't
who?
trade him. I wouldn't trade him.
I
I
mean,
would
it's not
trade,
working, bro. I mean, he's not. He's really a second option. So you got to,
but
or unless
they
I'll say
gave
this.
up
Hold
a
on, I'll say
lot.
this,
They
LM.
gave up a lot
I'll
for
say
him.
this, bro. Either trade Mitchell and just build with that young core, or just go out and get a real number one option.
I think
They
they're going
got
to trade Garland. I think they're going to trade
they got to
Garland.
make a decision. They have no
But you see
assets left.
how
They don't
bad
have
that
a pick
offense
till
looks without Garland. So I
Yeah,
would
2030.
keep
yeah.
Garland.
They don't have assets to work with,
No,
so
I
they
would
got to
keep
make this
Garland. I'll
work,
just
or
trade
they
it.
got to
I'll
make a
just probably
move.
trade Jared Allen.
Yeah,
Wow.
but Jared, I don't know about trading. Well,
I don't
yeah.
know
I
though.
mean,
It's hard, bro.
yeah, it's
I don't
hard.
know,
They
bro. It's
team is
hard,
hard
bro.
to really pick out because
Because
they was the
Mobley,
best.
I
They had
think
the
he's too
best record.
frail to play the center.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too.
I
I
mean,
think
Jared Allen's only the physical. He's the only physical center they got. So
yeah, I think Mobley.
I would
Yeah,
keep the team. I
Mobley.
guess. I mean, the East is weak. I'll just keep the team.
Yeah, I would keep the back court. I mean the front court. It's just the back court. That's why I said
Nah,
they're
but
gonna trade
Garland. But you see
Garland,
how bad the offense looks without Garland.
but they need a more pass first
What
point
point guard you
guard.
gonna get?
Yeah, I mean shit.
There ain't no point guards out here.
I mean, Josh Giddey will look good for them, but you know what I'm saying?
Nah. If only Garland wasn't so soft, bro. He can't play on a broken toe or a hurt toe or something like that, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, shit. Sometimes that
A
shit is
hurt big
that
toe. Like what
bad.
was his big toe? He couldn't play on that.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think you ever hit your big toe. If that shit hurt, it hurt, man. You know what I'm
I hit
saying?
my big
So
toe before, but bro, to be out like what 2 games, bro? That's crazy.
it shit probably was swollen, man. I don't know.
The East is weak, bro. I mean, it's up for grabs, bro. Next season.
Yeah, I think so too.
If Detroit gets another piece, they get another shooter, then Detroit looks really good.
I think Detroit gonna get to the second round next season.
It depends on where they go. If they got to be in the top
I
four,
think I
and
got
I
them
think,
at least 4th seed.
yeah, then they could get if they get below that, then they might
That's how
have
trash
problems.
this East is, bro. And Orlando, I think Orlando's gonna be good.
Well, it depends on if the Bucks trade
I got
Giannis too.
Toronto. I got Toronto being at least an 8th seed, 7th, 8th seed. I still believe Miami gonna make a move. Miami gonna probably make the play-in or probably the first round or something.
Nah, I don't even. I think Miami just need a tank, man. They can't play the middle of the road shit. They
I
got
think they're gonna make a move. Wiggins,
yeah, they got
pieces to move because they got expiring contracts. So
yeah, but
Wiggins,
them niggas, Miami don't like giving up a lot of assets for niggas, man. I don't even know if
well, I
they.
did see they trying to trade Wiggins. I think he needs to retire, bro. His mind ain't there.
Yeah, but he ain't nigga. He not gonna retire with that money in the line, nigga.
Nah, bro. You need to buy him out or something. I mean, he's on an expiring deal. You need to buy him out, bro.
Nah, they're not gonna do that.
Something like
They gonna wanna
his mind ain't there. His mind is not on basketball no more, bro.
yeah, because I think something
Didn't
happened
he
to
deal with? Didn't
him.
his like some of
If
his
you're
family
really
members die?
conservative with your money, man, then I mean, like I said, you give like what's his name, man? Jonathan Kuminga, man, $150 million, and you really conservative, shit, you set for life, man. What's the whole point of actually working on getting better, working on your game, though?
Yeah, I mean nobody's gonna give
Well, nah,
John
he was dealing with a
Kuminga.
lot of personal like family issues too.
Yeah.
I think his like pops died and somebody else died in his family.
Yeah, that's a lot going on. So I don't know if anybody would
And he ain't
even.
been right since BK.
Yeah, but he was never he was always a role player. He was never really like a high percentage, like one-on-one player or anything like that,
What?
Who, Andrew Wiggins?
2022?
Yeah, that was 1 year though, man.
I
mean, what about
mean,
Minnesota when he was in Minnesota?
I wouldn't even call him enough.
That was 1 year. I mean, when he had
What about
like
Minnesota? How long he was on Minnesota? Like 5 years?
yeah, but he was like what pick was he? He was like number 1, number 2 pick or something like
I
that.
think he
Andrew
was like
Wiggins?
the first pick.
Yeah. And he just said that he wasn't one of those guys that can go out there and consistently get like 20 to 25 points a game. So as number 1 pick, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to lead a franchise, and he's just not. It's a lot of work having to do that, man. Having to go out there and score 25 points a night, then guard. Like you saw with Kyrie, his body broke down, man.
Yeah.
He tried that, like when Anthony Davis got hurt, in that trade. He had to go out there, play offense every single possession. He was the only guy that can generate offense, and then he had to go out there and play defense. And he had that ACL tear, man. You got to be built a certain way too, man. So mentally and physically. So yeah, man. Andrew Wiggins is a bust, even though because it's just that he didn't lead a franchise, like he didn't like make multiple All-Star teams. So.
I ain't gonna lie. That's a lot of. I'm looking around this league, bro. That's a lot of dudes that's become a wash, bro.
Yeah, he was an All-Star. Did he make an All-Star team that year when they won a championship? Yeah. He did. All right, so I mean, I guess it's not that bad then. I mean, he got a championship and he was like a contributive factor to that.
Almost 20. He was everyone 20 a game.
Yeah. He was giving you like 20 points a game, but it's just like, high end.
I ain't gonna lie, that Warrior squad was nice, bro. Why would they just let all that go?
Yeah, Jordan Poole, yeah, man. I don't get it. It's like Boston's doing, man. It's just like totally like just like destroying their team, man. I mean, it's not like it's not like the team played bad, right? You just had injuries to Porzingis. You had injuries to
yeah. Well, I mean, the only person I think they need to get rid of is Drew Holiday.
Yeah, he wasn't a full bust, Osmosis. Yeah, that's what I was saying. He made an all-star team. He wasn't a full bust. I'm just saying bust because, like, he wasn't like a Jalen Brunson or anything like that. Like, he wasn't Luka, where he led teams to like multiple playoff series.
I think he's in terms of being a number 1 pick. I mean, sort of a bust, but not really.
Yeah, just like Kwame Brown, right? Yeah, he was the number 1. He was the number 1 pick, right?
I would say it's just like a disappointment, like disappointing in a way.
Yeah. Kwame Brown was like a bust, man. Like he was
just disappointing.
Yeah, because Kwame Brown was a bust, even though he had like 10 years in the league,
bro.
Yeah,
like Wiggins is still.
When I say bust, it doesn't mean that
out.
Like you're out of the NBA. It's just that you just like you're not like you couldn't lead a team. You're supposed to go out there and score 20 to 25. Ben Simmons is a bust. Let's say Ben Simmons is actually fully healthy.
He's the biggest bust.
He's like one of the biggest busts out there, man.
Well, no, Fultz is definitely number one.
Yeah, Fultz is a bust too. Yeah, but Ben Simmons is up there. Like he was supposed to be go out there and be LeBron.
Well, no, player one. That's the expectation, though. That's the expectation of you coming in as a number one pick.
Yeah, even Ben Simmons couldn't lead a team though, man. Even when he was healthy, like what was
when you come in as a number one pick,
shooting, he never worked on his game. Mentally, like he was, man. He caved into the pressure. I guess he caved into the pressure of them, like want him to be LeBron James, in such a short time frame, But
look how bad Wiggins has turned out now. Like, just set aside his Minnesota career in that 2022 season, bro. Since then he's been horrible.
Yeah, he's been horrible. Yeah. And Cleveland saw it. They traded him for Kevin Love. They saw it. They would have kept him.
The Warriors traded him for an old Butler. That was a mistake, bro. I ain't gonna lie. They should have went out and like found somebody else, bro.
Nah, not having Steph Curry in that playoff series, man, was bad, man. I mean, Jimmy Butler,
I'm not gonna lie, BK.
His mindset is not just wired to score like that and take bad shots. Like he's not like when you remember Jimmy Butler, he was never like he was a defensive guy. He just worked on his game over time. But like if your mind is programmed to play a certain way, I mean, they like Steve Kerr wanted him to just take like.
He's only made one All-Star team. Multiple.
Player one says, how can you make? Yeah, he only made one more All-Star team. But no, I'm just saying he's a disappointment, not a bust. I corrected myself. Player one.
I don't think he's been on an all-defense team, has he? I think it's been one.
Nah, I mean, hold on.
Has he been on an all-defense team? I don't remember him making an all-defensive team.
Andrew Wiggins.
Or is he talking about Ben Simmons?
Oops. He's probably talking about Ben Simmons. I don't know. Player one. No, he's player one, man. Who are you talking about? Ben Simmons or
I think he's talking about Ben. Ben got cut from injury, but he played at that level.
Yeah.
No, Ben was a bust in terms of. Ben is a bust though.
No, he's a bust though, Wabi. He is, and I'm a Ben Simmons fan, but he is a bust. Yeah, because he couldn't lead his team to like multiple playoff series or anything.
And Ben
like
is
that.
a bust because he's never worked on his game.
They work on his game, yeah. And now
that
what
was the main
doing,
complaint from every coach he had was that he didn't work on his game.
Now what they're doing with Ben Simmons now is that they'll put like the bigger guys on him. He's like they're not going to have point guards guard Ben. So they'll put Pascal Siakam on him.
Player one, look at Ben Simmons, bro. You can't tell me you like look at Ben Simmons and you don't think he's a bust, bro. The fact that he played atrocious in that Hawks series, this man passed up a wide open dunk. You don't think he's a bust, bro?
Yeah, man. He never worked on his game, and now what they're doing with Ben Simmons, when he does play, they'll put a bigger defender on him. So now Ben, and I was saying before, well, if they're gonna just put like shorter point guards to guard Ben Simmons, well, shit, he don't need to shoot any type of jump shots at all, really, because he can just overpower those guys.
That's not true, Roland. 24. Wiggins actually was the second option. He just was like, any given night, it could be a second option. So, yes, it's both things can be true. But he was giving you like 20 points a game, though.
Yeah. Because Ben was being compared to LeBron James, so he never lived up to that hype.
But Ben's peak was so like short, bro. It was only like 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's being a bust.
Yeah. Well, he did get hurt, but again, now he's supposed to be healthy now, and now they put
a whole year.
They're putting big. Well, that's what I'm saying. They're putting bigger players to guard him now. You ain't gonna just be able to overpower guys now. Now you got to shoot jump shots now, man. To like,
now he's in a league where you it's a must.
Yeah.
Even back then, it was a must, but now it's really serious.
Yeah, man. I try to defend Ben.
I don't see Ben lasting long. I think this was it. I don't believe he's gonna get picked up again.
I think he might though, man.
Because the only team that offered for him was the Clippers. That's crazy.
No, it was a couple of teams. I think it was the Pacers. And
I think it was the Cavs. Matter of fact, I think the Cavs too.
The Cavs, yeah. It was a couple of teams. Yeah. It was the Cavs and the Clippers, and then I think he always wanted to be in LA, man. I was like, damn, either he's.
You know what? I'll scratch that. You know what? I think a team that would just that just wants playmaking, only playmaking, they'll probably pick him up.
Yeah, yeah. If he's healthy, he's a good regular season player. But with his skill set right now, like he's not going to get you.
He said he is a LaMelo Ball. What? LaMelo Ball is 100,000 times better than
Now,
Ben Simmons.
LaMelo could shoot, man. You know, yeah. Again, like I said, if they're just going to put point guards on Ben Simmons, then fine. But
And
nah,
when you be
players
saying
to guard him
that
now.
LaMelo's not a winning player, bro, you can't win by yourself, bro. So tell me the teammates that he's had that he can actually win with.
Look, LaMelo's been hurt though, man. He's been injured. You know, that's the only knock on LaMelo. Really, is just he's been hurt.
And the Hornets haven't put no good roster around him ever.
Well, you only got
1-2 good players. That's it. That's not enough.
Yeah, you need a stretch big.
You need a team.
Yeah, you need a team. You got to have a good bench. You
Man,
got to
his whole
have.
career, he's had.
If I pass you the ball and you don't
players.
make shots, man, then you know it's.
This man got Seth Curry on the team. Like, come on, bro.
Oh gosh, man, don't.
Grant Williams. What is he supposed to do with that?
Yeah, Grant Williams is not an offensive player, man.
And then he got. You know, his starting wings are 6'4", 6'4" and under. That's horrible.
No, I know, man. I know. So the 8th pick, man, you're not excited, man?
No, I'm not excited about this 8th pick, bro. Because we all laid it down on the floor, bro. I mean, any of these teams above us could grab that player that we want at 8th pick.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't see us even getting a good. I see us getting a decent player, but it's not going to be like who we want. I don't think.
They were the locked on guys was like really overhyping this dude over here, Carter Bryant, man. I was like, what is wrong with you guys, man? Like seriously, the dude averaged like
we got the 14th pick.
No, yeah, it was the 19th pick, I think. Come
19th.
On. Yeah, I think it's the 19th pick. Yep, the 19th pick. The
26, 27.
27. Yeah,
that's it, right?
Yeah, and the number 8th. Yeah. What a waste,
man! These picks is trash, bro.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, and that the locked on guys, they were like, "Oh, Carter Bryant can definitely help the Brooklyn Nets." I'm like,
and y'all
how
really
can he do that? Look at his points, but like his PPG over here, man, 6.5 points a game, man. And you look at
you can't grab more rebounds than that.
And that's in college, though, man. That's in college. Remember, this is college. You know,
man, and them NBA numbers gonna be like they're gonna drop that points per game is gonna be like
exactly
4.
Man. Yeah, 3-4 points a game,
and then the rebounds is gonna be like 2.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be 0 assists.
Yeah, man. But since it's still very raw, that means he can't handle the basketball really, can't really shoot. Wait, can he shoot? Let me see. Sample size of the nope.
Can't really I don't believe so. When y'all was, because I don't watch Carter. I watched Carter Bryant a little bit. I saw like a little bit of him.
Not a natural playmaker, can force the action. We're trying to create off the dribble. Yeah, this is a role player right here, man. This is not.
I wasn't impressed by what I saw, so I just stopped watching him.
Yeah. Since ball handling and traffic is loose, and will need to improve the maximum of his upside.
He didn't catch my eye on TV. Like, he didn't catch my attention, bro. It was just it was boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Free throw shooting 69%, not good, right? So Carter Bryant, hard pass, man. You know, I don't know, man.
Y'all Nets fans think because he got Bryant in his name that means something.
I mean, his comparison is Kelly Oubre, right? At the high end,
more like Kevin
Knox. At the low end.
Yeah, I think he plays like Kevin Knox.
Yeah, this is what they don't see. Jonathan is over here.
He seems like he's just another taller Derek Whitehead. Like,
yeah.
Or maybe he's like a, you know what he is? He's just a taller Jalen Wilson. That's all it is.
They said he could finish around it, but you already got Claxton. What's his weight though?
215. Well, that's what they got him listed at.
I mean, Claxton's at 215 too, so you're not really getting an upgrade there.
And Claxton being at that same weight.
So skill wise, so let's look at it for Carter.
What position is he? A wing, right? Small forward, or is it power? Yeah,
I think a power forward, but he doesn't have the bulk. He doesn't have the weight. You know, like 215.
Small forward, yeah.
He's not a small forward. How the fuck? How's he a small forward? He can't he has no shot creation. Like you gotta have shot creation, passing, ball.
But then he's gonna have to be a power forward.
That he's undersized.
Then he don't got no role.
Yeah, Paolo's
He ain't got no.
250,
I
man.
guess
Jared
that's
Jackson
the
is 240,
definition of you don't
245.
have. You just a third string, I think. Maybe just
Yeah, Bam Adebayo, man. How much Bam weighs? He's like 235, 240, probably like 250. I think Bam is, man. The power forwards. You got guys like Jonathan Isaac. I mean, even though he's really not that skilled offensively, but defensively, sheesh, man, his length.
And now that Bam is at his original position, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Trading Jimmy away wasn't a mistake. It wasn't. It really wasn't, bro.
I don't think he just wanted to be there, man. He just took his foot off the gas.
I could see it was a mistake, but it wasn't at the same time because Jimmy is old, bro.
You got to put more help around Jimmy, man. He can't carry. You know, he
Jimmy's
wasn't like
old.
he's not like a Cam Thomas, man. It's just not in his. It's not the way he played.
For both teams, really.
Yeah, the way he played all his basketball life, they were trying to ask him to do different things. It's just that he's not wired to really kind of do that, man. Like he has a mindset of playing the game, like not forcing, not taking bad shots, man. You're just not gonna just like deprogram him like that in one season. It's just not gonna happen, man. You know, like when I play basketball, I love to set picks, man. You know, it's just naturally set screens. And if the coach tell me, "Hey, yo, BK, don't set any picks," I mean, it's gonna be hard because, like, you know, it's something I'm so used to doing. You know, on 95% of possessions, man. So, man, yo, chat, what y'all think about Carter Bryant, man? You know, yes, player one is over here saying they way.
You saw what D-Wade said about Jimmy Butler, BK?
Nah, what'd he say?
He said Josh Jackson. Oh my gosh. He reminds me of a Lou Dort. Nah, not Lou Dort. Dang, bro. He does. I ain't gonna lie. He do remind me of Josh Jackson. That's a good comparison.
If he improves his offense, I'm getting those. Carter Bryant, I don't know, man. Like,
nah,
you got it at the college level. At least, like, you have to be able to score. Like, to me, what team was he actually on? I gotta look at their team. He was on Arizona, and what other pieces they had. But like the NBA scouts, like NBA draft net is where the NBA scouts are. But these are like the guys who are really kind of like looking at all these players and yeah, man, 6 points a game. He can't shoot. Like he doesn't have any type of like 1-2 dribble pull-ups. You know, he's really, really raw, man.
Dwabi, what potential? Potential be what?
Oh, who?
He's talking about Carter Bryant.
Oh, come on, man. I don't know, man.
No potential.
I don't think because he got to be efficient, man. Like
he has.
I mean, they barely listen. They barely have patience for like number like players in the top 10. Yeah, look at this is Killian Hayes, right? He was the number 8th pick. Now he's out of the league now. You know, so they barely have like patience for like the top 8, top 10 picks. So Carter Bryant is going to 29. So I don't think they're just going to like really allow him to go out there and really develop his game, man. Like who's teaching these guys actually how to play basketball, man? Because like before, if I'm going to go to the NBA, I know like if I put this brain like I know I got to be able to shoot. Like I know I got to work on these things. Who's teaching these guys, man?
Dwabi, that's against college players, bro. He's not gonna be doing that defensive stuff on NBA players.
I mean, I think that's probably his biggest thing. He probably is playing D. Yeah, he has the 3D potential to impact at the next level. I think that's about it. But you got to shoot
NBA,
too.
like BK, bro. The NBA doesn't tolerate when you a slow developer in the league, bro.
No, that's what I just said that. I mean, yeah, that's what I was saying. Because like Killian Hayes, he's out of the league right now, man. And he was the 8th pick. So like Carter Bryant, he's going to 29. It's not like, oh well, NBA scouts just don't know about Carter Bryant, man. No, I mean they got all the film. This is the like the 80s or the 90s. No, they got all the film out there, man. They got
And
all the
Killian Hayes
research.
actually had an opportunity. He was starting on the Detroit Pistons at one point.
Well, maybe he can actually turn. I mean, probably the best thing for him right now is to go out there, pick up 94 feet, right? Because he doesn't. I'm not saying he has to go out there and be like who the top small forwards out there, man. Who is
There's not a
top?
lot of wings in the draft.
Yeah, he doesn't have to go out there and score like 25 a night. You know, I mean, but if he can just hit a 3-point shot, and I would pay guys. Like, I mean, all you gotta do to get better at your 3-point shooting is like you get 3 guys to rebound the basketball for you, man. Because like you try to develop a 3-point shot on your own, let's say just go out there and shoot threes. I mean, it's going to be impossible, man. Because you got like the ball starts flying all over the place, man. You got to run and get the ball. So you got 3 guys to rebound.
This is looking like another role playing draft, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the only guy I see
For the majority
with
part,
potential here is Dylan Harper, man, because like his NBA comp is like Cade.
I ain't gonna lie, Cooper Flag might just end up being the best player out of this draft, bro.
I don't know, man, because he's like Giannis, man. He tries to go and look to dunk on everybody, and that's not working in the pros, man. You gotta like drive to the hoop with a plan. You know, he doesn't do that.
Harper, I don't see it in Dylan Harper. I really don't.
Yeah, a lot of these basketball player kids, man, I get really, really like worried, man. Because you look at Tim Hardaway Jr., he's nothing like his father, man. Scottie Pippen Jr., nothing like his father. Bronny James, nothing like his father. Who else, man? Who else is other players?
And what was Dylan Harper's father? What's his name again?
Ron Harper.
Yeah, Ron.
Yeah. I say Ron averaged like 20 points a game, man, when he was with the Clippers. You know, so then he went to the Bulls and he played point guard, man. And shit, I mean, like MJ was 6'6", and then you had Ron Harper at 6'6". And Ron Harper took a step back, man, but he went to the Bulls averaging 20 points a game, man. The Bulls always had like a loaded team, man. Their team was like Tony Kukoc back then. Like he can.
I don't think
like,
always. I think once, because even before them Scottie Pippens and dudes, Jordan had a horrible Chicago Bulls roster.
No, yeah, but they drafted pretty well. I think Horace Grant was an all-star.
Most of those dudes over there was drafted, right?
The big thing was Tony Kukoc, like because those big men back then, like they couldn't move, like they couldn't like challenge the 3-point line. They couldn't move laterally. So like Tony Kukoc, picture Ben Simmons with a jump shot.
Yeah,
yeah, Tony Kukoc. He could put the ball on the floor. He was ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was the first, like one of the first space.
Yeah, the first bigs, yeah, man, to do all that, and like guys like Xavier McDaniel, Charles Oakley, like they couldn't like move their feet laterally with Tony Kukoc, man. Like the Bulls had an advantage, man. Like the best rebounder, the best shooter, Steve Kerr. You know,
that's why everybody was so shocked when them teams like Detroit beat them or like the Boston Celtics. Like,
I don't know, man. Like you couldn't like I don't know about a superstar team.
I don't know about super team.
Luke Longley, Bill Wennington. I mean, they're not playing in today's NBA, man. No way. And Bill Wennington,
Bulls just became stacked over the years. They had to build through the draft.
They developed really well because they got Tony Kukoc in the draft and they just developed him. You know, so I don't know about Ron Harper, man. You know, you look at guys
it took Jordan what? He didn't win until he was 27?
Yeah. 27 years old, yeah. And he was a low basket because he was like going out there looking to score 40 points every night. He didn't get his team involved. And
I mean, who was he gonna pass it to?
Yeah, but you still can like direct guy. Look what Kay Cunningham did, man. He almost willed that team back like to guys just couldn't make shots, man. Like Malik Beasley.
Yeah, they gotta get some like shot creators over there with him.
Yeah. Because Malik Beasley he shoots 41% from the 3-point line. And he was bricking, man. I'm like, what happened? What was going on with Beasley? They win that if Beasley just hit shots.
Man, he got humbled. He called himself the greatest shooter of all time or something like that, didn't he?
Yeah.
He got humbled.
Yeah, he listen. That's his fault for putting that unnecessary pressure on himself. It's one thing you don't want to do is
To say that when you got Stephen Curry in the league, bro, it's crazy.
yeah, man. And like I said, if
These players
Beasley
is
hits the
disrespectful,
shot,
bro.
they need one more guy there. Tobias Harris. I mean, he couldn't hit shots. He disappeared a lot. All you gotta do
You
is
can never
just hit
trust
shots.
Tobias Harris in the playoffs.
Yeah. But he's older now, but I mean, they wasn't asking Tobias Harris to be the Clippers version of Tobias Harris.
I ain't gonna lie, chat. A lot of these old dudes need to get up out of here, bro.
Yeah. But you still need some veterans, man. You need a lot of them.
Need some, like,
yeah. I would say getting,
But like LeBron, I think he's got to be the first one to get out of here. I don't know why he's playing.
He says
talking
the
about
older
next season.
players would be killing in today's NBA. You think John Stockton is killing in today's NBA?
Yeah,
having a guard like a player like Kay Cunningham, Ant-Man.
They'll have an advantage because them dudes back then actually played defense. These dudes don't.
Nah, John Stockton ain't playing no defense against these guys.
Well, no, I mean, he has better defense than most guards in this league.
I don't know, man. I watched John Stockton play. I love him.
I think he ain't no better defender than Jay. He's a better defender than Jalen Brunson.
He guarding Cade? I mean, Cade's gonna have like a serious
Cade, but he can guard Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson is
better than Jalen Brunson, though.
Yeah, he is. But I'm just saying him actually having the guard in today's NBA, man, because like you got like skill in almost every single position now, man. It's not just like the point guard. It's your power forwards like Paolo, Bam can create offense. Jaren Jackson Jr. can create offense. Julius Randle, like those guys. What happened with Julius Randle, man? In the last couple of games,
I thought he was gonna get a bag in all season. Never mind, bro. Never mind.
He was playing well, man. I don't know what was going on with him, man.
For the Lakers series, that was it.
Yeah, I mean, no, even in the Golden State Warriors series, he was playing good. He wasn't forcing things. He was taking what the defense gives you. He wasn't trying to do too much. At times,
what was his matchup? Wasn't he guarding Chet?
Yeah, I didn't really even watch it that much, man.
I'm
gonna go back and watch it. But like Julius Randle, I don't know what happened to him, man. I'm like, ugh.
Now we're gonna hear the comparisons. Oh, this 2012 team and this OKC team.
Yeah, he's not locking these guys down, man. John Stockton, like I think he was like 6'1". He's not like these guards today, man. Like a Tyrese Halliburton. I mean,
he said these guys 35-year-olds. What?
They would get killed in today's NBA. Oh yeah, okay. I got you, player one. I got you. Yeah. Stockton could defend, but he'll be getting cooked too. Yeah, he'll be getting. Yeah, Stockton will get destroyed, man. He would. I love John Stockton, but like, today's players are like bigger, stronger, more athletic, man. They got like counter moves to like different defenses. They could, the shot making is like just insane, man. It's ridiculous. I mean, you see what Jalen Brunson's actually really doing. The shot making he's making, man. I mean, it's just it's crazy, man. The skills, the NBA skills, it's insane, man. I'm going to sleep too, man. I'm gonna wrap this up, man. Yo, good show tonight, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and share the show. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.